just kick some shit for a minute.
Yeah, that's usually what we do. Like,
yeah, honestly, it's not like, we try to keep it like all open form. So it's like, because I feel like sometimes when you watch podcasts where it turns into like interviewing guests, and that's kind of weird. Because like I don't want to interview you, I just want to talk. Like I just want to, just like us hanging out like we would normal, you know.
I feel that for sure, but sometimes it's good to have like a game plan a little bit.
So well, definitely, especially
it depends on what you're in the mood for. Like
if there's new people too. Like if I didn't know you, I'd want like I'll have stuff like ready to go because you know you never know, you might get someone walk in and they're like, hey, so tell us about that, and like, oh yeah.
Yep.
And then they just stop talking. It's like, oh shit, he doesn't want to talk.
Yeah, ask Jordan about that.
Yeah.
Because Jordan Fredrickson, do you remember all the black kid?
Never
He's a year younger than us, but like yeah, the first time he came on, I was like talking to him, and I wasn't drinking that night, and Wesley wasn't here, and I was just like asking him a story, and then just tell a story, and then just sit there, and I was like, okay.
Oh fuck.
Just like a quick like 2-word answer, and then just not say a word.
Yeah.
I was like,
all right. It was just you and him.
And then I like 20 minutes in, I was like, all right, I'm gonna stop it for a second. And I was like, we're gonna go get beer. I was like, I need to get drunk to get this shit going.
Yeah, I know. I feel like I should get a little drunk.
Yeah, I usually do.
Oh, it's delayed too.
Yeah.
So you'll be
I'm
like,
trying to figure out how delayed it is.
it's like 8 to like 9 seconds.
Yeah, there you go. I'm saying.
Do you care if I tag you on social media, or would you prefer not?
Please, yeah.
Do you have a Twitter?
No, I don't have
No
Twitter.
Twitter, okay.
So keyboards have better days. I constantly spill my beer on it, and everything.
Good.
I threw up on my chair the other night.
Got some character on it. That's good.
Yep, right on live stream. Threw up on my chair.
Really? You got super drunk that night?
No, I was just drinking. I was just chugging Southern Comfort, and like I like coughed a little bit while I was drinking it. So I breathed in Southern Comfort, and I just went and just like right on my chair. And I was like, all right. So there's that. And our guest was just looking at, oh.
I'm going to pause this for a second and clean that up a little bit.
I just turned my chair so no one could see it, and then tons of people. Let's see if it's still on there.
Oh, yeah. If you started out with Supernatural, I'm very, don't believe in any of that and don't really have any stories for you.
That's good, though, because, so you'd be like probably about the third person who doesn't have any stories and doesn't believe in it, because, like, me and him, we've talked to a lot of people now, and we've gone to a lot of places.
Yeah, well, which I'd be interested to hear about, by the way. See if you've seen something that would make me question myself a little bit.
Yes and no.
Okay. For
as many places we've gone, we don't have results. So the only time we've ever had results is once at Skinwalker Ranch, where we didn't see it with our eyes. Chandler was with us, and he was recording, and we were like... I
think I've seen that recording.
Yeah.
It's pretty fucking weird.
We were reversing, and there's that weird picture... or like weird like thing in the trees next to it.
That picture.
I've seen that one.
Yeah.
Super weird.
That's the only thing ever.
That's the only thing. Oh, when you went out to Skinwalker, just barely nothing happened?
No. There's like someone clipped a video of, it's probably a bug. Like 99% sure it's a bug, but it looks like this weird orb like goes into the frame for a second and then just disappears.
Oh shit.
It could be a lot of things.
Right.
Yeah.
So.
And we didn't see it. Like if it was like, you know, like some weird ship or something, like we would have seen this fucking light take off.
Right.
So, yeah, it could have been the camera somehow.
We have no idea. It's like probably nothing. It's just weird, but.
Have you guys heard of this Jewel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are they not the shit?
They are really the shit.
They're the shit. I almost never smoke anymore.
That's dope.
And it's hard to stop.
Well, yes and no. So when I'm out selling, I couldn't possibly stop.
How the fuck does that have 35 views now?
What are you talking about?
Did it have more or less before?
This is 2 days ago, and it already has just a clip.
Yeah,
No, this is me throwing up on my chair.
Oh, that's why it has 35 views.
Just kind of not.
32 views.
It was just a change of life for me.
It didn't get posted anywhere.
I was like,
I saw it on Facebook.
if I keep smoking, I don't think I'm gonna get.
I just drink that and then I just cough.
That's dope.
I was like, fuck.
Someone clipped it and named it Pumpkin Jambalaya.
Dope. That does look like some pumpkin jambalaya.
I was like,
but yeah, when I'm not selling, I
Ain't finna die out
cigarettes.
here.
It doesn't even really cross my mind. But
Yeah.
I guess when I'm selling, I wouldn't stop. So
Right. It's just good stress relief.
Yeah.
Because I'm not a daily smoker by any means, but every once in a while you're just like, ooh.
Yeah, especially selling. It's like selling sucks. So it's like a nice, I don't know, little bit of joy.
Right. To get your mind off the.
Yeah, and celebrate a little bit after you get a deal, something like that.
Yeah, this is that weird thing in the sky. It'll be like over here.
Cool. Ain't finna die out here. So we came out here one time, no cameras.
It's definitely
really
different,
anything,
and there's been bugs.
Besides like personal ones, and we saw a lot of shit in the air, like moving around.
Something like, could be anything. It's like, but if it was something like weird, we would have seen it.
Probably not supernatural.
No.
Probably explainable.
And that's the thing too is, a lot of people who are big into paranormal and big into like wanting to see something, like we want to see something, but anytime like the smallest little thing happens, like that was it,
got it,
that was the ghost, that was the UFO, and it's like, take a step back. It's probably
or even like those shows where some of it might even be faked because they have so much of a budget that they have to keep up with.
Sure.
It's always like, okay, we got something, then they play it back and it's like,
right.
She said she misses her mom.
Right. Her name was Clarice.
Yeah, exactly. Clarice, what do you want from us? To leave.
Right.
Always to leave.
The other one people always tell us too, like, why don't you ever hear of like, every time you hear of like a ghost, it's someone from like the 1800s. Why is there never some kid that's like who died like 3 years ago who's saying like, man, this sucks dick, like shit like that. It's always super old.
I don't want to be dead. I miss my phone.
Right.
Did you hear that one time? Yeah, good point.
What's trending?
Yeah, or like or what is a phone? I guess if you died like 19. Yeah. Anyway,
yeah. What are you recording
something.
me with?
Yeah, the only people that are ghosts are fucking
ancient
churning butter when you find it.
Yeah, exactly.
What's that?
What do you believe in then, like afterlife? Are you religious?
Dude.
Like,
so maybe this should be recording if we're gonna get into a topic like that. I don't know, but it's so hard because I'm have so clearly knocked down everything I've ever believed in, and now I just have nothing left. I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen when I die, so I'm just gonna live forever.
Hey, that's what I like to hear.
I'm gonna live forever. It's pretty good here. I don't really want an afterlife.
I don't either.
That's what I said.
There's not a lot left here. There's not a lot left I want here.
And like if I always say if there's an afterlife, I don't want a fucking eternity. I'm 24 and I'm done.
I want eternity. I want it here.
Not me. I'm like, ugh.
Well, not even here, but like we'll get to other planets and shit. There's got to be so much.
Well,
shit
yeah,
to see.
Yeah.
But eternity with some assholes in heaven or whatever afterlife there could be. No.
In every version of God I've ever heard of, I don't want to be anywhere near that.
Oh, what the fuck is there to do?
Yeah.
Can I get drunk in the afterlife? If no, then
for
can
sure.
I die again?
Can I die again? For sure. And what kind of a God makes sex impossible to avoid but tells you can't have it?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It's ridiculous. Like, I don't want to meet that guy. He's a dick.
Fuck.
Yeah, he's probably boring as fuck.
Yeah.
Go read.
Well, he's probably fun. He just invented a bunch of people and just told them they can't do everything he made them fucking evolutionarily have to do.
Right. What blows my mind, though, is like when people are super, super into it and they're like, they every single day is working towards the afterlife. They cut all this stuff out that's a possibility. And like it could lead them to hell just because there might be an afterlife. There's no proof. There's not a single proof, a single point of evidence that there's an afterlife.
You nailed it. I think about this all the time about my mom. She's so into Mormonism, and I'm like, you're a smart woman. You work hard for Mormons. You're wasting your whole life. You could do something.
Yeah,
and
go
she
have some fun.
But now it's like she's 50. Would she kill herself if Mormonism wasn't true? I don't know. Like, I can't tell her that anymore. It's too late.
Well, and that's the scary part too is, a lot of people start losing their faith the older they get, but the ones who hold on to it, like, I feel really bad for, because they're knocking on death's door and there's not gonna be anything there, man.
Not gonna be. Well, there might be something, but it's not what they think.
I don't think it's gonna be what they think.
There could be something, maybe. And I can't rule out a God, but he just doesn't interact with us at all. Like,
no.
Like, there's so many planets and shit. Maybe there's an alien that made us. Like, a while ago could happen, but he doesn't do anything about it.
No.
Yeah, I think if
maybe watches us.
We were forgotten about long ago.
Right.
Yeah, failed experiment. He's just like.
Or just reminds me of Paul. An alien came down and fucked a monkey.
Right.
That's the best.
Paul.
That's what they said. The movie Paul the Alien.
Oh, I haven't seen
with
it.
Simon Pegg. It says that's how the evolution started. It was an alien fucked a monkey, and then and then man came.
possible.
I was like, that's fucking hilarious.
That's possible. That's cool, actually. I like that. That's quite possible. Yeah, I wonder if that alien came back and they were like, oh, fuck, they have nukes?
What do we do?
Run. Don't get too close to them.
Oh, shit.
They're stupid and they have nukes.
It also, too, like, on the flip side of it, I do like that there is religion because I think there's a lot of psychopaths out there that aren't as psychopathic, don't, like, go after their psychopath ideas because they're afraid of God.
That's such a debate because you're probably right, but then I think there's probably also psychopaths created by religion.
Oh, for absolutely.
Sure. Just every single day of your life, you're forced to feel shitty about yourself. That's the whole point of it, is to just, you make everything wrong, so you always feel shitty, so you always feel like you have to come back to apologize. You need them. I just feel like living like that would create some psychopaths for sure.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Some of those people that snap could have been religion.
Definitely.
Just the true psychopaths, the sociopaths that like would have done it anyway.
Yeah.
That religion probably helps them.
But
there's probably some people that snap.
Yeah, because it would be. Because I think for all of us, like, I've never once felt like a pressure of like something I did where I was like, oh, I might get judged for that, because it doesn't bother me.
Right.
You know, outside of like, you know, don't do shit that is deemed, you know, jail worthy.
Right.
But like, I drink, I smoke, I have a good time, you know.
Yeah, and if all of those things made you feel bad about yourself all the time.
And you really enjoy things, and then it makes you feel bad every time you go to bed.
Every time you enjoy something, right. At the moment something makes you happy, they take it away. So is there anything off limits that you don't, that any topics you shouldn't bring up? That you just, 'cause, I mean, this is out on the internet forever.
Yeah,
you don't
that's up to you. I would say, I mean, obviously don't be racist, but that's...
Right. Duh.
Yeah. Besides that, like, I don't think there's any boundaries that haven't been crossed already.
Yeah.
Cool.
There's you just can't say like, let's see, grape.
Yeah.
Forcing yourself upon one without the G. So grape.
Gotcha.
Can't say that one anymore.
Maggot, but being happy.
Like a gay maggot.
Oh.
Gotta avoid that one.
Got it. Okay.
Outside of that, like...
Free game.
Free game. Okay.
Let's see. Salty
It's just
Frank
those are Twitch rules. So
the ghost that's in my house died in the 80s, 60s, 70s. Have you ever been to a chiropractor?
Are we going right now?
Yeah.
Oh, I was like, maybe we should be recording this.
Yeah,
we're going. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Have you ever been to a chiropractor? Yes, but it was a long time ago. Wes, you got your beard floofed. A little floofy.
It looks a little floofy.
Yeah, it does.
Did you condition it?
No, I didn't today. No.
Looks good.
Yeah.
Today, you condition it though.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
You gotta keep it. You gotta keep it good.
I'm gonna get, if you go like 2 days without conditioning, it's all wiry and gross.
Yeah, for sure.
Fine, ignore me. Wasn't ignoring you.
That's my bad. I cut him off.
Oh.
That's
Old grandpa.
How many people are watching it?
Just 5 right now.
5.
Cool. Crystal meth. What's up, crystal meth? You want to tell us about that?
We've been trying. Haven't
got
got the story of the crystal meth.
Haven't got this. It's probably just a joke then.
Yeah.
Oh, Twitch doesn't really give a fuck. That's just crystal meth. I thought he would have had to misspell meth at least. No. They don't give a fuck. Cool.
Not at all.
Yeah, it used to be way more open, but now they're slowly getting more strict.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking Jeff Bezos, bitch ass, bought Twitch.
Oh, motherfucker.
So.
Well, it'll probably get bigger than Jeff's.
Yeah. I was like,
he's doing some
probably
shit.
a good call.
Yeah.
When he bought Whole Foods, I was like, oh, Whole Foods' prices are gonna go down. I might shop there once.
Right? Man, finally.
Right.
He just starts opening organic farms. Seems like a Jeff Bezos move.
Yeah, for sure.
But what's been going on in the life of Seth? Where were you at recently living? Arizona?
So Arizona was my last steady place.
Okay.
That was super fucking fun. But then that year I moved to New York, and then just slowly, I was homeless. Moved to New York with Bree, my girlfriend, and we slowly did this all the way back across the country. We stopped in Chicago for 2 months, but that was our longest stop. It was like 2 weeks at a time. So we went through like Philly, DC, and then we went over to Ohio. A lot of cities in Ohio, Indiana, a lot of cities in
So
Indiana.
do you just sell the whole time you're
The whole time, yeah. And so that's how I used to do it, but now I have just a home here, and I've sold in Florida, California, basically everywhere. So now I just know where the best places are, so I just go out for 2 weeks. I just bring a technician with me, buy my own equipment, just so I go wherever the fuck I want. Nobody can tell me what to do. And
That's
I just
cool.
for 2 weeks when I know I'm going to sell well, I just sell for 2 weeks and fly back.
That's smart.
Yeah, so that's what I've been doing.
Was the adventure fun or did
Fuck
it?
yeah, the adventure was fun. Fuck yeah. I don't have as much money as I should to show for it because Airbnbs and shit are expensive.
Yeah, definitely.
But it was so worth it.
You're a J. Cole fan.
Oh fuck yeah, I'm a J. Cole
Ball
fan.
while you're here, dude. Ball while you're here.
Ball while you're here.
Like,
that's right.
Like everyone forgets, like, because money's cool and money's important, but I would rather have adventure.
Oh yeah.
You know.
I'm all about the experiences.
Because if you come back like, I could have had $5 more grand, or I could have not had the adventure.
Exactly.
Definitely take the adventure.
Exactly. And I always tell my parents I'm having my midlife crisis now.
Getting over with now, right?
And now that I've seen a lot of what I want to see, I got to get out of the country, but now I can kind of start stacking up some money a little bit, start making bigger moves.
Definitely.
Got to get out and do it. So then this year I've taken a trip to Virginia, just got back from South Carolina, and I'm going to go to Austin on May 14th.
Mm.
So that's the life of Seth.
Hell yeah.
Where did you like, or what was your favorite place that you've gone?
So it's tough because Chicago is my favorite place to live. That city's so cool. Other than I was selling in the south side of Chicago, which was scary as fuck, but I was living in the north side.
Okay.
But that was scary as fuck. I sold. There's a city called Inglewood in Chicago, and it's Inglewood.
Right.
It's Inglewood. And but I go to the ghettos to sell. That's where they need alarms.
Oh yeah,
they need alarms
big time.
there, so that's where I go. And so.
How many times do you get called a honky?
Oh, uncountable. Uncountable. What do you want, cracker? But then I act like I'm supposed to be there and I'm all important, and I white page their name, so I'm like, "Are you Mr. Johnson?" And he's like, "What are you? Who's asking?"
Well.
And then my line for people like that is always, "I owe you some money. Let's talk."
Goddamn.
That always works. Oh, why? But so Chicago's my favorite place to live. I did have some crazy experiences on the south side, like dudes shooting dice, telling me keep wearing black. That was like as I was walking down the street, like, wear black. I'm like, thanks, I'll wear black. Good to know.
That's nice of them.
Yeah, but Chicago's super cool, especially like the city. Everyone's rich there, but still nice. And then it's like New York, like it's a huge city, but it's slow paced. So it's like it's a really good place to be. But my favorite city ever was Pittsburgh, because I made so much fucking money in Pittsburgh. I don't know why I did so well there, but so that's my favorite city still. I went back there this year, and I thought I just loved Pittsburgh, but I found out it was just because I sold stuff. Pittsburgh's a pretty basic place.
You're like, huh?
Yeah.
What's the hype?
Yeah, it wasn't that cool.
Because I'd like to go to New York, but kind of that whole idea of it being so fast-paced is like,
Oh, people are honking before the light turns green.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And to knock on doors there, I lived there for as long as I could, and then I was like, okay, Bree, we're out of money. We gotta go.
Right.
We gotta go. Because you knock on somebody's door in New York, and it's like, what are you here for? What do you need? Tell me now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's not how I even sell. I don't think anybody could sell like that. So that was a tough place to be.
Well, and they say, too, it's offensive to... In New York, it's more offensive to ask people how they're doing.
Yeah, totally.
Because you're just wasting their time.
Yep. Yeah, unless you genuinely want to know. It's totally true. Yeah, I would say, hey, how's it going? What do you want?
Right.
They wouldn't answer.
That's interesting. Because
I've
I've heard that rumor. I didn't know if it was like people just saying that or if it was like true.
Absolutely true. Although, like, one thing I've learned from being in all these places is once you can get a person to calm down and listen to you, everybody's exactly the fucking same. They have their little quirks, like they live in New York, so they're in a hurry. But once you get through that, everyone's exactly the fucking same.
So when I went out and did sales with you, you were like on the come up. Like you could tell like the progression of you becoming a monster.
I was a long way off, but I appreciate that.
Where are you at now? Are you like comfortable, like, because you're going anywhere you want by yourself? So I take it the comfortability level is just through the roof. Is it?
I could give you some context, but I don't want to brag. But I'm doing.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was wondering. Is like,
I'm doing good.
Was it a threshold thing? Like once you got past like a, I'm trying to see how I'd word it. Like, is there a breaking point?
Yeah,
in sales?
no, I get what you're saying.
You know, because every other job has a point where you're like, oh, I get this now. I'm a monster at this. Is there sales, or is it always going to be?
So it's a couple of things. But the breaking point wasn't sales skills. The breaking point was just figuring out, like, I was doing it wrong. It wasn't like I got better. Maybe I got better at sales too, but it was more like, oh, wait, this is way easy. So I would knock a shit ton of doors, and then I found out that no one will know what I'm talking about, but there's a sign called Security Networks that company went out of business, so they sold all their accounts off to a bigger company because they went out of business.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody who has that sign in their yard still fucking hates their system. So just slowly I figured out, like, oh my god, every single time I knock on this door, I sell them. So now I just fucking drive around until I find it. So now I just waste no time talking to people that I'm not going to sell. And there's like 5 or 6 signs just like that. And so I just literally will get in my car, get my Adderall, smoke a cigarette, listen to music, and just drive around. And I'm just like, I got my Google Maps, and so I'm just dropping a pin. I knock the door. If they don't answer, I drop a pin. Security networks. And so now, like, tomorrow I have 12 sales. I just got to catch them home.
Right.
Like, and I mean, you got to have enough sales skill to close it, but like, if I catch them home, I got 12 sales in this neighborhood.
Right.
Yeah. And so that's why I know the neighborhoods to go back to too. I'm like, oh, I'm looking at my Google Maps. Oh shit, I've got 20 sales I didn't catch. Let's go there.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool too, because like you could.
Wait, so do you just use Street View? Is that what you do?
Yeah. So if I haven't been to an area, I Street View and I go through and look at them. But if I've been there, I just pull up Google Maps and I just see the stars.
That's awesome.
But so that was the main breaking point for sure, and then that and getting a personal technician that was good, so that before I could do like 2 or 3 a day, because that's what the technician could handle.
Mm-hmm.
Now my technician's really good, and I've gotten to where I don't give away so much equipment, so an install takes him like 45 minutes. So now I can do 7 in a day.
So you and your technician are making.
Yeah,
good money.
he's making good money too. Yeah, I just pay him $100 an install, but.
Right. Well, that. If he's getting $700 a day.
Well, that's that happened once. 7 happened once.
But still.
But he gets 5 a day a lot.
Yeah,
he gets 5 a lot. Yeah.
No one's gonna ever complain.
Yeah. I mean, I guarantee him $1,500 a week. If I don't sell 15, I pay him the difference. So he makes $1,500 a week. He's happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Right. And I pay for his housing and shit. Yeah. So he's set up there for sure.
So what's the next step for you though? Like, are you just gonna do sales forever? Are you gonna start doing?
No, you can't do sales forever.
Like,
no way.
I'm Seth. This is gonna be my business. Who's underneath?
No.
Not gonna go that route.
That is the other option, and no, I don't like the recruiting. That whole thing is sketchy. You're supposed to not tell people you're making money off of them. I can't do that.
Yeah.
And then the fact that they know I'm making money off of them, now they get entitled. So I can't lie, but then I can't tell them either.
Yeah.
And then also so that year that I went everywhere, I had a team with me that year. I did recruit like 8 guys and trained them and shit. And at the end of the year, I gave up at least 70 sales, and my overrides were $4,000. Like 70 sales is like $50,000.
Yeah,
so it wasn't even close to worth it.
No.
So yeah, fuck that.
Not.
I just go out by myself. Plus, if I'm by myself, I work a lot harder. So
yeah, because you don't get distracted. I'm sure.
Get distracted, and I'm bored as shit. It's not like I can go to the movies with somebody.
Right.
I might as well sell.
Because that's what I didn't. It clicked in my mind later after. Because like I just wasn't good at it. Like I didn't put the effort.
I was gonna say you could have been.
Yeah,
like,
I just didn't put the effort.
But
yeah.
How much you had to weigh the amount of time it's gonna take me to get past this versus. Right. Like, time has a money value.
Yeah, of course.
It probably wasn't worth it, but anyway.
I didn't realize that I got sold to go do a sales job until later. I was like, man.
What sucked about that was I sold you because I was so sold.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah. Well, and then we called, I'm not going to name him because I don't have the best things to say about that fella. But
you probably won't see this.
I don't want to get into it. When I started talking to him, I mean, he's a good salesman, and he sold that job like it was the fucking next coming of Christ, and I was on board 100%. And
well, this is
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fuck him. Out it.
Nah, I like it.
We don't need to talk about the bad parts of it, but I'll tell you, he's in the same boat as me. He figured it out too.
Yeah,
he was just as sold as I was. I don't think it was all his fault.
Oh no, definitely not.
Yeah, but now we are battling each other all the time.
Yeah,
we'll be texting each other like he's by himself, I'm by myself. He's in Alabama, I'm in South Carolina. How many did you get today?
You guys kind of have like that friendly competition.
Yeah, exactly.
That's good too.
Yeah, and I keep up with him now, so that tells you that I stepped up for sure. I actually doubled him 1 week.
Oh shit.
Yeah, but that'll probably never happen again. He was probably being lazy or something. Probably brought his wife out or something.
Oh, he's married now.
Yeah, he's married now.
Oh shit.
Yeah, they're cute.
That's dope. But yeah, I guess once you figure it out, because you don't need a business to do it, right? Because being underneath people.
Yeah. And so that was the other thing. Another breaking point was you were making $400 a deal at the time, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So, an alarm sale is worth Well, really, you're talking $50 a month times 5 years. It's worth $6,000, I think. Maybe $3,000. I don't know what that is. But anyway, so you can't get paid that. Like with the alarm, whoever's answering the calls has to get paid that.
Right.
But whoever's answering the calls, they pay $1,100 for that. $50 a month. Sometimes they get paid $1,300 for that.
Right.
And you were getting paid $400. So how many people were taking that?
Yeah, there's pieces going everywhere.
Yeah. So now I'm at the smallest company I could find, and I told them I don't want your technicians, I don't want your housing, I don't want your equipment. If they give me the equipment, I know they're gonna make money on all the equipment.
Of course.
I buy my equipment.
So you just basically said you want their name?
I said, I want you to monitor my alarms.
Oh, shit.
I don't want to monitor them, and don't tell me anything else. You pay me everything
I'll
else.
go get out and get you the sales.
Yeah, and they were small enough that they were like, okay, can you sell? And I was like, I can sell. I'll show you.
They're probably sitting there,
woo! Yeah. Well, and I thought I was kind of pulling a fast one, like being such a dick like that. I was like, this is the only way you can get me, but I can sell. And then the guy took me to a jazz game, and he was like, I was going to buy my own Dippin' Dots, and he was hurry and swiped his card, and he was like, do you know how much money I just made on you? I was like, oh, fuck, I'm still getting played.
You go into his office, and he just has this big picture of you on the wall.
Yeah, for sure.
you go back, he's got an upgraded office.
Yeah, he stopped working. But he still goes out and sells, so he can't be making that much.
Yeah. That's awesome, though, because I'm happy to hear that it's been going
it's been
super well.
It's been going super well, but yeah. So the next step is now I've got I go out for 2 weeks and then I chill for a month or so.
Mm-hmm.
So now I've got a month of free time where I've been playing a lot of fucking 2K right now. So the next step is I've got a good amount of money coming in. I've got a lot of time. I need to not waste that time.
Mm-hmm.
That's the next step. I don't know what it is yet though. That's a pain in the ass.
It's
a good problem to have.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's the
Good
best problem that I could think of
It's a
is
good problem to have.
having the money and the job that works great, and then now you have the time to get side stuff going or do something that you always dreamt of doing or whatever it is,
Totally.
But I tell everyone you should stream whenever you're gaming, whatever.
Honestly,
might as well.
Because that's what that's what I say. If you're gaming, Twitch, there's a chance you take off or something,
It's all random.
So you could one day have the right people watch you, and then you're just set from there.
And you have a really good game, or funny something happens.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
So
and that's the same thing with the podcast. You have conversations every single day. You might as well record them. You might say something dope.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, and
you guys are on the right track.
Like what we're saying, we haven't bought any followers anywhere, nothing like that. Everything's been either the follow for follow or just naturally people coming in.
Organic, right.
But we have 310 followers on Twitch.
Yeah.
If one night, everyone tunes in, we'll be at the top of one of the sections, which means more people will start coming in. So I think that's for any streamer. If you just happen to be on one night and then 15 people come in and stay for 25 minutes, 15 more people see there's 15 people. It's just that law of attraction. People want to go where more people are going to see what's going on.
For sure.
Everything's popularity. So far, this is what section we're in right now, and it's Andy Milnox, of course.
Of course.
But
motherfucker still looks 14.
Right?
Yeah, it does.
So these people, just because they're the top one in the section, other people are gonna click it.
Yeah, because how far are you willing to scroll down?
No one wants to go.
That's it right there.
Yeah.
My limit.
So if you're
just gotta get to that point, and everybody on Twitch is gonna click it.
If one night we had most of our followers, we could get that point, and then everyone's in. So that's all it takes. One night, one good night.
Is there anything you can do to boost it a little bit? Maybe if you're gonna have a good guest on, can you
It's just sharing it on social media, basically,
That's
promoting it on Facebook, buying Facebook ad or
stuff like that. But even sometimes those Facebook ads are slow on the return, because I bought one for, I can't remember, it was $10 or $20, and we ended up getting 1,400 people saw the post 1,400 times.
Okay.
Only 30% of those people clicked on it, and it was a span over 10 days.
Over 10 days.
So I feel it'd be kind of hard to
Well, if you had a little
promote
bit of money
one
to put into it.
Oh, absolutely.
It would work.
Oh yeah, big time.
Cool. Because that is the next step. Is I just invested a little bit of money in this startup. It's a sheet company, bamboo sheets, and Bree just loved the sheets. And then I found out that the dude lived in Utah and it was really small.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe that will.
I hope, yeah. Well, we'll see. But so I just gave him $3,000 for 10% of his business.
Hey,
I don't
never know.
Yeah, right.
All of a sudden, get these fucking $30,000 checks in the mail a month.
Right? Yeah.
Well,
For sheets, who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
but nowadays it's cool because there's so much shit going on. Like people are inventing so many different things.
And I mean, I like them.
No.
I'll give it a little plug. How many people are listening?
5, and then you'll
But
probably
later,
get, like
iTunes,
tons of people
YouTube.
view it over the span of a week.
BambooFox.com. Awesome sheets.
BambooFox.com.
Yeah.
You won't regret it.
Everyone go buy them.
Awesome sheets. Bamboo sheets. Anyway, go buy them. No, I don't need to plug more than that.
Yeah. Have you guys ever had 20 viewers? Yeah, we've peaked at like 25, 27 a couple times.
Can you sell me a security system sign with the security system so people think I have one?
Just
Oh, without the
He just wants
without,
a
my bad.
Without
Yeah,
the sign.
dude, you don't need to buy it. I'll send you one. Put
He
up
lives
your
in
address.
North Carolina.
Yeah, I was just in North Carolina. South Carolina could have given you
He's the
one.
man. He's our moderator, one of our
Yeah.
moderators for our chat.
Oh, cool.
He's the shit.
But yeah, for sure.
Analfox.com. Yep, you've got it. That's the one.
Fox, close enough. Yeah, just put up your address somewhere. I'll send you some signs. I got a bunch of them.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, even like, you know, because I like looking at stuff that people invest in too, and like I've seen stories of like people investing in content creators. I didn't know that was a thing.
I didn't know that was a thing.
And like there was one, I can't remember their name. They started out on YouTube and they like grew themselves really big at the start. They got to like 50 or 60,000 like subs on YouTube, and they were like kind of like.
Those dudes do make a lot of money. I might
Yeah,
look into
they
that.
peaked. Like, well, I don't want to say they peaked. They plateaued.
Sure.
So they were looking for people to come on, and I guess some dude who watched them had fuck ton of engineering money or whatever, and gave them like I think it was like 35,000 for advertising money.
I bet they took off.
Now they're at like 17 million subscribers, and those checks are stupid that they get.
Yeah, that was the thing. Is he said he just needed advertising money. I
Yeah.
don't know how Bree even found him. He said if I could just advertise, I have everything else.
Yeah.
So I was like, I help you advertise. We'll see what happens. That was 3 days ago, so I wish me luck. But
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. Do you do any like stock stuff? Stocks are scary.
Cryptos.
Yeah,
which
crypto.
is even scarier.
That's what I did.
So
too.
far, I'm way up on cryptos, but no
Yeah.
stocks. I should play some stocks, but I don't know. I don't know anything about them.
Yeah, same. I don't know much about crypto
I put-
besides it scares me.
Yeah.
It was cool if you just got back in. It was just timing.
Yeah.
It was
Like,
100% timing.
yeah, because I bought a bunch of Litecoin, but
Probably made a lot of money. Litecoin was
I'm
super cheap.
just holding on to it because like
Okay.
why
Yeah.
not?
Could get up to
No
1,000.
point selling it like like right now it wouldn't make too much, so it's like just hold on to it.
Oh yeah,
My brother made quite a bit though, because he bought all of them: Ethereum, Litecoin, Bitcoin. So he made quite a bit, but
I buy them and sell them pretty often,
eh.
but I lose a lot of the time. I'm up pretty good, but I lose a lot of the time for sure. You never know what the fuck those things are gonna do. I hate hearing people say they know what they're gonna. Nobody fucking knows what they're gonna do.
No.
Yeah, the only stocks I invest in are index funds because I don't know if you know index funds,
Yeah.
but it's just like the whole market at a time.
Right.
'Cause I
and
don't
you-
know the fuck about stocks.
Well, yeah, and those are good too because like there's random spike days.
Yeah,
where it goes
yeah.
up quite a bit.
Oh, I don't even look.
Yeah.
I just put in a little bit of money and I just figure the market will keep doing well.
Yeah.
I hope it does. If it crashes, I'll lose that. But
Oh, I wanted to ask: is your dad's the thing me and James were gonna do with him like 4 years ago? Is that still doing well? I'm trying to think what the idea was. It was you go to shops that sell equipment and stuff, and it was like a website plug where they click on if someone goes to the website and clicks like more information, immediately calls a sales
Call
rep.
Drip, okay, because
Yeah,
he's had a lot
Call
of
Drip.
businesses over the years, but that's been his longest one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's been really fun to watch my dad because we're never poor, but like I had one pair of shoes growing up and
Right.
4 outfits, but like we were fine. He's rich now.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's caking.
That's what I like
He
to
drives
hear.
a 7 Series.
Oh,
and
yeah,
shit.
good
He's
for
in Europe
him.
every day. Yeah, I love it.
I like
It's-
hearing stories like that.
Oh yeah, I'm his #1 fan. It's so cool.
But that one did well because I remember.
That's the one, yeah.
Yeah, because when I was there, it was the other guy named Forrest that was like kind of
Oh,
like showing
fuck
us
that guy.
around. No, yeah,
No, Forrest is still there.
Yeah?
He's lazy, but he's good when my dad can give him to work.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because he was making like huge sales when we were there, and I was like,
Oh, what did he say? He was making huge sales.
well, I don't know what huge is. I don't know. It was like he was telling us one sale that made him a lot, and I don't know anything about how it works.
Right. Well, that's what he says, and that's what you should say to somebody you're hiring. That doesn't matter. That's some fucking weird shit about people nobody would ever know. So, who cares? But yeah, anyway, he's doing really well now.
That's good.
Yeah, he's doing really well.
Yeah, you caught me, JJ. That's fine.
Forest, you're wearing a champion shirt because you can't afford a Jazz jersey. Rip.
You got some new tats for us? I haven't seen you in a while.
I don't know. Maybe. I got that one.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one.
That's
from
sick. Taylor Malay. Matt's brother did that.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool. He's good.
Yeah, he's way good. I don't know. Maybe. I got like random fucking stick and pokes I did while I was drunk.
Cool. Oh, I haven't seen that rose either.
Oh, that one you haven't seen?
Huh.
No,
what the fuck is that?
Panther rose. I got the tattoo convention there a couple years ago. The guy was just it was like, because I just went to tattoo convention. It was one of he's like, I was going to get something else. And he's like, hey, I'll give you, like, I think I got this one for like $180. And he's like, I'll do it for $180 if you get one. Like, he's like, I've got this one I've always wanted to do. I was like, he showed me. I was like, that's pretty fucking dope. Yeah, do it.
You got so many balls. I want tattoos, but I could not just, now, that one. I couldn't do that.
Yeah.
I'd have to plan it
I don't
forever,
give a shit.
pick the tattoo art. That's cool, though. That's very cool.
You're kind of in the same boat as I am.
You too.
My tattoo, so in my head what I planned is I'm going into year 2. I told myself, because I know what I want and I know where I want it on my body, but I told myself, wait 3 years, see if I still want it.
Yeah.
Damn, man, I don't give a shit. That's the same with this one. I was like, hey, you got anything? I was like, I don't give a shit what you tattoo. Well, kind of. I was like, what's your ideas?
Yeah.
He's like, I like doing like, like girls. Like, he's like, I like tattooing girls. He's like, I got this one. I was like, yes, I'll let you do that. And he's like, I was like, we got some back on this. He's like, he showed a bunch of stuff. I was like, put those needles in. I was like, that's edgy.
That is edgy. And that's a big tattoo to just get on the spot like that. That's super cool. Did he at least draw it up for you?
Yeah, I saw it like before and stuff. So.
Cool.
But I was like, fine, do it.
Fuck yeah, that's way dope.
Yeah, I thought the 3-year thing was a good idea just in case, because, like,
it is a good idea because I've had ideas that, like, besides the random ones, but, like, that, like, I was like, I'll get that. And then, like, the hardest was the first one because I had so many ideas for this first tattoo I wanted and stuff, and I was like, I'm glad I didn't get a lot of the stuff. Like, it was, like, a lot of it was, like, back when I was smoking a lot of weed and stuff, so a lot of it was weed-based stuff, and I was like, fucking thank God I didn't get...
Thank God I didn't get a bunch of weed on me, yeah, for sure.
Right. Because that's what I always talk about is, like, the, like, I don't know what you want to call it, like, developing your mind further, I guess, or whatever, but, like, there's things I wanted when I was 19, didn't want when I was 20, and then it changed when I'm 21, 20, and it keeps changing and changing. Like, 19-year-old me was engaged and was almost married.
Right.
20-year-old me was like, wow, that was crazy. Why would you want to do that?
Right.
And different things like that. So I thought, ideas I wanted 2 years ago, am I still going to want them now? So that's why I've been waiting.
3 years is a good mark.
Like, I have the money I need for it. I just need to find the artist and then just wait a little bit longer just to make sure 100% that, I'm...
The only bad part about 3 years is, do you want anything 3 years later? I don't know. I'm not the same person every 3 years.
Definitely, like, it's half. Half of them have been like, okay, I'm definitely not going to get those. The other half, I'm like, yeah.
You've got a few ideas.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah.
You'll get a couple sick.
Yeah, I kind of want full sleeves and, like,
cool.
a lot. And, like, there's been shit that's like, oh, that was a dumb idea. Why the fuck would I want that at some point? And, like, I was like, toss that idea out. But there's ideas I've had for, 2 years now that I'm like, I still set on it and gonna get it.
I've got a similar strategy with Bree. That's funny.
Yeah.
Like, if we can make it through, like, 5 years, then I'm gonna think about marriage.
Yeah. I think that's smart, though, because, like, people jump into marriage so quick.
And there's no point. At least I don't think so. I'm like, I don't know. Like, I don't know if I'll ever. I don't know. We'll see. But, like, I don't know. Marriage isn't for me. At least not right now.
Right.
I don't really get it.
No, there's no point to it. Like, just a piece of paper, or taxes.
Yeah, I was just gonna say the only time I considered it was when my tax guy told me how much money I was gonna owe. I was like,
yeah, okay,
I'll pay it this year, but should I get married next year? And he was like, well, if you want to claim her as a dependent, it would help a little bit. And I was like, oh, I don't want to claim her as a dependent. I want her to have a job. So
yeah,
no, I'm good.
But no, like I always wondered that, like, does getting married, like, increase your love?
A lot of people say the opposite.
Well, I mostly hear the opposite.
Like,
right?
For some reason, like, I've heard so many stories, like, people are super happy, like, before they get married, and for some reason, marriage, like, it's almost like a forced thing upon you, like, like, oh, fuck.
Well, anybody backed into a corner does some crazy shit.
Yeah.
And I feel like being trapped into anything would probably change things. Plus, you have to work a little harder if they could just leave the next day. You have to be, like, at least close to your best self most of the time.
Well, true, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and plus, too, like, that whole idea, like, there's gonna be days where I'm the furthest from my best. Are you gonna stick around when we're not married? Like,
yeah, and if she does,
then you know, like, maybe there's something real.
Yeah, good point.
Vodsley, first, JJ said, did the guests leave Utah and turn out to be a huge success? Yeah, Seth's ballin'.
Yeah.
They said, we'll get to your tattoo idea in a sec, but Vodsley, she was hosting us, so she was typing in her own chat, she said.
Oh.
But I waited like 12 years until I got tattoos. My ideas changed in the meantime.
Yeah.
Gave myself time.
12 years, that's even more than 3.
Yeah, but
that would work.
My tattoo ideas are a little personal. I don't know if I want to give them out right now.
That's fine.
But
I can kind of
you'll see them when he gets them.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Wesley just shows up one day, like he's like, I need to take the week off. Comes back and he's just fucking inked up.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit!
Wait, has it been 3 years? It's like on the day. 3 years.
That'd
comes?
be funny. Yeah.
Like,
got it marked down on my calendar. I'm gonna be gone for a little while. Where are you going? I don't know. Let me go find myself.
Okay, so how many people are watching now? And do they transfer out all the time?
See the little red number?
down at the bottom left, 8.
Bottom left, 8,
Oh, nice.
9,
Okay.
9,
Yeah,
10.
picking up. That's cool.
It grows. It depends. We get weird times. Time is it now? Like way back in the day.
12, 20.
Yeah, it used to. Sometimes they'd be like 2:30, like just random ass times.
It's weird.
Wait, 230?
Oh no, like 2:30 in the
2:30
morning.
apiece.
Yeah,
Got
it's
it.
really
Got it.
weird. That's the one thing that we can't find is like, because a lot of things you can find patterns and what's the best and
This
when's
is like
the worst.
cryptocurrency?
Dude, it's so fucking random. There'll be like a Wednesday where we'll get like 28 people watching us at one time, and then like the next Wednesday like 4 people will show up the whole night.
So it's not
And
the
we're like,
day, it's just fucking
no idea.
luck of the draw.
Sometimes
Is
obviously you would think weekends would be huge,
Right.
but like we have like Mondays and Tuesdays that are our best days, and then our weekends sometimes are our worst days.
So you just really can't. Can you tell by the content? Are you like, oh, we're kind of rolling right now. This is sounding good, and you have more? Does that have anything to do with it? No,
because it's all just who shows up.
Wow.
I think it's titles that get people drawn in, obviously, because if
Sure.
you see a good title, and then just if the people who are, friends with us over time, Facebook, Snapchat, whatever, see it and we're live, we'll come check it out. But
oh, do you want to post on my Snap? I don't know how to do it, but do the I'm live on Topshelfers, swipe up to listen.
oh yeah,
I only have like I think 90 people see my stories, but maybe one of them will tune in.
Heck yeah,
It's
man.
worth doing.
That Pete real quick.
Or maybe I'll take the picture of you actually. I don't know, in it. Yeah, that's good actually.
Let me do the screen. And then it's I'll show you how to do it. So you click this little thing, and then whatever website.
Cool. That's easy.
Attach the snap, and then whatever you want to type.
Cool.
Let's see. Salty Frank says, I'm thinking of getting a tattoo of a needle because of my diabetes, but I don't want to because of my fear of needles. I'd look at my arm and be like, Gadzooks. Don't eat salty. Hot chicks, LOL.
You have diabetes, you're still afraid of needles? Don't you have to poke yourself every day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a...
Yeah, but what was he saying? Tattoo needles? They're way different. I fucking hate getting shots.
Tattoos, not like that?
No, like a lot of the time, like, depends on where it's at. Sometimes it fucking hurts, but a lot of the time it just kind of feels like something's rubbing on you. Like your fingernail or something.
Have you
It's
seen
not
them?
that bad.
Nah.
There's the one video where the lady fucking orgasms.
Yeah, it's so gross.
It's really weird.
Cringes me
She
out.
just loves it? Or
Oh.
do you think she's faking it?
I don't know. It seems pretty genuine.
Either way, it's weird she's doing it if she's
Good
faking it or
point.
not.
Yeah.
Good point.
Did you ever watch the video of the girl who got the tattoo on her asshole?
Wow.
No.
That was an
Was
interesting
it on the
one to watch.
hub?
It's probably on the hub, but I just found it across some like Facebook link,
Huh.
and like it shows it like him like in her asshole like tattooing, and I'm like, man, that is fucking. Why would you do that? I was saying like she should have just got like octopus tentacles coming out of her asshole.
The funniest was when me and Chandler went to the tattoo convention one time. We were just talking to the artist, this big scary dude. But Chandler was like joking. He was like, "You should get an owl right here and have it perched on your dick." And then the guy's face like didn't realize Chandler was joking. So he's like, "Oh fuck, am I gonna have to tattoo?"
Has Chandler been on this? He's the funniest dude.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Been on a
several
few
times.
times, yeah.
I'll have to check some of those out.
Trying to think.
You have some good times with him?
Oh,
I haven't seen Chandler forever. How's he doing?
Doing good. He's working.
Got a new job.
Yeah.
Do you remember Taylor Smith? Bird?
I bet if I saw him.
Long hair. Hung out with Teague.
Oh, fuck yeah, I remember Taylor. He's dope.
Yeah, he comes on a bit. He's so fucking funny.
Yeah, he works with him now.
Yeah, so let's work together.
Well, what about your guys' life? I haven't talked to you guys forever.
This.
Yeah, this.
Cool.
Yeah, I was working at a big company doing call center shit. Money was great. Hated it.
I was gonna say.
Started hating my life. Started, really dipping. Just, it's weird. I found out that point where I was like, do I like money more than I do like anything else?
Sure.
And it was no. I just, everything was in the bank, and then I just would never go do anything because it was so exhausting at work, and just had to make a change.
I feel that 100%. That's why I started doing 2-week trips every month. Because I could just go sell for the summer, but like fuck that.
And I just decided like I need to do something different because I did all the steps. Like I went and got medication because I was feeling shitty. I tried everything because I was like I don't really want to lose the job because like as far as like jobs go, it was great. Like
I like that you say that because I don't think medication really does it. I think that's a band-aid for sure.
It definitely was. Like I got on it.
Mind me asking what it was? It was like an antidepressant and anxiety.
Both. The first one was an antidepressant.
Okay.
Second one was an anti-anxiety, and then the third one was another antidepressant.
Gotcha.
So I tried different ones just to see what was working, and
none of them did. That wasn't the problem.
The last one like peaked for like 2-3 weeks. I was like, whoo, goddamn, and then it just like dive bombed. Like I got worse.
Gotcha.
So and I feel the same way. Like I think that there's some medication that probably helps certain people, but I think that definitely not for everyone. But doctors will prescribe everyone. Yeah, it makes money.
Doctors will prescribe anything.
Mine. Cause I was on citalopram, just anti-anxiety, and like at first, like it made me feel like a lot better. Like back in the day, like I wouldn't even go out to like my anxiety was so bad. Like so when you guys go to bars and stuff, like I would like overthink it way too much. So I just never go out. But then like like it said like so I got on that and it helped a lot. But then it says on the bar like do not mix with alcohol ever. But like I didn't notice that forever. It's like I was drinking every fucking night.
Oh,
so
you get blackout.
I black out
fast,
every night, and so like, and then it turned me into total sociopath. Like no emotions. Like I didn't give a fuck. And then like, I don't remember like 2 years of my life because I got off it. I'm off it now. Like, but I got like fuck it second off it though. Like the withdrawals. But yeah, people constantly show me videos. Like I was like, oh fuck, I did that.
Like legit, like when he says he doesn't remember, like there's been guests on him like, you remember that? And he's like, that happened? And then he's like, yeah, look, and there's like a video of him doing something like
something ridiculous, like me in the street with a gun or something.
Yeah.
Only in my underwear.
For sure.
I'm like, oh fuck.
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying.
That happened to me. Like, okay, so not like that, but I'm trying to think what the last one was called. Wellbutrin or something like that. Like a pretty generic antidepressant. And I can't remember if it was that one or another one, but I smoked on it, and it was the worst experience of my life. Like, because like I'm not a chronic smoker. I don't smoke weed daily or anything like that. And it was just like an occasional thing. I was like, oh yeah, I'll get some and smoke. And you
didn't think of it because you were just taking it.
Yeah, and I was kind of dating a girl at this time, and we were just hanging out, and we smoked, and dude, I got like I started getting the shakes and the chills, and I just remember sitting in my bed like panicking, like, oh my god, I'm dying, and I was like,
totally,
just all this awful shit. And then I went online, I was like, that was the weirdest thing ever. I was like, weed doesn't do that to you, that's not. So I went on, and they said that there's never been testing for that medicine with marijuana.
Until now.
Interesting. I thought marijuana was one of the most mild, like wouldn't interact with anything really.
That's what I thought too. I was like, Jesus Christ, if I did something else.
Yeah. Imagine. Yeah. If you'd done shrooms or something, you would maybe killed yourself.
Fucked me up. Yeah. And God. Yeah, I got off the medication. I was like, I'll just keep going to work. I knew it was bad, and I don't want to get dark and make like the whole victim thing, but I started getting to the point where I was driving to work, and I'm like, should I just get in a car crash?
Yeah. Because
it was just miserable. I was unhappy, and then.
And you don't mean it, but the thought.
Yeah, the thought happens. Yeah, I was like, and.
Be better than this.
I was like, time to. Yeah, exactly. I was like, time to change it up. So quit. I was like, I'm done. Quit, and started looking at jobs and stuff. And me and Forrest were talking, and we started doing this, and now I'm just full buckets in on this, and then I got some side jobs I'm doing, and
no,
happier I've ever been, you know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's what we're saying, Vodsley. Like, antidepressants, anxiety definitely is good for people, you know.
yeah,
But like I know my brother has severe anxiety and it helps him a lot. I know a lot of people that it helps for sure. But like that's all we're saying. Like, whether we were on the wrong one, it just wasn't for us.
yeah, no, Vazi, that's what I'm saying. Is I think that their medication does help a lot of people, but I do think that there's a lot of pharmacists and doctors.
I know for sure.
Yeah, it happened.
My doctor was the worst.
Yeah, we live in like the highest opioid abused state right now, and Provo is the highest usage in the whole world or whatever. And it just happens a lot around here. Doctors will just give people whatever they think works without actually doing the research into the person.
It can get even worse than that, for sure. But
Yeah, exactly. No, that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying the drugs are bad.
Yeah,
the bad pharmacists and bad
Doctors.
Yeah, bad doctors, because there's people who need medicine.
JJ Putz, you make a good point there. I would rather people just get whatever drugs they need.
Yeah,
for sure. Like, you should be able to just get them. I guess just maybe more education or something. Like, if your doctor just gives you something and says it'll help, but he doesn't tell you what it is or what it does, and you don't look it up yourself because he's a doctor, that's a problem.
You trust him.
Yeah. You should be able to just research what you need and then go get it yourself. A doctor can't figure out what you need in 10, 20 minutes they talk to you.
You want to know how mine worked?
Yeah.
You're good.
Oh, I walked in and the doctor was like, okay, so first thing we do is we fill out this form. And it was literally like some shit you fill out in high school. Like, on a scale of 1 to 10, how do you feel about this? During your day, how do these things affect you?
And if you want it, you'll just,
exactly.
That's a 1 for sure. Just straight 1s if you want the drug.
Yeah. So, and then she came in and she's like, oh, okay, well, here's the results. Like, here's what I think, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, okay, so what should I do? She's like, well, how about we try this? And then I was in and out in probably like an hour.
Right. She didn't meet you. She doesn't know.
Yeah.
She probably didn't do that much research.
Yeah.
The pharmaceutical sales rep probably just told her what it does. Yeah, it's a tough situation. But what sucks is I hate complaining about things that I don't really know how to fix.
Right.
Like, the college system is way wrong, but I don't really know
how to fix
what
it.
to fix, so I don't like to complain about it that much. That kind of goes back to what I was saying about I dropped all beliefs, but now I don't know what to believe in. Like, college, definitely that didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
Religion had nothing there, but now I'm like, don't have a lot of direction, so I don't know how to fix that. And something about public schools takes the direction away from you. You don't learn to be creative there for some reason.
Absolutely. Fair enough. You need your information on a silver platter. You're taking drugs. You have. No, I think you're mistreating what I'm trying to say, Bodsley. Like, I asked plenty of questions, but the fact is, like,
no one knows. Like,
no
my
one
dad
knows.
was on. My dad had to try like 5 or 6 different medications before they found the right one for him.
Right.
And like he said around here, I know a few doctors that have gotten in trouble because they were making money for selling them.
Yeah, there's probably good and bad everywhere. I don't know how to fix it.
What about the guest, though?
Yeah, what'd I say?
I don't know. Yeah.
Let's debate, Vazi. What'd I say?
Said specifically.
I don't know what.
Said what specifically?
Yeah, tell us what he said and then.
Yeah, 'cause I think we're all on the same page with.
Yeah. My doctor wouldn't give me anything that had street value. She's like, she fucking told me, I was like, I look like a fucking drug addict to you? She was like,
Okay, so she might have been trying at least. That's a good
yeah.
try.
It was so funny though. Like, I would allegedly going like, hey, I need this. And she's like, I'll give you this, but it's gonna... The one, like, she's like, this will take 6 months to kick in. I was like, fuck that, I'd rather just go without it.
Yeah.
Salty Frank, you making a good point there. Yeah, I took Xanax for a little while, and it wasn't worth... When I didn't have Xanax, it wasn't worth ever taking it. Like, if I didn't have it, I just wouldn't go sell that day. Really? Because I thought I needed it. It wasn't worth ever taking it.
Oh,
damn.
I thought that was mindful. Hey, yo, thanks for the... Tinder God, thanks for the follow, appreciate it.
Love the name.
Interactions and what the side effects are.
Yeah.
Well, I don't. Yeah, I have no idea what the side effects or interactions are.
Right. Yeah, and I think there's definitely like research is important, especially if you're going in trying to figure out what you think you need.
Bro wants to fuck people over on Twitch. Shit. What?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, he's having a bad night already.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything we could have done about that.
Yeah, I have no idea.
All right.
All right.
Anyways.
Well. Yeah. Let's see. What's some good topics you brought up before?
God, there's a lot.
I'm sure you hit everything all the time.
Yeah.
Well, let's go super. Okay, well, we kind of went supernatural.
I mean, okay, on the supernatural thing, I was gonna I'm curious. I want to know, like, 'cause, you know, we go to Skinwalker Ranch. If I want to know what's actually going on there, because like it's super like security, top secret shit.
That is weird for sure.
So,
but
like,
do you think it's just like it got famous for being supernatural, so
I
now they don't want so many people coming?
Bigelow, I can't remember his name. He bought it. He's an aerospace engineer, and he bought it. And then they have this bunker in the thing that I think you can read a lot of it's a private company, but a lot of it's public, and they're doing it's some sort of advanced aerospace. I can't remember. Do you remember what it said?
Yeah, it's like advanced aerospace engineering.
Because they have expensive equipment there.
Well, and so he was a Vegas like motel or hotel owners churned paranormal researcher, which is a weird jump of events.
That's kind of cool.
Right. So he bought the whole entire Skinwalker Ranch after hearing what the original family was posting about or talking about back in.
Oh, damn it! That's not as cool.
As you
I
can
thought
see.
he bought
Very
the
well.
site and then after being there became paranormal.
No, it was paranormal prior,
Okay.
and
Still
then he
cool.
bought it,
Still
and then,
cool.
and it's weird too because I don't know.
There's a camera there.
What makes me think that it might be some of it might be construed like story wise is the recent post from him and like other people who visited said that there's not much activity going on anymore. So is that them just saying, hey, stop coming out here, people come out here too often? Did it die down, or were the original stories all not true?
That one would be where I would lean.
Right.
Personally, but
Because the original family, like they were just ranch owners who just literally like they didn't go out looking for shit. Shit started showing up, and there's crazy stories of like, you know, typical like they found their animals mutilated.
sure.
They had this wolf. So do you know what a skinwalker is?
You told me once. I should.
Yeah.
remember,
So
but
it's
no.
like
A shapeshifter, essentially.
Yeah, it's
like a
like-
witch doctor, Indian shaman. That's a shapeshifter.
yeah, Native American. I
Basically.
get. So do you know who Calford is?
Huh.
He's been on our show or whatever, and he's Navajo, and he's explained it as to become a skinwalker in their culture. To become a skinwalker, you have to kill a family member, and usually people who become skinwalkers want to do evil, not good.
If they would kill a family member, right?
Exactly. So what they've said up at Skinwalkers, they see these weird animals that shouldn't be up there, like a wolf, because we don't have wolves here in Utah.
Yeah, in the desert.
And the story, I guess the big story from the original family is there was a wolf there, and the owner put multiple 357 rounds into it, and it just kept like doing its thing, and he chased after it one night after shooting like 3 or 4 times, and he said that he was following the tracks, and the tracks just disappeared like there wasn't anything there.
That's cool.
Yeah,
That's
so
cool.
there's lots of weird stories, but no video. You know, I don't know where these people are now.
Yeah, I have no idea. It's
Yeah.
a long time ago. I think
Right.
it's like, 80s?
Right. The guy who researched all of this stuff, like went to the farm, got all the stories, made several books and a lot of money off of it.
That's a problem too. My main beef with it is there's just so many fucking people.
Yeah.
Who all have cameras.
That's the thing. That's what we say. Like,
We would have caught it by now.
Yeah.
Not only would we have caught it by now, but we will make money on anything that will make money. I think if there was ghosts, there would be ghost theme parks at this point.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
that's
my
there's
main
a
beef
stand-up
with it.
comedian that has a joke about that. He's talking.
Is there?
He's like, you think he's like, here's why I don't believe in ghosts. He's like, if it was, that'd be fucking front page news.
Right.
Like, turns out there's ghosts.
Right. I think that's
Honestly.
exactly right.
Because like, yeah, that'd be crazy. Like, there's weird videos, but there's not enough weird videos.
Yeah.
Same thing with UFOs. Like, well, that's a tougher subject. I
Yeah.
just don't think
Definitely
they'd come here
tougher.
because I don't think there's a lot here for them to see if they can travel across stars.
I do think, I think the ghost thing is just wives' tales.
It's fun though.
Yeah. and me and Forrest always talk about it. It's kind of a contradiction. And for me, it's a big contradiction because I truly don't, like, I'm like 80% on the side that there's no higher power.
Right.
There's still 20% that's optimistic
Sure,
that maybe there
sure.
is. But if I don't believe in a higher power and I don't believe in afterlife, then where my brain goes is our consciousness has some sort of way to, when we die, releases, and that could be a ghost.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Just residual energy of some sort.
Leave some possibility.
Yeah, like some sort of residual energy. But if, what is it that if everyone does it, there'd be residual energy everywhere.
Yeah.
So is it just specific people? Is it just like, what would do it to cause there to be ghosts?
Right.
It's like Stephen Hawking. He said shadow people. He said it was like, because, Stephen Hawking, whatever, crazy physicist. He thought like it was some like multiverse theory. I don't know. His was crazy. I was like, what the fuck? But he's like coming through kind of. I don't know. It was weird. I was like, holy, what the fuck are you on?
Right.
That's a theory about what dark energy is, why we can't see it.
Yeah, because no one knows. That's what they think. Maybe consciousness is somewhat similar to. Because we have no idea what the fuck consciousness is.
Yeah, I love that topic.
Yeah.
This is a good one. But yeah, there is some theory that the dark energy is like just another one of the multiverse dimensions, and it kind of like rubs up on us, so we just like see it.
That's a reason, like when you say you want to live forever, that's one thing. Like I want to know what the fuck happens. Like what are we gonna discover? Like, because we're not gonna. By no means are we gonna live long. Well,
I am.
That's gonna be an ancient 300-old man like. God, Venus is fucking cool.
Dude,
right
I'm
now.
telling you, technology has gone so fast. I don't think it's that weird.
No, definitely not.
That's why I don't even care to smoke, because we're gonna be 3D printing organs. 10 to 15 years.
And they just made it so pigs, we can use pig organs. Like they like put human DNA in these fucking pigs, so we can use.
Are you shitting me?
Yeah. So now pig organs, like certain ones will work with us.
Oh, dude! By the time I get lung cancer,
you're gonna have fresh lungs.
Yeah.
It's just like that robotic heart. Have you seen that 3D printed heart? It's 3D printed too.
That's what I'm talking about.
And it never runs, like it's a forever heart.
That's what I'm talking. I want that right now.
Right? That's what I said. Like,
I'll run this one to the ground first. Actually, but it's a pretty good heart. It's done me pretty good.
Hey, little princess Maya.
Ayo.
Ayo.
Yeah, it's the one that I think is crazy is So I thought someone explained to me what deja vu is because I heard it on heard it on from a neurosurgeon or whatever that.
This is Seth. He's dope.
Yeah, this is Seth. He is also dope.
Who's J Puds?
Oh, Crystal Meth was asking. She's
my bad.
She's a long-time guest.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, long-time viewer guest.
I like you too, Crystal Meth. Your name's dope. Oh, I called you a boy earlier. I just assumed.
Yeah.
I do everyone on Twitch.
Vodsley was
unless they have someone named like Little Princess.
Vodsley was also a woman.
Crystal approved stamp. Hell yeah.
Got a couple female viewers, but so what the neurosurgeon said deja vu is they compared it to a computer, and all it is brain lag, like how a computer lags where it's delayed. Your brain, like let's say we're having a conversation right now and we're talking, but your brain doesn't comprehend we're talking for 3 seconds, and then it kicks in. It's like, oh, we were just talking, and then you get deja vu thinking you've heard it because you have heard it, you just haven't processed it yet.
Money. That makes so much sense.
Right. What some scientists, and other people theorize is actually deja vu is a moment in time that has happened in a multiverse, and you're hitting the multiverse for a second and bouncing off. So that multiverse has had that moment happen already, and now you guys it's like kind of like colliding for a second. So that's why you think that you've experienced it already, but you really haven't. It was the multiverse Wes coming in and like...
Damn.
I like the first one better.
I do too.
Yeah.
The first one makes real sense. The second one is like, that'd be fucking cool. Yeah.
That'd be fucking cool.
Having deja vu and you're
Blowing
reaching
my
out like,
mind.
is this me?
Hey, bro,
Yeah.
stop, I'm right here.
Come tell me secrets.
Yeah, what's it like over
I'm
there?
gay.
Yeah, I'm gay.
Oh shit, that was a possibility.
Right. Fuck.
Other Wes is sucking some dick.
Yeah, that other Wes is getting pound town right now. Fuck.
You just have a random thought. Why did I just feel like I sucked dick for crack?
Because our mouth tastes like semen and gerbils.
You had a wildly different experience.
I don't know what he's got going on.
Wow, Jesus.
I'm Wesley's #1 fan. Love you.
Seen the
Heart,
3D
heart.
printed houses they start. Yeah, the 3D
Those are-
printed houses. Those are fucking dope.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're like 4K.
Yeah, that's the fucking.
I would live in the.
future for
They're
sure.
like not big, but I would live in one for sure.
I like the
for
tiny
the nice
homes.
4K.
Yeah. I've been thinking about the tiny homes as an option for myself and an option for Utah that needs to be like someone needs to go in on it because
the whole fucking world.
millennials love tiny homes, and
Yeah.
a lot of millennials can't afford houses but can afford $1,200 rent.
Lazy fucks.
God damn it. So a $30,000 mortgage is only going to be like $800 a month.
Oh, it's so cheap.
So if someone has a lot of money and you're out there listening,
$30,000 mortgage is like $200 a month.
Yeah.
Is it that cheap?
Yeah, I'm probably gonna buy a house in Texas for $100,000, and the mortgage on that is $600.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Damn, I'm just gonna buy like 100 acres and just make a whole little neighborhood, a little tiny house.
Honestly, though,
smart as fuck. There was this guy in fucking Idaho who had a whole 100 acres, and when what was it? When the moon crosses the sun, solar eclipse.
Oh yeah, solar eclipse.
Solar eclipse. That dude he rented out slots in his yard for RVs, and he rented out 200 of them at $150 a night.
Fucking
motherfucker made like $30,000 in a day on his farm.
He called. Oh, he's a farmer. I was gonna say, called into work. Hey, I'm taking 3 months off.
Also,
yeah, right.
He's also growing weed on the side and selling to everyone.
Yeah, who knows what else he made?
You guys want this eclipse to be really cool? Pulls out a bag. Hey. You guys trying to get into tonight?
Got everyone high and damn.
Yeah.
That's a business right there.
Yeah.
That's a business.
Solar eclipse was kind of cool though.
Yeah, it was pretty cool, right? Yeah, it was pretty dope.
Like seeing shit like that. You're just like, won't see that probably many times in my life.
Fuck you, flat earthers.
Right.
Right. Sometimes shit like that gives me a little bit of anxiety. As soon as I think, like, obviously you love to look up at the stars and they're gorgeous and the possibilities are endless. Sometimes it makes me a little nervous that, like, oh fuck, like we are just on a rock spinning through space. Yeah. Like another rocket hit us any day now. That's a little weird.
I do my best to avoid those thoughts.
Right.
Just like, oh no.
Oh no.
I fuck myself up though because I follow some like science groups that really like to terrorize people.
Okay.
So like the big one right now is the massive solar flares they're expecting. And like, because a lot of people don't ever think, because solar flares happen so often that it actually
That's what I was just going to say. I thought that people were saying that all the time.
Yeah.
So they started ignoring them.
What they've been saying is there's one, kind of like how Utah's due for a huge earthquake. They keep in it.
I hope all this shit just happens.
At the same time.
God damn.
Yellowstone blows up, earthquake, solar flares.
We lose all our power from solar flares, so we can't even help.
Yeah, that's what they're saying.
I might do a whole lot of graping.
Whole lot of graping, a whole lot of looting.
Like, Forrest, the power's been off in only your neighborhood.
We got you instantly. One person left to charge their phone. You're fucked.
I'm just sitting in my room and the power goes out. Well, it's time.
Hello, crystal meth.
Oh,
no.
Now a nun's calling me too. Is this salty?
Oh, well, thank you.
Is crystal meth legit calling?
Yeah.
You're on speaker.
Hold on, you're going on speaker.
Salty was calling me, but he
all right.
What's up, my love?
Salty, call again.
Hello.
Seth?
What's the guest name?
Seth?
Your future husband?
Seth?
Okay, yeah, sure. Also, tell Forrest that Frank is very offended and that he ignored his call.
No, he hung up before I answered.
No. You definitely hit decline.
Negative.
Negative, Ghost Rider. The pattern is full.
I beg to differ.
Oh, no.
I want to watch that video of me pouring.
Speaker, I didn't mean to be nosy. Oh, okay.
Oh, there he is. There you are, Salty.
Oh, Jay Putz has been hitting it up.
Hello, Salty.
That's right.
Hey.
Last living farmer in America.
Don't do that.
That's right, Jay Putz.
Hey, what'd you say?
Kyrie thought the world was flat.
Can you hear me? Hello?
You're cutting out on both of our ends.
Phone disconnect.
You guys even say?
Gotta love the service in this room.
I don't know.
No,
what fault
Salty's
it's in.
cutting out too.
Yeah, I don't.
They just
I
always
can't
say
hear
that shit.
anything.
Yeah, it's weird.
Sorry,
I don't
Salty.
know.
Yeah.
It's probably fake.
But
Yeah, Kyrie did think the Earth was flat. So did
Yeah,
that
he's a
B.O.B.
flat earther, yeah.
Fucking idiots. Fucking idiots.
Oh, yeah, what I was saying, the solar flare thing, they're saying that it's gonna, if the big one happens, that it will just knock out all power and electricity here, and then cell phones will go out, and people, and then you get the theorists who are like super big, like into like weird shit. It's like, we'll go back to like the 1800s, and everyone will be against each other. It'll be tribal warfare.
I mean, maybe if I lose myself when I'm punching somebody.
Right? Someone's getting hit.
it's gonna be just like that movie we watched.
Oh fuck, that movie. Doomsday.
I haven't seen it.
Oh,
Man.
you don't need to.
If you ever want to allegedly do some drugs and watch a movie, that'd be the one.
That'd be the one?
Yeah.
Because it's got everything.
I'm gonna go through the list
Yeah,
here.
you tell how it starts. Just kind of do kind of plot.
So it starts out like it seems like it's a post-apocalyptic world, like most movies.
Like a zombie.
Yeah, like a zombie weird thing.
They have a giant fort, like a wall.
Yeah, like holding out the zombies or whatever, and then like you meet the main chick, and she's like this badass, and she's gonna go into the zombie infestation and find some person and like a cure. Typical movie.
Typical.
Now, do you like Mad Max?
I haven't seen it.
Do you like biker dudes with mohawks who hit a lot of stuff with bats?
Does my shit stink?
Yeah, okay. Do you like fast cars and like Fast and Furious stuff?
Yeah.
Do you like castles, Irishmen, and swords?
Yeah.
Do you like all four combined into one?
Let's put it on.
Dude,
fuck this podcast.
It's the wildest movie I've ever seen
shit,
in my
that's
life.
dope.
Was there even zombies in it? They talked about
there
it.
was.
Yeah, there were zombies in it
But they
too.
just got so sidetracked with all the other cool shit.
I was just watching, like, we're just sitting there like, what the fuck is going on? Because I was allegedly on drugs already.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to listen to movie talk, but I'm just curious real quick. Have you seen The Quiet Place?
Not yet, I want to.
Have you seen it?
No, everyone tells us to watch it.
I won't say anything.
Is it good though? Is it worth
It's the
watching?
worst fucking movie I've ever seen.
Worst.
Oh,
I've heard both things.
Yeah, like literally, there's no middle ground for this movie.
worst
It's
fucking
either people
movie
like it's really good or people like this is fucking awful.
I heard they only say like 50 words in the whole movie.
You have to watch it in the theater or else forget about it. But I wouldn't even recommend you do that. Well, I like. Are you gonna see it? Because I'd love to ruin it for you if you're not gonna see it. But if you're gonna see it, I won't say anything.
I don't care.
I don't give a shit. Tell
Okay.
us.
Okay.
So hold on. Spoiler alerts.
Spoiler
Everyone,
alert.
you
Quiet
got 35 seconds if you don't want to hear it to tune out or
We'll show the
skip
video
ahead.
Less than that. I'll be quick.
Yeah. So
But
We'll
I'm about to
just show-
spoil the end of.
We'll just show the video of me pouring beer in my eyes first.
That's perfect.
yeah, and then we'll go into spoiler. This is a great one. This was last night.
I was trying to do the straight arm thing, to pour beer, but I was like, it's gonna go in my eyes. So I was like,
Open
it
your mouth
goes in my
wider.
chin a little bit, and then I dump it right in my
Go another
phone.
way.
That's gonna go in my eyes.
That's not where you put
I
those.
can't see.
Miss a little bit.
right
Right in the
In
eye.
the eye. Your eyes are open. That probably hurt. That
It
probably
burned, but I was like, it's going in my bloodstream, so.
So when you pull that video up, are the
Oh, you can have a single bit in your
That's
mouth.
dope.
It's
That's
pulled up
pretty
over
cool.
there.
That's a cool platform. Okay, so The Quiet Place.
Perfect.
Yeah, so I mean, I get why people like it because the videoing was done really well. That dude
Yeah.
from The Office, he's really good in it. The acting's good. Like, they spent a lot of money on it. They did good with the movie. It's sort of scary. The reason it fucking is ridiculous is because the villains in it or whatever, they can't make any sound. They're basically
They can't make sound.
or you can't make sound or they'll kill you.
Oh.
They make sounds.
Okay.
But they're basically like 7 foot tall spiders with like 1,000 teeth. And so, but the claws that are sharp as fuck. So they run around, but they're fucking blind. There's 3 of them, and so you don't find that out till the end. So you come in, and they've killed all the humans except for this dude's family. He's been radioing out to every single country, trying to find someone else who's still alive. Slowly, you find out there's fucking 3 of them. So already I'm like, okay, they're blind. There's 3 of them. They took out the human race. Then at the end, his wife is scared, pulls out a shotgun right before the thing kills him, pops the dude in the head, and he dies. Spider dies. You're telling me 3 spiders couldn't take on humans with shotguns? I was like, a shotgun killed this guy? That's it? Why did I watch this fucking movie?
Where was the one tank? The one tank that was like, oh, just run it over.
Predator drones?
Right?
Yeah, I wanted to go back and see if he ever radioed Texas, because if Texas got a lot of shotguns.
Yeah, they'd be fine.
They'd be fucked. The
That
spiders would be
motherfucker
fucked.
come up in here.
Texas is like, try us.
Oh.
Try
We
us.
can't make any noise. Get the fireworks. That was the other thing is, why don't you just set off a bunch of fireworks and have a big ass bomb underneath them? They come to any sound.
Right.
They'd all 3 come to the fireworks and anyway.
So is
stupid
it?
Movie.
So like, is it a movie where? Because I think I might have the same problem with you.
Okay.
That me and Forrest get in arguments about with movies.
Okay.
I critique them too much,
Uh-huh.
and I overthink them, so I don't have fun.
So I am generally pretty easy to entertain. I can go along with it, but you just like I can handle unrealistic like fantasy. That's cool, but you have to kind of follow some rules. That's why I love Game of Thrones. They stick
time.
to their rules and they don't overpower
Wesley
things.
just hates every movie ever.
No, I'm not all of them. I'm not that critical, but you're telling me 3 spiders took out the human race.
Yeah,
I wasted my
agree.
time watching that movie.
Oh, Christmas says, can you believe she brought a child into that world?
Yeah, that too. What the fuck are they doing? Stop fucking! Come on.
You got other shit to worry about.
Dude, they put a baby in a wooden crate with an oxygen mask on for like 10 minutes of the movie because there's spiders in the house.
Oh,
like,
jeez.
come on. You knew the baby was going to cry. Don't fuck anymore.
Yeah.
How do the monsters look?
They're scary.
They're
like,
scary?
They did a good job.
Okay.
They're scary ass monsters. They got a lot of teeth. Like they did. I mean, that's why people like the movie. It's pretty scary, and they did a good job. It's just like, no, I wasted my time.
Because there was a movie that I watched. I forgot what the name was. It's Netflix one. It was the 4 dudes. So it was the 3 or 4 dudes, and they go on this hike in Switzerland, and they get lost in the fucking forest, and like 90 minutes of this movie, you're like, oh my god, this is fucking crazy, like intense. Last 15 minutes, they show this monster that's been following me. You're like, oh, whack.
Oh, no.
It's like, that ruined the whole movie. That looks like a fucking cartoon. Like, that looks like a 7-year-old came up with an idea.
Yeah, that sucks. So I will give The Quiet Place that. They showed they were confident about their monster. They showed him pretty fast, and it was scary the first time.
That's good.
So yeah, they were confident in the CGI was good, but yeah, just the plot was dog shit. Gotta watch it in theaters because they say 50 words. Like, I get distracted every second. Like, I can't imagine trying to watch that in my house.
Oh no.
Fuck that.
Yeah, fuck that.
Did you see they were gonna show what's the one with Dave Bowie, Labyrinth or Pan's Labyrinth? Labyrinth. They were gonna put that in theaters here in Utah. I was like, that'd be fucking a weird one to go get fucked up and watch in theaters. Labyrinth.
I haven't heard of it.
It has David Bowie in it. It's like an old 80s movie that it did really bad when it first came out, but now it's kind of like a cult classic.
Okay.
Like, it's fucking a weird movie if you ever watch a real fucking weird movie.
And now they're gonna bring it back into theaters. That's
they were just, do a quick showing of it, but it's cool they're doing that.
That's kind of cool.
Like, me and James were watching it one time, and the funniest scene ever, like, so, I don't remember how she gets there. Her brother's kidnapped by a monster or something, and she's gotta go through this labyrinth to get him back. But the girl, the minute she very first gets there, she looks at feet, she's like, come on, feet! And starts doing this dumb walk. Yeah.
I have to watch it.
It's a ridiculous movie. David Bowie's randomly in it singing.
I'm down.
So it's like, what is going on?
I'm down.
Salty says, have you ever seen the scene from MASH with the chickens on the back of the bus? I would have thought that they would do it if you've seen that scene. I haven't seen that, Salty.
I haven't seen MASH.
Tell Seth he has a nice part in his hair, very fresh.
So fresh and
10 out of 10. Yes.
Are they seconds delayed too?
Yeah, they can see what we...
So everything we talk and say will be in how do you say it?
Delayed, like the same as the screen.
Oh, so they're not delayed.
Yeah, so everything will be perfectly synced on their end.
Got it. So
it's just all 8 seconds.
They just saw me grace the part, right as you said.
Yeah,
okay,
exactly.
Yeah, appreciate the shout out on the part.
Yeah.
You can see an online of David Bowie's balls and dick in from his Hispanics 10 out of 10 movie. Do you guys find it weird?
Fuck that. Yeah.
Do you think it's bandwagon, or do you think it's genuinely people forget about people? Like when these big celebrities die, okay, like David Bowie, for example. All of a sudden there's David Bowie shirts everywhere. There's David Bowie.
It's like most people become successful after. It's like...
So, but you're saying why?
Yeah, because like he was huge already.
Yeah.
Like 70s and 80s. Like.
So this is like stuff from that fucking...
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah. Movie's wild.
I'll have to watch that for sure.
Yeah, there's David Bowie.
Yeah, that's a good question.
So do you think it's just when they die, like people remember? Oh my god!
I think are just all of a sudden.
It reminds them of like the
nostalgia
past.
shit.
Yeah, okay.
But there is an added level of being dead, like that raises you for some reason.
And
like,
I kind of feel it's a little fucked up that people take advantage of it with like T-shirt sales and shit.
Oh
yeah, that's true.
Because like,
I don't give a fuck them. They're dead. They don't care.
Yeah, and there's some situations like when Tupac died, it was like he was a gangster rapped, and then he died. It's like, oh, he was real, so then you love him more for it.
Philanthropist or whatever.
Like, so that one made sense. But yeah, David Bowie, that's interesting.
Or like Prince, because like my dad.
Prince is the funniest one ever.
Yeah.
Because he was gay, but he was an extreme Christian.
Yeah.
So he didn't want to get medical treatment because God would save him.
Yeah.
But he was gay.
He was extremely gay on tons of drugs.
Good for him. He didn't give a fuck what people
And he's
said.
like, he wouldn't fucking get medical treatment because God would save him.
Is that why he died?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. What do you? Do you have AIDS?
I don't know. I didn't know he was gay.
Didn't Bob Marley die for a similar reason? He just had like a toe.
Yeah, I think it sounded weird like that.
Yeah, something stupid, but he wouldn't get it treated. That's just
So overdose. He overdosed. Never mind. So my story is completely wrong.
At least we have the Bob Marley. I think that one's your point makes sense. Yeah, that right there is almost the trumping argument for me of whether religion is worth it or not. Like maybe it does save some psychopaths, but it holds us back so much more. Yeah. Like, we should just be able to have abortions. That's fucking stupid. There's plenty of people
Fuck
here.
those little shits.
We don't need
and then
more people.
Sell them for stem cells. Like
exactly. That's exactly where I was going. Nailed it.
Because everyone was pissed, like, when, Planned Parenthood was selling the fetuses. It's like,
we're trying to...
What are you going to do with them? Throw them in the dumpster? Who gives a fuck if they're selling them?
We need some stem cells. Yeah. That shit does wonders.
Yeah, we're trying to advance here.
Mel Gibson.
Seth is trying to be immortal. And we need those stem cells.
I'm trying to stem cell me a clone.
Right.
As soon as we can transfer brains.
Yeah. Done deal.
Mel Gibson.
That's something I'm scared about. Is brains only last 200 years.
That's a problem.
I'll make it that far, and then I'll figure something else.
You'll be AI at that point.
Okay, there we go.
Your consciousness will just go into an AI.
But then you have to wonder, what is consciousness? Does it change if I transfer it? Is it still me? Is it a copy of me that doesn't remember the old me?
Let me ask you this: is Seth your brain or is Seth your body?
Brain. Yeah, for 100% brain.
So if you just move everything that's in your brain, the thoughts and feelings, into another body.
How many gigs do you think that is?
Couple terabytes at least.
I got a lot of processing power too.
Right.
I'll do some memories. Get rid of the bad ones.
Right.
Transfer that shit.
Oh yeah, there's another topic for a second. But yeah, I think the brain is where everything is really.
Yeah, I think I'm just meat sacks.
I think so too. Yeah. But yeah, then if you could get what if you could just recreate your neurons exactly, but they were like silicone, so they didn't die?
Right.
Would I still be the same person? I don't know.
Who knows? That really depends on what you think. Yeah, consciousness or the soul is.
Right. Yeah, that's the other thing. Is there really a you, or is it just like the brain you happen to get and it changes all the time, and there's not a specific you? Do you take the Buddhist view,
I don't know,
where they don't think there's a self that continues?
Yeah. Have you watched Black Mirror?
I like some of them. I haven't seen it all, but
I always reference this, but I don't know why. But
go for it.
It's got so much stuff.
They do one where this couple's together and the boyfriend, I can't remember, boyfriend or husband dies. And this.
Oh yeah, they send like a clone that looks just like him.
Yeah, and they created his personality from like social media posts and like
that'd be different
things like that, and
that was a good episode.
It freaked you out because it was the same person and same reactions for stuff, but it was a fucking robot because it would do like, you could tell it like, hey, go outside and stand.
Right, yeah.
And he'd just go outside and he'd sit there and like,
yeah, I know, that was sad because there was part of me that was like, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. I love the sex thing they threw in there, that he was just 10 times better as a robot.
He's tearing it up.
Yeah, he's tearing it up, and she's like, oh my god, this is way different. And then she started like realizing, oh, this isn't actually him, this is a robot, but everything's about him looks the same and he acts kind of the same. Like,
yeah, that would be a weird one.
What if they made
I'd be down with it if they could make them though. Like,
yeah, that's true.
There'd be some downside, but I think it'd be a lot of upside. Sorry, go ahead.
No, what if they made you like a clone of you, or remade you from your browser history? They're like,
Bad News Bears.
That would be 95% random. What the fuck is this guy talking about? 5% killing.
Yeah. Man, New West has a lot of knowledge about midgets and porn.
Yeah, exactly.
It's really weird.
Dude, do you remember what it was like before Google? Like, fucking, that would have sucked when you had to go to an encyclopedia. We should be the smartest generation. We have a lot of resources. We should do some cool shit with our lives.
We're so dumb. Like, have you seen the videos like where they go like the campuses and stuff and ask them basic knowledge questions? And the one, like, I know a lot of them are fake, but like the one was like, I'm a history major, and she was just showing pictures like, who is this? And it was like Bill Clinton, FDR, and someone else. And he was like,
you should know who they are.
And she was a fucking history major. I had no idea who they were.
You should know who they are.
And she was like, so, I can't remember what she asked. She's like, what year was the Declaration of Independence signed? And she's like, I'm not sure. I think she said like 1980 or something. I was like, this better be fake.
This better be
so
fake.
JJ Putt says, would the robot rub one out if you asked it to? That's me already, though. Hentai expert Frank. Did you guys ever see Ex Machina? Yes.
Yeah, Ex Machina was dope.
Great movie.
Great movie.
What up, Euphoric? How are you doing tonight, my dude? Before Google was the shit. So much better. Library. Right.
Yeah, back on the stem cells real quick. I was just gonna. So Mel Gibson went on Joe Rogan's podcast to like push stem cells
with his dad, right?
Well, he was
That was
talking about
cool.
his dad, but yeah, you heard that one?
I thought he brought his dad on. No,
No, he just brought the
it.
doctor that treated his dad.
That's what it was. I knew there was two of them on.
And I thought it was
Oh.
so funny.
That
Like
was
his
dope.
dad got stem cells, and then he didn't want to say, but he was talking about his dad got boners again.
That's so cool.
He's like-
I didn't notice that.
Like I think he was like a 70, probably 7-year-old
barely,
man all of a
yeah.
sudden has boners again.
Yeah, see, we need those. Why are we?
Shoot me up! I don't give a fuck. Fuck those fetuses.
Have you heard?
Salty, I can't hear you.
Did you hear when Dan Bilzerian came on?
Uh.
Joe Rogan's. He's
Yeah.
exactly what you think.
Yeah.
He is, but
Yeah.
you should listen to it because it's still interesting. But he just goes to Mexico and just shoots up 200 million stem cells and just to work out.
Yeah.
And he says they work better than steroids.
Yeah.
It's
Joe
pretty
Rogan
cool.
says Joe Rogan got the ones here too, which so there's different ones. There's ones from umbilical cords, and then I don't know. There's different kinds. Like there's some from fucking fetuses, and those are the best ones, obviously, because
Yeah.
they're in developed cells. But apparently, like you can get them from umbilical cords too, and that's illegal in the U.S. I don't know. There's like weird things or
Yeah.
bone marrow stem cells. But I don't know. Joe Rogan got the ones here, and he said they were amazing.
They still worked.
Yeah.
Yeah, he always talks about his shoulder, right? He was
Yeah,
getting
yeah,
his
his shoulder,
surgery, and
yeah.
now he didn't need it.
But,
for
like,
stem cells.
They all these rich people keep going over there. Like I can't which country is that does all of them, and they're like, it changed my life. I was way better.
Yeah, like why are we?
JJ Putz asked her, "Did you guys see the Tupac movie from this last year?" I did
Yeah,
not.
it was super good.
Was it?
Yeah, it was super
I've
good.
never
Yeah,
seen that
they
one.
did a good job. Whoever played Tupac was on point. It was really good.
Even eating baby fetuses to get an erection? You're goddamn right.
You're
I'll
goddamn
chomp
right.
that little fucker.
Oh yeah,
Yo, thanks for the 200 bits, Nico.
Oh well, thanks for coming in and saying hi, Nico.
Nico.
No time watched
appreciate
you this
that.
morning.
Gee.
How sad. Good morning. Hey, thanks, Nico.
Hey, well, have a good fucking morning, my dude.
Yeah.
Hope your day is great.
Appreciate it.
Nico, do you know him? Like, has he come on before?
Hey, he's a viewer.
Cool.
He always asks me to show my feet.
Yeah, he wants to see Forrest feet really bad,
You
but
got
you
a
know.
foot fetish, Nico? For 200 more, I'll show you mine.
I always slowly show
Don't
my...
tell him that. He'll put 200 in right now.
I always slowly show my heel, and one time, like, I usually wear slip-on Nikes, and I was just, like, fucking with my heels, pulling them in and out one day, and he just posted, "You fucking tease, show me your feet."
Is he just being funny?
I don't know, he's
Yeah.
hilarious, but yeah, thanks for the 200 bits, though, Nico.
Yeah,
Appreciate
you're
it.
the man.
Yeah, I think that.
No time to watch you this morning. How sad. Good morning. Oh, no time to watch. All right, well.
We get most people
Shout
that are
out,
from,
Nico.
because, this fucking time of night, morning in Europe, like Euphoric, he's from Australia, JJ's from Canada.
And that dude from North Carolina. That's so cool.
Yeah, Salty's
Just
from
meeting
North
people all over
Yeah,
the place.
we have one, Daichi Gray. He's from Germany.
Cool.
We've actually been talked to. I mean, if we can actually plan it out, he says we can go stay with him for Oktoberfest
Fuck yeah,
in Germany.
Fuck
Yeah.
That would be a damn crazy time.
yeah.
We just need Garrett to go show us around, because Datweiler, he came on, and he just will, like, he's gone, like, a couple times, just Europe by himself.
Yeah, I've seen his Instagram.
I was
It's so
like,
cool.
That'd be kind of crazy.
My little brother just sold his car, and he somehow he made $8,000 like after the loan,
Yeah.
and he just went to Europe. He's gone. He's there now.
Yeah?
He just fucking quit his job, sold his car, and went to Europe. It's pretty cool.
Hey, man, I fucking respect that.
Right?
Hell hard.
It's pretty cool.
That's
You gotta play Tupac.
Why not?
Exactly like him. Yeah.
you gotta do it while you're young, because
Yeah. That's kind of how I look at it. Like, if we're not taking risks now, we'll never take risks when we're older.
Yeah, you'll have kids or something.
Yeah.
Or some other reason.
Because, like, if me and
You'll be
Forrest.
tired,
Yeah.
like, yeah.
If me and Forrest were 35, we're probably not doing this.
Right.
We're doing
Gotta
it
do it
now, and if we don't get big in 5 years, guess what? We tried.
Tried, and you got a lot
Won't
of
be
content
regret.
to look
Fucked.
back on.
Yeah.
You remember
Great
all your thoughts from back
memories.
then?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, it's so worth recording.
but it's like 5 years of streaming every day.
If we're not big by then, we fucked up somewhere along the
Right,
line.
you-
Yeah, that's our fault.
Yeah.
Not-
Yeah, that's not. People don't know us. By that point, it's just like we're doing something wrong.
It's just yeah, but yeah, no. After 5 years, you'll hone the craft for sure. You'll nail that shit.
Wait, what?
I love that people.
Your
just talk
message
while you're
wasn't
going.
posted due to conflicts with the channel's moderation settings? Why am I getting this? I don't know. What'd you say?
Yeah, I don't know.
I have no idea. It didn't show up automod, so I have no idea.
Wait, is Salty Frank the moderator?
Yeah.
So does he have to watch the whole episode every time?
Nah,
No. Yeah,
we just do it because, like, I can do it myself. Like, see how it popped up automod? There's certain words. Yeah, that's why.
Yeah, we don't want to allow that one. Sorry, dude.
That's why we... Because we'll get in trouble for that word.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
someone
That's
wants to
why
deny
it did that one. But, like, so, yeah, we have an automod. So, like, we can set certain words that will get blocked and stuff. But then I have to go back and approve it. So, like, we have, like, Salty Frank. He's one of our very first viewers. and then he just hung out with us. We play games with him and
He
stuff.
just mods for you?
Yeah.
Salty
Great guy.
Freddy, shout out. What a G. Do you pay him?
Yeah, he designed one of our
overlays for
overlays
stuff and emotes.
He makes our
Give him some
emotes
money,
like, so I gave him $50.
What a G.
But as
$50.
that's what I was saying. Once we get more money, I'd love to, if we get to the point where I can, we can hire people to do stuff. And I was like, Salty, we got you. You're covered.
First thing, yeah.
Well, ideally, it'd be nice to have a couple paid mods who are like, 100% like that's what they do. Also get someone, because I'm doing all the stuff behind the scenes for like YouTube and Patreon and stuff like that, and my editing skills are pretty much none. And like, I don't know, like I know how to edit, I just don't know how to do it well.
It'd be nice to just hire somebody
to have someone do it, right?
For sure.
Ideally, our like long-term plan of like, down the road a little while when we're starting to make like,
I agree,
because eventually we want to get to the point where we don't have day jobs like everyone,
right?
And where we could stream like 13 hours a day, different things like that, because it'd be fun.
And have like we were thinking it'd be cool like have Topshelfers almost a brand, like hire other people to stream under whatever.
Super cool.
Different things like that.
There's a lot of things you could do with just a brand in general.
Right.
You can sell merchandise, all kinds of shit.
But it'd be cool. We were thinking like get a warehouse, for ourselves to stream in, rent out the warehouse,
and
to
then have a bunch of
people.
cool shit in there too.
Right.
Record it all.
Yeah, turn it into a big,
whatever you can fucking think of. That's why I fucking am so jealous of Joe. He just like has an archery.
That's kind of what we want to go like.
So cool. Yeah, that'd be dope.
I mean, we talk about Joe Rogan a lot on here because I mean, obviously,
he's the king of podcasts.
Yeah, he's the king of
I'm
podcasts.
Sure he's gonna come up a lot.
It's hard not to avoid talking about something he's doing.
And he talks about every interesting thing ever. It's gonna come up. Yeah. Anyway.
And it'd be cool. Like we want to get to the point of having like a warehouse type thing, but maybe take it a different direction that he does. Because it's just like,
you're not a hunter, or I don't know.
Yeah, even that, like, I kind of turn it into like maybe there's a lot of SoundCloud rappers around here.
True.
Not saying they're good or bad, not anything like that. Maybe rent out booths.
There you go.
Have a recording studio for people who want to come in and record good quality.
There you go.
Have like a little gym thing for people who want to come on and do private workout sessions by themselves. A lot of people like going to Golds or Planet or whatever.
You can do a lot of shit.
Different things like that. It just, once we get rolling.
Yeah, my dad just bought an airplane hangar. Not that he's going to have an airplane.
Yeah.
But he's bought the hangar because it's a good space. But I should ask him how much it exactly was, but he said it was way cheap.
Nah, warehouses aren't expensive.
Yeah, that's a good idea. You wouldn't be far off from that.
Yeah, Fork, he's from Australia. He's awesome. He said, I like this dude's voice. It's so wholesome.
Mine?
Yeah.
The little kid. Is that what you mean by wholesome? Yeah, if I say fuck, does it sound weird? Like, is this 8-year-old saying fuck?
I hope Salty will never agree to me. No, never TV.
He's from Australia. Is Australia... Well, have you been to America? I feel like Australia is the closest to America without being here.
Well, he tells us... He tells us never get rid of guns. And he said Australia is like... Basically, we think of Australia as all these stereotypes. Like, the video of that snake that was in the grocery store. He's like, that never happens. Like, there's one fucking video, all of a sudden everyone thinks there's poisonous snakes everywhere.
Oh, see, I don't really even picture that. For some reason, I picture Australia like almost a bigger Texas is how I think of it. I don't
that's
know
kind of how I thought too. Like, a lot of people think like scary monsters. Everyone's like, have you ever gone to the desert, like in fucking anywhere in America? There's scary snakes there too.
Oh, and from that one video I saw of kangaroos,
yeah,
I'd be more scared of a wolf or a fucking coyote than a kangaroo. Looks like you can just knock them out.
Yeah, dude just punched the shit out of him.
That was the coolest fucking thing I've ever seen. That guy was a G.
I like the stuff that what's his name was talking about. The
just
podcast you were on.
Beers, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's my life now.
I'm on my first one. I gotta catch up. Is there a bathroom?
Yeah, it's in.
That's probably where you just went.
Yeah, if you follow the lights all the way to the... So if you go to the right, follow the lights, and just turn left at the very end. Bathroom's there.
Can I steal one of your Blue Moons if you don't mind?
That's why I fucking brought 6. I ain't drinking all those. I gotta drive home.
I don't. That's why I'm drinking so much.
Well, it depends on what time we finish. Where do you, if you don't drive home, where do you sleep?
No, I sleep, Joe. I mean,
Yeah, we'll sleep here if you need to.
Depending on how that's good.
His voice makes me think I'm watching PBS, but I like good PBS rerun, not the new stuff. There are rappers in Utah.
Bro, I gotta be honest. I tuned you out when you said where the bathroom was.
just follow the lights. So go all the way to the back and then turn left.
Australia is nice. A lot of Canadians go there to work. Easy to get work visas for there. I know a lot of Australians come up here too to work. There are rappers in Utah. I thought there were like 5 black people.
Emus and kangaroos can split your belly open with their claws, man.
It's true.
Yeah, because that's what I was gonna say. Because he was talking about it. And
oh
Skep
yeah,
Talk's
Skep Talk. He's.
I tuned in late. I wanted to watch the whole thing. I missed what time did you guys start?
8.
So I missed 30 minutes of it.
It was pretty fun.
Yeah,
Wes is drinking. Cheers, mate. I like Blue Moon.
It's in my throat because Wes is drinking.
I'll just be like,
Man, you
do
get
that.
famous for sure. I'm sacrificing myself for you.
I'm just like, put a cloth on that.
I just tie it off and continue the podcast.
Every once in a while. Forrest, you're leaking on the keyboard.
I'd be the coolest man alive.
Probably would.
If I stabbed my own throat and continued the podcast and then went to the hospital after.
Yeah.
Damn.
Is Florida scarier than Australia then? When I lived in Florida, I was snapped at by a gator, threatened by a panther, and almost bitten by a pygmy rattler, and that was 5 years of being there. Seeing kangaroos crossing the road is pretty cool. Blue moon in the States is good.
Yeah.
Roos are typically out early morning. So he said that roos and emus will tear your stomach open really easily.
Okay, but so will wolves. So
But he said
No,
seeing kangaroos as crossing in the morning is really cool. So everything everyone says from Australia is kangaroos are jackrabbits or deer here.
Yeah,
they're scared of you.
And everyone hates them.
Gotcha.
Some guy I was reading on Reddit, he's like, I hit 2 roos with my car today. Fuck those things.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, he
just
said
everywhere.
roos are typically out early in the morning. Really annoying.
Ex Machina references how the internet could be seen as a broad, invisible roadmap of human consciousness, and therefore essentially for the creation of AI.
Oh shit!
It's a very common one. Welcome. I haven't seen you.
I didn't catch that.
In a couple days.
He was talking earlier.
No, I mean, was he?
Yeah.
No, I wasn't paying attention. Sorry.
Such a good point. Very calm one. That is spot on. That's exactly what it would be. Ooh, that'd be bad. That AI would get racist pretty fast.
Yeah. Fast.
He'd try to rape everyone's mom.
Right?
Right.
Come here, bitch.
Don't compare roos to wolves. There's almost no wolf attacks in North America history. Wolves are scary, though. Yeah, not in North America, but go talk to the Canadian wolf pack that's 800 strong that is killing cities.
You start watching the H3
Scary
podcast? Shit. I've never seen that. I've heard it's really good, though.
I haven't heard of it.
Do you know H3R?
Shell Shocky, thank you. Shock Z.
That's Sheldon.
Is Sheldon.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
What's up?
He started tuning in recently.
Can I have some of your Jewel?
Please. Yeah. I put in a fresh pod in case you guys wanted it.
I've only had it
fresh Tide Pod.
Yeah, fresh Tide Pod. Don't eat it.
He used the synonym of violate. Yeah.
What's the synonym of violate? I don't know what that is.
The grape.
Got it. Nailed it. Don't compare roos to wolves.
I can't shotgun 801s. They fucking burn.
Woo! You want some Forrest?
Yeah, I'll have some in a sec.
Whenever you want.
West Canada is in North America. Yeah. That's what I was saying. Canada, there's a lot of wolf attacks in Canada.
Jewels?
So that's in North
They're
America.
e-cigs. They use nicotine salt, and so they have higher, more purified nicotine.
I was wondering why the fuck they give me a buzz. Nothing else gives me a buzz.
It's 60% nicotine. It's called nicotine salts.
Cool.
And so that's why it helps you quit smoking so much because
it's the same as a cigarette. It really is.
It's way stronger.
Well, yeah, okay.
But
it's
yeah,
as satisfying as a cigarette. Nothing
yeah. That's why I like so e-cigs are 0.03%. So these
that's
are
5%.
50 to 60. Not even 5. It's 50. It's half nicotine.
Fuck.
So that's why you get head buzzes and you know. People get sick, doing nicotine poison from doing too much on them and shit.
Yeah.
But they're nicotine salts. I don't know I haven't read too much. I've only heard people come on and tell us.
Okay.
So all I'm saying could all be wrong, but everything I'm telling you is what we've heard.
And 2 things to go on that. I think reason why people are getting sick is because a bunch of kids are treating it like they're e-cig.
Yeah.
So they've never smoked cigarettes, so their body's not used to having that nicotine intake.
Right.
So they immediately go to that, which is the highest nicotine besides smoking a pack of cigarettes. So they puff on it thinking it's their e-cig and get fucking sick.
Yeah, you take 3 or 4 pulls, you get a good buzz.
You're
put
good.
It down for a while.
The other thing is there was a story of a teacher, and she's fucking gangster shit, the way she was responding, but she just got in a lot of trouble. Yeah, she was selling jewels at her school, and she said she made $45,000 in 2 months.
Yeah, she was people are getting mad, and she's like, fuck, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, she's all like, well, guess what? I was making more money than this shitty school was even paying me in a year.
Yeah.
I think,
Hey, Dingo.
I would love teachers to get paid more, but I don't know who's going to pay them, so if she can find another way.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Why not?
I think that's part of the problem of our public school system is that the teachers don't care. They knew we were cheating, and they cheated too. They didn't care.
Well,
they just want us to pass.
You know what's funny? So my dad, he's extremely conservative and stuff. Like, he's like, you know, this is his office for his cleaning company, small business owner. But, like, when I, like, tell him, like, teachers, like, you know, maybe if teachers got paid more and stuff, like, they'd be harder workers and stuff. And he was like, because my dad, he doesn't, like, make very much money, but he's like, teachers are, he's like, well, he read the median, was like, medium for a teacher is $60,000. He's like, that's like $5,000 more than me a year. He's like, so why? He's like, they don't work for 4 months of the year, all this stuff. I was like,
thank you for the follow, sheet dick.
it's just so funny hearing him talk. Like,
Okay, so he's kind of like, no, they're doing okay.
yeah, because he's like, they went to college and
I kind of get that.
yeah, like it makes sense,
That's a
but
good
like,
point. So maybe that's not the problem then. So what the fuck is the problem? Why do they want us to cheat so much?
I don't know.
Well,
Everyone keeps complimenting your hair, but he said such nice hair.
so let me get caught up this, and I'll
Maybe
tell
I
you.
should fuck it up.
No. Let's see here. 1,000,000% nicotine bath salt. What's up, Dingo?
The smoke shop by my work had me put the nicotine salts juice on my tongue. It was nasty.
Oh, I bet.
Kilojoules.
Yeah, something like that.
Sex with students.
see.
Thanks for everyone just follow. Appreciate it.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, there was another one just barely.
Oh.
Are you scrolling or are you getting so many?
He's scrolling.
Yeah, I'm scrolling trying to keep
I
up
was
with
like,
it.
damn.
Is he a
Such
Trump
nice
supporter?
hair. No, my dad. No, my my dad. He's super conservative, but he's pretty open-minded. Like, I hate to say it, he says fucked up things. Most of it's him trying to egg me on.
Yeah.
But like, he's super conservative, but he's reasonable. Like, if you show him proof of whatever, he'll. Oh, we got lost. So he said something we didn't see then.
Someone got hit with that ban. He got timed out twice.
What do you guys think about Trump? That's always a fun topic. We probably hit it a lot already. I apologize.
No, we don't.
All right.
Man,
We don't talk much politics because it is like a pretty. It's even tough to discuss politics with guests because like sometimes you don't know, and it's such a volatile thing.
Oh, well, I don't get offended.
Yeah, I don't either.
Yeah, but it is also pointless.
It is.
You can't do shit about it.
No. That's the problem I hate with the fucking arguments online, because they're posting complaints but never solutions.
I try not to do that.
I do it too though.
For sure.
Like sometimes I'm triggered. But
yeah.
What's up, Rick Shawman?
I don't know. I get triggered too goddamn easy online, so I got rid of my Facebook for a while because I have a problem with reading comments on stuff. So like I would watch a political video and then read all the comments, and then the people are so fucking dumb.
You go
like,
down the rabbit hole.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Like then arguing with dumb people is the worst thing you can do.
Impossible.
It's pointless.
Like
it's
I would
waste
get
of time.
the classic, like what would they say? Like, okay, so every, like, you know, guns is obviously an argument always.
Right.
But every time there's a political thing, someone would bring up guns, like, whether it had to do with guns or not.
Just because they had an
that's
argument
like,
they wanted to get out.
And it seems like that's all most people know, is whether guns should be illegal or not. It's like
their one
is that all your
hotbed.
political thing you fucking know?
Yeah.
And, like, I could tell, like, I would show my dad, I'm like, I can tell you what they look like by what they're gonna say.
Yeah.
For some reason, every fucking dude that was pro-gun, I was like, let's go through his pictures. I guarantee there's a picture of him in camo holding up into your head. Every fucking time.
Right?
Yeah.
Or a
That's
cowboy.
awesome.
Like, yeah, I fucking hate it.
That's awesome.
See, so Tavy said also my woodshop teacher did all my projects for me because I told him I was scared of the machines.
Yep.
Do you remember Tavy at all?
That's what I'm saying. Huh? TV?
Tavy? She's,
Tavy.
how old are you? 2 years younger than us?
Tavy.
Yeah, she's been on a couple times
I'm
now
sure
too.
I'd recognize
Yeah.
if I saw her.
What about the Korea thing?
Tavy,
What's
what's her last name?
Tavy, if you want to type in your last name.
I don't want to say if you don't want us to
Oh,
say
you don't
it.
have to. No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
That's fine. Like, that's what I'm saying. I just don't want to.
Tavy, I'm sure I know.
I'll type it up here, then you can see.
That rings a bell for sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure I know her.
Yeah, she's been on a couple times.
Cool.
But yeah, politics is weird because I personally sit right on the middle, and I believe that there isn't yes or no answers for some.
I hate sides is my thing.
Yeah, I think people always saying there's a yes or no for some of these topics. There isn't yes or no's. in some of them.
I would disagree with you on that.
Well, which ones do you think there's yes and no's on?
Well, so I can't get specific.
She's your brother's
on most.
age.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, so you know Alec probably.
Yeah, so she said, I'm 22 now. I'm the same age as Alec.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. What's up, Tabby? So I can't give you specifics. Maybe some of my specifics, but just my thing is like, there is a best way to build a house.
Mm-hmm.
You stand inside it and the rain doesn't hit you. So they might be harder to find, but I just think there is a right way to do something. So if we just found it, you could probably find the best answer to most things.
Right.
But are we ever going to find it? Like, so is it worth talking about?
Right. And that's kind of where I go with it too, because like, as much as like the three of us will agree that, you know, abortion should be allowed, there's people who. Do you disagree?
No, I think it's funny saying it because people just get so triggered.
Yeah, people will get triggered.
Yeah.
At the same time, I know people, you know, who completely disagree. And I don't have any real argument to say that they're wrong, but they don't have any real argument to tell me that I'm wrong.
Hey,
it's just
Jesus. Jesus.
Well,
yeah.
That's what I'm saying, though, is like, we can sit here and argue.
Jesus isn't real, Wes?
I am.
I guess we're kind of saying the same thing in a roundabout way. It's just like we couldn't really get there.
Yeah, exactly.
Just some people will be unhappy, but some people would stand in a house and wish it was raining on them. Like, maybe not that example, but you get my point.
Yeah, no, exactly. And that's kind of why I think there's not yes or no's, because we will never get to a point where everyone will agree.
So I'm kind of saying there is yes or no, and the fact that some people are just still saying no, even though we got to the right answer, you just have to say fuck them. But,
that would be nice.
Right.
And that's what I would like.
But then you wouldn't get elected. Whoever makes that decisions, you can't do that.
Yeah.
But I'm actually kind of loving Trump. He's a fucking idiot. He's a fucking idiot. But I'm loving him because he fired fucking everybody, and he's not really
He
rehiring.
constantly does it. It's hilarious. Like, that's my problem.
He's not really rehiring anyone, and so there's just like less and less government, and the market just keeps doing better. I'm all about free as the fucking market could possibly get, and so Trump being an idiot's kind of doing it.
That's why, like, I'll never say, like, you know, I'll never, like, support Trump, because, like, I'm not saying he's doing bad, because, like, people are like, oh, he's just, like, what is he just doing? Destroy the country? Come on, tell. Like, people like,
he's just getting
that's what
rid
people
of the
like. He's
government.
destroying the
Cool
country. It's like, what has he done?
He hasn't done anything.
Yeah, but like, just as a person, I don't like him as a person,
right?
Because he just represents like a person like I don't like total frat boy, rich douchebag.
Totally.
Like, I fucking hate those people. That's the main reason I don't like him. Like. But I don't know. It was kind of fucked up.
That's not a good reason.
It's just no. That's what I'm saying.
Whether or not he's a good
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I can't. You know, I'm not gonna say he's a good president, whatever, just because like.
I got you. My bad. You said that at first.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think too it's tough because, and this goes back to things we talked about like celebrities, like people starting to hate him because of something they believe in. A lot of people hate Trump because of things he believes in. Now, I get. Is he racist? Who knows?
Well, he did say it's okay. So maybe he's not, but he has raised a class of people that are kind of fucked up.
Well, right.
Like, did you see his last thing when he was like praising Kanye? But he's like, what do you guys think about Hispanics? And everyone went, boo.
Right. No. So.
And then he just laughed. I was like, no.
So that's where I was going with it. Is he racist? Most likely.
Yeah.
Is he sexist? Most likely.
Obviously, he's fucking.
Yeah. Is he doing president stuff separate from who he is as a shitty person? Is the stuff he's doing as president bad?
I get your point.
But like,
it's hard to explain because anytime you say anything positive about Trump, you're immediately a cunt.
Right, and a racist.
Right. And a bigot and all this type of stuff. And I'm furthest from the point. And I think people want to hate him so much and want him to be the biggest failing president that's ever happened because of him being a shitty person.
That's the fucked up part is they want him to fail. It's like, if he fails...
The country fails.
Then we get Mike Pence, which is
no one wants Mike
worse.
Pence.
Yeah, that's worst case.
If you want to talk about a true shitty human, racist, sexist person, that's Mike Pence.
Yeah, wasn't he like pro electroshocking?
He says anything. He wants anything that's unchristian to not be in the law.
I'll shoot him right in the head right now.
Yeah, he's fucked up. Like he wants there to not be any medication for AIDS because only people with AIDS are gay.
That's not true.
Yeah.
That's just objectively not true.
And so, like, shit like that, but do you know what's weird? You don't hear shit about him in the news, ever.
Because
like,
Trump just fills the fucking news up.
Like, it's like, constantly you're hearing stuff about Joe Biden when he was, vice president. But it's like, there's, like, super theories that Mike Pence, like, did this, like, and there's a plan to get Trump out of presidency. And Mike Pence, like, what is it? Whatever thing is that the vice president has to do, like, that he will just do it to become president.
Oh man, Mike Pence is too stupid to pull all that off.
Yeah.
No, that actually brings up an interesting topic. Where are you on the spectrum of conspiracy theories?
It depends on like conspiracy theories.
Let's just go 9/11. That's like the biggest
one.
I
don't think that's even a conspiracy at this point.
Okay.
Yeah, because there was a.
Well, it depends on how deep the.
Well, yeah, how deep you want to go, but Oxford.
It's definitely like fucked up. There was sketchy stuff, but like there's some stuff. It's like okay, you're pushing.
I think Oxford, England, just
wait. So it's not like it definitely wasn't what the.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Oxford just said that they've been doing research since it happened, and they just 100% proved that there was no way there wasn't explosions in the building.
Oh, I love that.
So.
Okay, so we're that's not much of a debate. Then we're on the same page.
Yeah.
Like to imagine that our dumbass government, fucking George Bush could barely talk. You're telling me he put all that together? Nah.
Did you see? I don't think
people.
the presidents have much power. Like you're saying.
Yeah, just nobody I've ever met is.
Did you see the thing where George Bush almost leaked that it was a planned thing though? He was doing an interview. I don't remember when it was. I was watching a YouTube video, and he was like. Basically about to drop the ball because he has a dementia now, and he was about to release like all this top secret shit. Like he was doing an interview, and his wife was like nudging him because he was about to say 9/11.
Well, maybe he just has dementia. He's going crazy.
Well, yeah, that's true, but like it wasn't like an inside job. But I think he was about to say there's more that the public doesn't know.
Yeah, there might be.
Because I was like
with that Vegas shooting, I've looked into that a little bit, and that shit's
sketchy.
There's some holes in that story.
There's a lot, but like I don't know if you've seen, they've been releasing a lot of the police footage and stuff.
I stopped I got in the rabbit hole like for 3 days when it happened. And then
so there's a lot of stuff that's like, so when I first saw it, I was like, this is for sure like something. But a lot of it has been disproved because the police has been released. Okay. But there is still a lot that's weird. Because I don't know if like me and Wesley have seen it. Like there's a video of a dude, he's in either security or police uniform. And he kneels down and he's holding, like, I'm not going to say, because I don't know. Well, it looks like a gun and there's barrel flashes and he goes in the crowd and all these people drop in front of him.
That's pretty weird.
So, like, I'm not going to say, inside job, but, like, to me it looks like there's more than one person, though.
Yeah, I saw one video of a security guard, like, just shooting as the crowd was running at him, but it was a handgun.
Yeah.
But I was like, maybe he thought he saw the shooter and he was shooting. I don't know. But that's pretty weird.
Yeah, it was, like, obvious. Like, everyone's like, it's a flashlight. But the dude played it in slow motion, and, like, it's kind of dark, so you can't see what he's holding, but he's holding something like this, and you just see... And the people are falling in front of him.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. Definitely strange.
I was pretty much on the side of there's almost no conspiracies because I think our government's so stupid that they
I'm not saying like I'm just saying like there wasn't there's a lot they didn't investigate because like the police if you like so I was like the night it was happening I was awake and I was listening to all the police scanners. I pulled them all up on my phone and stuff.
Oh, that's dope.
And like there was so many like multiple shooters and the police were like confirmed there's someone in the park ground shooting confirmed. And then, like, on the first reports on the news, like, yep, there's more than one shooter. And then, like, 2 days later, like, only him. I was like, I was listening to the police scanner.
There's some holes in that.
So, like, I don't know what could I, like, I don't know. Maybe they were just didn't know what's going on.
But I like they're not just jumping to it as a conspiracy.
Yeah, like, I'm not saying, like, because most of it's been disproven. Like, a lot of, like, because they released, like, the footage of the police cams today, all the stuff like that. So I was like, a lot of the conspiracy theories are disproven, but...
Yeah, but there could have been something weird, like why Mandalay Bay didn't have any of the footage. Like, maybe it was...
They released a bunch of the... They did.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Finally.
Was there some Iraqi arms deal going on?
That's obviously not true, but they're like, why did he... The thing is, which is weird, why did he have, I think they finally confirmed 47 guns.
Right, that's weird.
Why... And they showed him, like, so... He took in, I think, 8 different bags and suitcases, and he was going back and forth between his house and where did he live? Mesquite, and he was stopping in another convention like every other day because he was there for a week before the shooting in the hotel, and he stopped. He was watching a techno show at the same time, and like
was he like just checking out which one had more people?
That's the thing that's weird, and like he but yeah, he was using the freight elevator. One of the people that worked there was loading all of his shit. It's like, why does he have all these bags? And they were taking him up on the freight elevator, and like there's video of him doing it.
So there's something going on there. Probably not like a big guy.
But the weird thing is, like, the security guard that got shot, he was supposed to do all these, like, interviews on different news things, and then he canceled last minute and fled to Mexico. No one's seen him since.
That's weird, too.
Yeah, and, like, it's like,
there's
okay.
some holes in this story, for
sure. And the dude, there was, like, 5 different valets that said he had no bags in his car. But then on security video, the same dudes that said there's no bags unloaded bags from his car. So they're like, what the fuck? And then the weirdest thing, though, is, like, unexplained. There's someone in, like, military fatigues holding bags right after the shooting and throwing them in a black Suburban and then leaving. So it's like, what is this guy?
There's a lot of holes in that one. Oh, shit.
So it's just like, who knows? Maybe Stephen Paddock was an arms seller. Huh. Maybe he was, I don't know.
Very possible.
Yeah, arms seller's the only thing that makes sense to me why you'd have that many guns.
Maybe he was just selling them.
Yeah, maybe he was just selling them.
Or maybe he just had a lot of guns and decided, who knows?
Who knows? Yeah.
The thing that I think's weird is the tattoo. Because they released the picture of the body in the room, like, killed.
Because that's, doesn't happen, though. That's my answer. Like, that never happens. They never release crime scene photos. That is the first thing. She's like.
So they just release some shit.
That's
that appease the crowd.
Well, they're saying that like they're doing that. I don't know. She was telling me, I was like, no one released. That's like private. Like that's not even like illegal.
Oh, so like it's fake, probably. Whoever.
Well, it was real supposedly, but it's like not something they do. So it's almost like they were releasing it to cover something up.
Got it.
Because the thing is he has a tattoo on his neck, and the picture they released of his room when he's shot, you can see his head, like, and he's dead. He doesn't have the neck tattoo.
So it's like they were releasing like, oh, we killed him, or he killed himself. But
lesson to be learned though: do not attend a Jason Aldean concert.
Yeah, well, I mean, I already knew that.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
confirmed.
That's like the last concert I would attend. The funniest was, I think he's such a douche. Like, I understand, there's shooting going on, but no one in the crowd knows what's going on, and he just runs away. He never once they're like he wasn't even getting, the bullets weren't even hitting him yet. He heard something and just ran. So no one in the crowd.
Well, he had a pretty good view. If he saw people screaming and
well, he didn't know. Like, so no one was screaming yet. Like, they didn't even know they were shooting yet, and he just runs. Like, he didn't say get down.
But okay. For a second, before we criticize him,
I've been shot at and I didn't do that.
Okay, I understand that, Forrest. But
where I'm
going with that is, who was the biggest celebrity at that moment or at that time?
Yeah,
Jason Aldean.
If I heard a gunshot, I would think.
If I'm Jason Aldean, 99% of the time I'm thinking like, oh my God, someone's here to kill me because I'm the reason people are here.
But they weren't hitting at him; they were hitting at the crowd.
What I'm saying,
if he heard a gunshot,
I'm saying he's a pussy.
I think that you're taking it as, I'm doing the same thing too. If I don't got a gun on me, why am I standing around?
And ran off. It was, so he could have.
I'm under a spotlight.
I know, but he could have went backstage and like, hey everyone. He was out. They said.
He's a pussy for that.
Yeah.
He could have at least told people get out of here or something.
Like, get down.
They knew. People started screaming.
No one knew him. There was like 15 seconds that, like, so if you watch the video, he just runs off because the music was so loud. So everyone just thought he left. So, like, if you watch the video, everyone's like, why did he leave? Yeah. And then all of a sudden, everyone's got shit and gets shot in the back of the head.
Yeah,
I think that I don't know.
I think he's a bitch. If he was this real country badass, he would have told someone.
Does he pretend to be a country badass? Yeah. I thought he was just a country singer.
Well, he's like, oh, I lift hay and do all this country shit.
But I've never heard a gunshot before.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to hear the story. You got shot at?
I don't know. I'm not going to say I got shot at, but I was shot in my vicinity. I've told it before, and you guys know. But so we were at Matt's house, Matt M.
If they've all heard.
Do you know, like Matt M?
Matt Malay?
Yeah. And so we were at his place. He has this apartment in Salt Lake down. I don't know if you've ever been there. Across from Bar X, or he used to. I don't know if he still does.
No, I haven't seen it yet.
And so like we used to always party there with him. And they had the tattoo parlor his brother owns. And then so his brother owned 3 of them. And then so they had the tattoo parlor. And then it was one apartment, and then they did like an after club, like after 1. They just had people come. But then so they got rid of the club and just had 2 apartments. So these dudes showed up one night and just like walked into these other people's apartment. And they're like, "What are you doing? Get out of here." And so these 2 dudes started fighting them because they wouldn't allow him in their apartment. And then so he like came over to the place like, "Hey, can you help us?" And like so I was like, a couple of us, like I was breaking up the fight. And, like, the kid was holding the one dude's sleeve, and he's like, "Okay, I'm sorry, just let go of my sleeve." Or tell him to let go of my sleeve, and I'll leave. And so I was like, "Fucking let go of his sleeve so he can go." And then, like, he lets go of the sleeve, and the dude just punches me in the face, and just punches me in the neck, and, like, he did, like, a total monkey swing, so it didn't hurt or anything. I was just like, "What the
You son of a bitch, I was trying to help
And then
you.
I just hit him, because I was
Yeah.
like, "What the fuck?"
Fuck off.
And then his friend just, like, picks up a gun, puts it right in my face, and I was like, "Oh shit." And then Matt pushes both of them outside and then locks the door, and all of a sudden just pop, 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 pop. And
Damn. Did you shit? I would have shit.
I don't know, it was at the time where I was a sociopath and on drugs.
Thank God.
So I was just like, everyone's was like, "Get down, get down." I was like, "The fucking door's not locked." So then I just got back up, locked the door.
Yeah, you handled it well.
The cops came.
Damn, that's crazy.
Me, James,
Wish you knew who
Thomas,
they were.
Jordan.
You could go get 'em.
Well, so Matt's brother has a lot of connections, and they knew who they were like within 20 minutes. But so the cop put me in the back of the cop car, and they had caught the 2 dudes.
Oh, they caught him. Okay.
But he's like, "Hey, come with me." I was like, "Uh-oh." And then he drives me to the fucking guy that just shot at me and says, "Is that the guy?" And I was just sitting in the cop car. I was like, "I don't know." He's like, "Get out of the car." And he shines a spotlight in the guy's eye.
Why didn't you just say yeah? I would have said yeah.
I was like, "The dude just shot at me." I was like, "I don't know."
Yeah, I feel you there.
Yeah,
actually.
that might be kind of.
Yeah,
who
if
knows?
he doesn't get put away, or if he has a friend, I feel you there.
So I was just like, I have no idea. Well, he told me to get out of the car and look at him. He was right next to me. Like, the dude could see me. I was like, I'm not going to say yes. That dude's looking at me.
Yeah, good point.
So I was just like, I don't know. And I was like, testify? Nope.
Yeah.
So I don't know what happened to him, but...
Damn, that's crazy as fuck. I've never had anything like that happen to me.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if he shot at me, because there was, like... I don't know if there's any holes in the walls, or he had blanks. That's what I'm saying.
But you had a gun pointed at your face. That's worse.
Well,
That's
the funny thing is,
shit.
I didn't know this. Apparently, the first guy that punched me had the gun, but when he went to pull it out, he dropped it on the ground, and the second guy picked it up.
Damn, but I've never had a gun pointed at my face. That'd be crazy. That's crazy that I haven't seen anything like that. I've been in ghettos all over the country. I go right to the ghetto to sell. Like, that's where they need them, and I have never had a gun pointed at me.
Now, I'm going to give you a hypothetical here, and I'll have Forrest tell the second crazy story of that night.
Hell yeah.
Picture...
Of the same night?
No, a different night, but
Okay,
same place.
Got it.
Picture, like, 2 of, like, what you would consider, like, your best or closest friends.
Okay.
Some dudes walk past. Someone starts talking. One of your friends starts talking. Kids leave. Kids come back. Want to fight. Get in a fight.
Okay.
You're not necessarily involved, though. Are you helping your friends?
Yeah. Duh.
Okay, go ahead and tell the story.
Well, I mean, I would try to de-escalate. I don't want to fight, so I would de-escalate it. But if I have no other option,
Okay, so we were sitting like the same spot. It's this big alleyway. Like, I'm trying to think. There's a record shop there. Like, do you know where the College Junior is on 2nd South and State almost?
Yeah, I think I parked my car there.
Or you know where Bar X is, those, right?
Yeah, I think I
so
parked,
if you go
my car.
straight, if you go straight, there's an alleyway.
Okay.
From Bar X, and then there's like a bank there, parking garage, shit like that. His apartment's down that alleyway.
Okay.
And so we're sitting there, and then all these so we're sitting there one night, and all these kids there's I'm gonna say 10, I don't know for sure, but there's about 10 kids ride by on those rented city bikes, and then our friend was like, "Oh shit," because they were all wearing all black. He's like, "Oh shit, straight edge," or something. He said something like that, and then nothing happens. Like, all of a sudden, like a minute later, all these kids come walking back. They were straight edge kids.
Oh no.
And so we're all sitting there, and they're like, let's see. You fucking maggots. You try and talk shit like.
Maggots?
With an F.
The other word.
Got it.
Yeah.
I just don't get in trouble on Twitch.
Got it.
So they keep saying that, and they're like, and then he says, if one of you guys says one more word, we're gonna fuck you guys up. And I was like, and then our friend was like, oh my god. And then one of the kids just walks up and punches him in the face.
Okay.
And then so from there, like, I'm fucked up beyond belief. But next thing I know, I'm just holding a kid's like collar and just punching him in the face. But like, I got like it was me fighting 3 kids. Like, I got punched in the face. I have a scar right here. He punched me with a face and the key in his knuckle, broke the key on my face. And then his friends.
Damn, skulls are pretty strong.
Yeah.
Good thing.
I got hit in the back of the ear and have a scar with a key. Like, his friends were. Like, 2 kids are punching me in the back of the head while I was punching their friend that punched me with a key in the front of the head.
Damn, you're pretty badass, though. I wouldn't do that shit.
I was just fucked up.
But the 2 people you were with didn't do shit?
Well, there was a lot more than 2 people.
No one else helped.
So three enemies.
So the people... No, there was 10 of us. So there was 10 of them. There was... It was me, Garrett, Matt, and Jordan, J-Drum, that fought 10 kids. And then Matt's brother came out and, like, realized that there was all these kids, and he just started cracking kids on the head with a bottle.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
But like he fucked him up. But
so who was there that didn't fight?
We won't call them out.
You're right.
But
just 2 of them didn't.
There was a ton of people.
Let's just say there was a lot of close friends.
One jumped
in to
There was more of us than there was of them.
See, it shouldn't have been like that.
No.
You shouldn't have had a key.
But it was me, Garrett, Matt, and J-Drum that fought.
I was pretty disappointed in some close friends because I only went out.
Steve was there, but he just went to the bar.
Oh, he's like a Marine, right?
No, he just would fucking.
He would fucking.
But he went to the bar like down the street, and he came back right after it happened.
Damn.
I was just mad because I got this new shirt and it was ripped.
That's what you're mad about?
Like,
Your head's almost broke.
Well, so like I didn't so I was the only one that had any damage, like was because I got punched in the face with a fucking key, but like I just like don't remember fighting. Like I remember like holding a kid, punching him, and I don't remember how I started fighting and how it ended. I just remember there was one time like after it was over I was like just like fuck, who am I hitting now? And then this kid was like, whoa dude, I'm just trying to get my friend. I was like, okay.
Oh, okay. So you're not an asshole. You're just protecting yourself.
Yeah, he didn't want to get punched anymore.
Yeah. So I'm glad J-Drum jumped in there. I didn't know if he would.
Yeah, he would.
Did he fight well? Oh, but you don't remember shit.
He's done boxing now for
you're
like
right.
a year
He
and a
would
half.
jump
Yeah,
in.
I figured.
I don't know. I just...
Because, I stopped going out there because, like, I'm just not
really
into the scene that was going on.
Anymore.
And the people that were there who didn't jump in, I was like, man, we've had lots of conversations of, like, hypotheticals like this, and you did not jump in.
You really don't know who you are until you get in a situation.
Yeah, no, understandable.
I don't give a shit. I'll get punched in the face, but you're definitely getting hit. That's what I say. I was like, as long as I get one good punch,
right,
you can fuck me up, and I'm going to hit you right in the nose, and it's going to hurt. Yeah.
Damn, that's some crazy shit.
And that's about all my crazy... I don't know, there's probably more. People will probably tell me stories, and I'm like...
that you don't remember from back in the days?
Bringing a gun to the fist fight is being a pussy, though. 100% correct, Salty. 100% correct.
Yeah.
The funniest is one of those straight edge kids. Like, it's people now, like, we know people that know them. And one of the kids was like, he's lucky I was in there. I would have brought my gun and killed all of them. Yeah. It's like, fuck you.
Sure you
would, bitch.
Yeah. Talk is cheap.
But, like, if I saw some of those kids again, because I know some of them were probably... There was probably, like, 1 or 2 of them that were assholes. And, like, you know, just like we would, their friends probably were like, oh, shit. And then, so there's probably some of those kids are probably, you know, cool kids. And they just got in this shitty situation like we did because of their friend. Yeah.
What does Drake say? Trigger fingers turn to Twitter fingers?
Yeah.
Seems pretty fucking... I would have killed them all with my gun if I was there. It's like, why are you talking about... Like, I don't even say if I was there, because if I was there, would have fucked someone up at least. Like...
I can tell you no one got knocked out, and I was getting hit by 3 people.
That's pretty good.
That gives me a lot of intake on how good they can hit.
You got a chin, though.
I can... Well, I don't even think I was getting it. Like, I had, like, a bruise on the top of my head, so I think he was like... Well, I don't think, because, like... Joel, for some reason, I always remember this, like, because Joel played hockey. He always told me, like, the hockey movies, like, grab him by the collar and just do this, because most dominate his right hand. So, like, if I, you know, like, if I was holding Wes, like, you know, he's trying to swing, and he goes to swing, he's just gonna hit my arm every time.
Yeah.
And then you can just hit him.
Yeah, so I think he was just, like, trying to reach over and just hit me on the top of the head. I was like, fuck you!
I'll keep that in mind. I like that.
Yeah.
The classic.
Not that I'm planning on fighting. I feel like
I didn't want to fight. None of us did. Right. We were trying to do, like,
that's
the whole time we're like, we don't want to fight you guys. Like, someone said something dumb, obviously, or you think someone insulted you.
I hate people just looking for a fight like that.
That's
like, exactly what they're.
We're like, we're fucked up. We don't want to fight. We're just partying.
Well, and the thing too is, like, no one wants to get in a street fight, because, like, me personally, I'm a big fan of fighting, but in, like, the competitive
fighting,
sense,
not
brawling.
Yeah.
Because, like, in
Downtown
reality, like, in situations like that, you don't know, like, the other person might react in a way. Like, if he knocks you out and he's never knocked anyone out, he might stomp you, and that might fuck you up for life.
True.
I worked with a guy that,
and it's just you gain nothing from it.
No.
Nothing good happens.
You can go say, fuck these kids up 10-on-3.
Yeah, but then I'm just kind of like, well, maybe you should get a job.
Right.
There's, like, so many things that could go wrong. Like, yeah. But, like, you can fuck someone up, you know, hit someone in the temple, and you fucking you got away for murder.
Yeah,
right.
absolutely.
Or they do the same to you. It's like, that's why I don't like.
I feel like violence in general is gonna be gone. Like,
I would.
a couple hundred years. Like, we're not there, but
they'll start realizing.
Like Wesley said, like,
knows.
like competitively, it's cool.
Right?
Know?
Yeah, competitive.
Because, like,
that
that's
goes on forever.
Yeah.
That's like severe athleticism.
That's
like,
super, and severe balls to go up against somebody you know can fight.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Well, and on the side note, with it, the reason why I love it so much is, like, because you've played sports your whole life. You know, I played, you know, team sports my whole life.
They call Seth young Donovan Mitchell.
They do, especially at that 3-point line.
Nobody call me that.
You know how many times I've replaced my ankles because of you? Jesus Christ, man! But
right. Well, we'll have to talk about Donnie. If he ain't the MVP, the NBA's rigged.
Or choke out Ben Simmons in front of the whole world.
Right. He's not even a rookie.
No, he's not ready.
Did you see what Celtics were yelling at him?
Yeah. No. But anyway.
Oh, I was gonna say, I'm sure through the years, because you always were talented at basketball and you were pretty good at baseball.
Sure.
And, like, I'm sure you've been on teams where you may have considered yourself, whether you want to admit it or not, you know, top 1 or top 2 people on the team.
Oh, I'll admit that, yeah.
So, and I will too at baseball. Like,
sure.
But the problem with team sports is you can only be as good as your team.
Yeah.
Like, you know, unless you're Kobe Bryant putting 70, 80 points out every time.
Even then, we saw a couple years Kobe was by himself.
It doesn't happen.
It's bad.
That's why I like fighting, because you have a team around you. You have coaches and trainers and a game plan.
It's all on you.
It's all on your back. If you go out there and you dominate, you get all the glory. You go out there and get knocked out, it was all on you.
Totally.
It's like, look at fucking Westbrook. He got 40-some points the other night, and there was the only other person with double digits was Steven Adams.
Yeah.
So it's like, you're getting like half the team's points, like, so yeah.
And still losing. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, competitive fighting is like.
So that's why I like it.
And it's just the most exciting sport to watch as well. Yeah. On top of that, but yeah, fighting for just no reason. I hope that goes away pretty soon.
Yeah,
personally,
it's silly. Well, because at the end of the day, like, being a better fighter than someone else in the street, what does that gain you?
Right.
You're a cool guy.
It's good that you know how to fight, though. Just
right, defend yourself. What do the kids call it now? You got some clout. You got the clout, I guess.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
I'm down.
I didn't hear it until fucking his brother starts.
No, it's Boolin.
Well, what's clout? Clout was another
I don't even
one.
know what clout.
Clout's respect. I think that's the
I've
new
heard about
respect
opposite
thing.
too.
Wow.
I don't know.
Some
Google
guy,
it.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's look it up.
And Boolin's the other.
Boolin is my favorite.
They took
word.
Ballin and made it Boolin pretty much.
No, it's coolin, like cool, but you know, Bloods don't say the C, so it's Boolin.
Oh, I see. Okay.
That gave me so much cancer, it hurt. I felt it grow in my shoulder.
I thought it was dumb till I saw a picture of Obama wearing this nice suit, and then they photoshopped diamond earrings on him, like the president out here Boolin.
Clout. Influence or power, especially in politics or business.
Yeah, well, that's what I thought. I thought it was like a positive thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I thought someone did the opposite.
Yeah.
Got some clout.
I'm on clout 9. God damn it.
Oh, nice. That was quick.
Suck my guy. I'm so
clever,
fucking...
Top Gun.
Austin's lit. Are you lit because the Jazz won?
I am.
So it's a good lit, not a bad lit.
Yeah. The bad lits are the worst.
Clout has been a word for years. Clout was a word older than gadzooks, I think. Yeah, clout's super old.
Yeah.
Well, it's like, I forgot.
That's why I don't know it.
I heard,
It's older than Gensooks.
yeah. I heard, this was like 4 or 5 years ago, one of Chandler's brother's friends saying chief in my e-cig.
I didn't know.
And I was like, that's fucking whack. That's an old term just for smoking.
Right.
Yeah.
I didn't know what it
weed.
meant too until I heard like a Snoop Dogg song.
Yeah.
Like 97, they said chief and something.
Yeah.
I was like,
Someone had to explain that one to me. I don't remember who it was.
yeah, I was like, what are you talking? Why is that a word? And
Yeah,
then
it turned out
Kids
worse.
trying to be
Someone was like,
edgy.
they brought
you
it
want
back.
you want a chief? I was like, I would like to be a chief, I guess.
Yeah. Right.
Oh, speaking of people getting cooler after they die, how dope is Obama now? Like, now he's not president anymore. He's like a fucking. Why can't we put that guy back? He's actually dope.
Seriously.
He's so cool, that.
He's the coolest motherfucker alive.
It's true.
The funniest is how George W. is all up on Michelle.
Yeah,
Have you seen
it's
those?
weird.
Oh.
He's
It's
like,
all about Michelle.
he's
He's got a crush on her. I got
think
a
so.
crush on Michelle.
Fuck
He's
yeah.
like kissing up on her and stuff.
Badass
The funniest
bitch.
is that little Dicky freestyle with the sway in the morning. Have you heard that?
No, that's a
Oh,
good.
And he
It's so
says,
good.
he kills it. Like, he
Lil
freestyles
Dicky's
hard
a
as
good
fuck.
rapper.
Mhm.
And then he says something, bend Michelle Obama over.
Yeah.
And then
Everyone in the room
And
just,
then
oh.
Sway just goes,
Yeah.
I haven't
then-
seen that rap, but I know that line.
Yeah.
What? Is it just a big line somebody tweeted or something?
I
knew
think he
said
did
that.
it. Yeah.
I knew he said
someone
it.
probably said, yeah, but like, it was so funny, because who's the girl on Sway? I don't remember her name.
Uh,
But she's like, fucking Dickie, no!
Yeah.
And
She got mad.
yeah, and then Sway was like, that was dope, I'm just gonna ignore that Michelle Obama line.
Sway's the shit.
Obama
He's
is
so cool.
dad. Obama is dad.
He is dad, yeah.
He's so cool.
He's so fucking cool. I miss that dude.
So we talking about Donovan Mitchell then?
Yeah, oh my god, Donovan Mitchell he's the most perfect human I've ever seen on this.
Yeah.
But Bree hasn't really been following, but I put on the game today because I was like, the Jazz are in the second
They
round.
Yeah.
beat the fucking number one
They
team
beat
in
the
the NBA.
fucking number one team. They're the real deal. But anyway, we put it on. She goes, "Is that guy airbrushed?" I'm like, no, he's just beautiful. His game's airbrushed. He wants to play. and there's some other thing like Ben Simmons. Okay, he's got more boards and assists. Okay,
But he's not even like,
Donovan Mitchell doesn't play point guard. When he did, he got 11 assists tonight.
yeah. Like, that's what I was like, he had a bad game. He had 17 points and 11 assists.
11
a bad
assists.
game.
As a rookie.
Steve Nash got the MVP for averaging that, like,
Yeah.
whenever 10 years ago or whenever the fuck he
And
was
they're
in the league.
comparing the fucking, what's his name, Donovan Mitchell with like Larry Bird. That he beat Michael Jordan's record.
And they're like trying to say he's not good because he's having these off days in the playoffs.
It's like
He's fucking
he's
21. You know how
beating
nervous he
everyone.
is?
Dude, he's a rookie. He's in an off shooting night. He keeps attacking the basket. I've
I
never
still
seen anything
think-
like it in my fucking life.
I still think John
No fear.
Stockton is the best actual point guard, like only point guard.
yeah,
He
maybe.
still holds the number one for assists ever.
I think, and maybe steals still too.
Yeah, steals and
Yeah,
assists.
it's
He holds a
pretty
record
sick.
for both. Like, so as like actual straight up point guard, because most of them are like shooting guard, point guard, mix up.
Yeah,
Like it's Donovan Mitchell, he's a shooting guard but plays the point.
yeah.
But like
It's hard to say because I didn't watch him play, so I can't really weigh in.
that's I don't know old John Stockton, but like like from what
just
I've
the stats.
stats I've seen, he's he still holds these steals and assists,
For
which
sure.
is what you want your point guard to do. It'd still make buckets, but
And it's tough
and he
to
beat him tonight. He beat his rookie record, so
right.
He did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
And the one thing to keep
yeah.
them,
John Stockton had 10 assists in a playoff game, and he
He
beat
had
him with
11.
11.
Yeah.
Doesn't surprise me.
The one thing,
He's a
though,
fucking G.
to keep into perspective with sports though is like I still wonder like with football it's a whole different question because if we take the top players in every position in football and take them back to any team prior to the 70s, they're going to dominate them.
Yeah.
Just because it's a bigger,
Same with
faster, stronger
basketball.
game.
It's faster paced now.
Right. So, or can we still compare new age teams with 90s teams? Do you think that 90s teams will still hold up? Like, I think if you put Jordan on any team, he's just a freak athlete. He'll do well.
It's just I like it. You
I
just
think
can't.
it's a different game.
You just
It
can't,
is.
You just can't even have the arguments.
But the
Yeah.
best
You
would
have no
still
idea.
be good, no matter
Right.
what. Like,
But-
John Stockton would get a ton of assists still, and maybe not as many as steals.
What do you know? I don't know. Westbrook
think
on John Stockton would probably fuck him up. Like
Yeah.
nobody was that fast back then. I don't know. They're just so.
It's true. That's what
freakishly
they're.
big and athletic.
That's what
now.
they're
I
saying.
don't
The
know.
problem with like the reffing. They haven't updated the reffing, so they're expecting these refs to keep up with these fucking super athletes. So like he has to run back and forth all night long.
They do a pretty good job considering that.
Well, they said it's the worst in the past 3 years it's ever been in the history of NBA.
Well, that tells you something.
Because they're not able. So like he's like trying his angles off. So he's trying to watch a foul. He can't keep up with these fucking guys. So the ref is sprinting. He's at half court, and they're already at the free throw line.
I never thought
of
that. And
he tries to while on the run tries to see what the foul is. So most of the time they said it's like, I think they're 40% accuracy now because they just guess. Like, it looks like he did that.
Yeah.
I think they need to get 2 more reps for.
That's what they're
sides.
saying. They need to add like a ref to sit each side just to get that angle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
Because
you gotta give him some props considering.
Yeah, exactly. These dudes are trying to keep. They're like old school refs.
That's
like,
pretty cool.
These are like Steve Nash school refs, and they're trying to keep up with these fucking super athletes.
Yeah, I'd like to talk to one of them. Yeah. I wonder if they're just like, what the fuck is going on?
This dude has to sprint back and forth to these guys on fast breaks.
Maybe
like,
that's why fouls get called more, because like I can't fucking see. He probably fouled.
Looks like his hand hit him.
That's what they say. They say that's the problem with reffing is like they're guessing.
That's why Harden gets every single call.
Well,
that's
fucking they cheap shot fucking Harden. I hate Harden.
Fuck Harden.
He's good with that fucking pullback 3, but God, I fucking hate it.
You might have something here though. Do you think, because flopping has always been like a basketball thing and a soccer thing, but it's evolving to a much higher thing, so do you think the reffing is evolving flopping?
It looks like they're not paying attention completely, so like they catch it's out of the corner of their eye and they're like, oh, it looks like Harden got
he just fell down. That guy must have hit him.
He must have hit him.
So maybe there is a combination of...
Because it's Harden has way more fouls than any other player called on him. So he's obvious. For whatever reason.
My rebuttal to the 2 refs thing was I was like, they already called too many fouls. I don't want more eyes. Like there are more chances to call fouls. But maybe it's because they can't see. So maybe less fouls we get called. Like this guy that can't see would have called it, but this guy down here can see it, so he's not gonna call it. So this guy won't because it's his job.
Maybe it'd be interesting to see.
That's interesting.
Carmelo's still gigantic. Rubio shut down Westbrook. John got it easy. Fuck the flop god. I hate him so much.
How big is Carmelo? I'd like to see that actually.
Carmelo got 50 points and how big is he? Like,
size? He said he's still gigantic.
Oh, yeah, he's like 6'11".
Yeah, I want to know if we shut him down, if like the new age would shut him down. Carmelo.
Oh, that was the sweetest. Did you see this one tonight? Well, if you watched the game, you saw.
Yeah, this dunk is just nasty.
Did you see this, Seth? Hold on. How do I pause it?
Oh, I watched the whole game. Is this the tip dunk? Oh my god, this shit was so fucking crazy. I went nuts. Like, I threw my wings. What?
How do you do that? Like, watch, he's down. Boom.
Unbelievable. Boom. How about Joe Ingles? Fucking
27 points?
Fucking, he's a G.
So I was telling Forrest that, because like I'm on board already that Donovan Mitchell could possibly be one of the best.
Yeah, I think he'll win the MVP before it's over.
Yeah, and I think as he evolves, he's going to be
He's
amazing.
a rookie, and he's like the star of the Jazz.
Yeah.
Like, everyone told the Jazz they weren't going to do good this year, and then all of a sudden, look at them. They beat the fucking Rockets tonight.
One of the things that I saw tonight that I noticed, like, that made me think, like, oh my god, I think this kid really is going to be a star.
Oh, that's what
is when he went down for a layup, and I don't remember which guy got it, just like rejected the shit out of him. Like, get the fuck out of my house. This is Houston. What are you doing here, little kid? Just shut him down. Next possession, Donovan Mitchell got the ball, went for the same exact layup and made it.
Dude,
that's confidence.
No fucking fear.
He's 21 years old.
Is he real?
And he's balling like
he looks Photoshop. Maybe he's a robot.
Maybe he is.
Why is he so fucking fearless?
Austin said he's going to get a statue outside the arena.
Yeah, he is quick.
They gave Ostertag one, so they best give Donovan Mitchell one.
Quick.
But yeah, no, I just think that he's already aware of his confidence and ability.
I don't know whoever said that. Carmelo was 6'9", 250 pounds, playing power forward. I don't think he'd be real successful anymore.
I don't know. Who knows?
Who knows?
He got 50 points in one game in the playoffs.
It's hard to say. He was buffer than anybody.
That's so funny. Joe Ingles was taunting the fucking refs. He's just clap because he got this. I think was this the double technical they got? Let's see.
Yeah, that shit. What the fuck is that shit, Harden? Play basketball. You're just
That's what I'm saying. If you would fucking just play.
Shit. Like, what the fuck?
But to what you're saying with the Carmelo...
He did that on purpose.
Why are you doing that? Obviously.
He stopped the dribble to do that.
You're a piece of shit. Go
Look
play.
at Ingles.
Yeah, I love Joe. His demeanor.
He talks so much shit.
He's so cool. And nothing rattles him.
No.
What were you going to say?
Oh, I was just going to say that the Carmelo putting up 50... That's kind of what I'm saying, though. Would he put up 50 against guys now? And I say doubt it.
No, it's hard to know, but
the game's different because it's fast paced now.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, the game's different for sure. But I just want to know, just even if we just put one of the new age athletes into his game, if
is he gonna dominate?
If Rudy Gobert was in the paint, would he still score 50? He would push around Rudy, but if Rudy came off and blocked more, there might be somebody like Zebo could probably shut down Carmelo. Maybe
it's tough.
I'd love to see.
I would love to see it.
I wish we could.
I would love to see it.
I wish we could. Do this.
And KD might shut down Jordan a little bit. He wouldn't get a shot off like he did.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know.
Yeah, I would love to see prime Jordan in today's games.
Against like LeBron or something, that'd be cool.
Oh.
Dude, I'm kind of becoming a LeBron fan.
I fucking hate to become a LeBron fan, but
I am.
That last shot he made, like
the 3, and then the next game he won it for him. Put him into overtime. Oh,
he's good. Like he's not cool. Fucking James Harden. He flops, obviously. All of them do, but not James Harden.
He flops as much as everyone, so you can't really.
It's not like James. Like that's all James Harden's known for. He doesn't even try to make layups. He just goes to the rim and just pushes his head back and doesn't look and chugs it every fucking time. But I hate Westbrook. I think he's a fucking douche.
I like Westbrook.
I'm not saying he's good.
I'm a Westbrook fan. He just plays so hard.
He's
he just
good,
wants to win so
but
bad.
I hate him. He's such a douche. If he wasn't so douchey...
He's a douche. But since I love Mitchell so much, when Westbrook was all, we're going to kill him tonight, and we just came out and we were up 20. Yeah. That was so cool.
That's not, like, I'm not saying, like, Westbrook's an amazing player. He averages a fucking triple-double.
Yeah.
But the problem is he only cares about his own stats.
For
like,
sure.
The one game where he got... to get his average, he needed to get assists. So he stopped the wide open shots to get assists.
Yeah, and then the last game of the year, I don't know if you've seen the highlights, he got 20 rebounds to break record or whatever, but he was like pushing his teammates out of the way.
Yeah, to get there.
So then by the end of the game, the teammates were running. So
yeah, they all hate his own team. Like, he's a good player, but he's not a team player. Yeah. That's a problem.
Which was funny when they put Melo and Westbrook on the same team. What the fuck are you guys thinking?
Oh, fucking Melo. He's done. Get him out of there.
Yeah, Melo's just a joke. You can't even hate him. He just sucks.
Like, the funniest is, like, the reason, I think one of the main reasons that they came back from that 25-point deficit is they took fucking Carmelo out.
Yeah, probably. I didn't even notice that. But
because, like, they said the Jazz would, like, purposely put the ball on defense against him because he can't stop it.
Right.
And then they would defend him because he's not going to make it either.
I fucking love that.
So funny. Paul George, though, he's fucking good. Yeah. He had a couple of bad games, though.
He's pretty dope, though. It's hard not to be.
Man, how about fucking Jazz getting rid of what's his name? Fuck, who'd they have for a day?
Oh, Derrick Rose.
D Rose, he would have been like, now that Rubio's gone, having D Rose on the bench would have been fucking nice.
Yeah, I get why they did it. He did play pretty well for the T-Wolves, but I get it.
I understand too, but like, he would have been a nice backup to have.
Would have been pretty, especially since we had him and we just had to pay to release him.
Yeah.
Might as well just kept him.
Yeah, just keep him around. He's a good backup to have.
Yeah, I mean, Nato got playing time, or Nato or whatever, got playing time today. Like, I'd rather have D Rose than him.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a solid point. I didn't think of that.
I'm trying to find this thing. I don't know the names of all these players, but it's pick your generation team and which you think would be the best.
Oh, I got a P team. Wait a sec.
Well, I have to find the names because I don't know the names to all these players. And if I do, it really is interesting to see where everyone would pick. But some of these guys from the 60s and 70s, I don't know their names.
Right, right. I don't think 60s and 70s could even be in the conversation, though. Athletes have gotten so much bigger and faster and stronger.
Well, and I've always wondered, like, do you think, like, the one guy, like, do you think Wilt Chamberlain would still ball today?
So, he wouldn't score 100, I fucking know.
No, well, definitely not.
But that's a good question. Let's see how tall he is and shit. But he couldn't shoot. He was bad at the free throw line. He just had hook shots. I think he was just the first 7-foot black dude or something.
You think Mutombo would?
Ooh, Mutombo still gives blocks. I don't know. Yeah, that's a good one. I like that one.
Because I've always liked watching Mutombo highlights because he's just no.
I mean, he's 7'1", athletic. He'd probably be fine.
Wilt?
Yeah. Wilt, yeah. I don't know if he'd he'd probably be good. Yeah, that's a cool one.
All-star level or
I don't know. I didn't see him play. I'd love to. Wilt Chamberlain.
Ooh.
He looks like Kevin
Hey, I've
Durant.
only seen clips.
Skinny. Yeah, I have no idea.
Go to Wilt Chamberlain. Didn't Donovan beat his records too? Or is he right up there with them?
He's right up there.
I have no idea.
I just don't know all these players.
But it's crazy thinking, Donovan's being compared to the greats.
Everyone, right? Yeah, seen some crazy shit.
What are you trying to say? Like, what are you doing? The best player of every year?
Yeah, these guys broke it down to from the 60s all the way to the now.
I wouldn't know.
Right, and I just... Because there it is. That's the picture. And I don't know the 60s, 70s. And I only know a couple of the 80s. But if I can get the names, I think it'd be fun to see what everyone's opinion was. Because there are some ballers.
I'm flattered.
What?
That post 2 hours ago.
Oh.
I should have looked. Thanks, man.
Yeah, I don't know the 70s and 60s.
I love this shit, by the way.
I would know them.
That's
Yeah.
killed that. That's so cool.
This girl I worked with down at my last job drew that.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
She killed that shit.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah, I don't know 70s and 60s. I have no idea.
I just need to find someone that has the goddamn names
Where's
attached
my
to
phone?
Westbrook.
Oh shit, I have a bunch of notifications.
D-Rose would have cost... Oh, D-Rose would have cost more. That's why we got rid of him. Oh, I didn't know that.
That makes sense.
Oh, that definitely makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks. High privilege. High on privilege. Appreciate that.
Yeah, he's been on the show too. He lives around here.
Flop God in action. Yeah, was that the link you clicked on a second ago?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the worst thing I've ever seen. I was so mad at that.
So I want to look up. Hey, fuck, I have a computer. What am I doing on my phone? Fuck you, Facebook. So
There's
good.
8 people tuning in to basketball and peeing. Shout out to whoever's watching.
Right?
That's cool.
So the team that they have for the 10s, which, this probably was made like a couple years ago. Anthony Davis.
Like 1910?
No. Sorry, 2010.
Got it.
So Anthony Davis.
Oh, he would shut down Karl Malone.
KD when he was on
Boogie would shut down Karl
OKC.
Malone.
James Harden, Westbrook, and Steph Curry.
Wait, say that one more time.
Of this, that's the
power forward. I just
2010s.
missed the power forward.
Westbrook or Curry?
The power forward.
Oh, well, here. It's James Harden, KD.
Did they do the power forward?
They'd probably beat everybody.
Right.
Can't
Is that
see
just
any...
the best at each position, or is it just the best players?
Yeah, best each position. I can't see them losing ever.
I don't know, but every time you do like superstars together, they never work well together.
Well, right. I mean,
but
Look, we're gonna assume they will work
Okay.
together
So if you
compared
take
to
all
the
their
next.
stats now, and then,
Oh, but then we have Shaq. Shaq would fuck up Anthony Davis.
Yeah, big
He'd
time.
break his leg quarter one.
right.
not the free throws.
Tim
but
Duncan would fuck up Kevin Durant, but Kevin Durant would score every time on that end.
Mm.
So
It's tough.
that's tough. Oh, LeBron and James Harden. That's not
And
a good.
Iverson?
That's not a good. Iverson, but
Ooh.
Curry is Iverson like on steroids.
Better shooter.
Yeah, he's just like Iverson, but better at everything. Then Westbrook and Kobe. Okay, so the 2010s, that'd be a fun one.
Oh, good old Larry Bird.
Carmelo and Charles Barkley, Michael Jordan, John Stockton, Olajuwon. I didn't watch anyone play now. Not.
Yeah, see, that's the
I don't
thing.
know. Yeah.
I do think if you take Magic Johnson and put him in today, he would still be successful. Because
Fuck yeah, 6'9" point guard.
Yeah, because some of this
yeah.
shit, like some of his replays you watch, you're like, oh, he's doing stuff that they try to do now, and he does it successful every time.
Fuck yeah, and then there's like Larry Bird shot 2 threes a game, but he could shoot. That wasn't the game back then. If he could
Right.
shoot 10 threes
Damn.
now, that'd be a different game.
I like how all these players. So that I have the best players,
That's
50
fun.
greatest.
That's
Yeah.
fun.
So it's the 50 greatest NBA players, and they still hold these records though, which
Is
is
this
great.
for career? Oh,
So
per
1970 career. So Abdul-Jabbar, I know Charles Barkley, obviously. Larry Bird, Wilt Chamberlain.
I think one of the other things
This
that
isn't in order.
No, not at all.
Okay.
I think one of the things that also might be
He's making
interesting to think about is, these guys, because like back in like the 70s and 80s, wasn't it just LA versus the Celtics? Like
That's what I
90% of the
hear.
time?
Yeah, that's what I hear.
So do you think that it was just that there was like 15 superstars and the rest of the NBA was just kind of not better than average? Now you have every team has so many crazy good athletes that, I mean, I don't know, that's tough to say because it has been LeBron in the playoffs every
Gabe
single
said,
year.
"You guys
Yeah.
trying to make a porno?" Larry Bird sucked. LOL. It was about Magic Johnson. Then the answer.
Yeah, I'll make a porno.
Yeah, if
Yeah.
you want to watch, like,
Larry Bird sucked. It was all about magic and then the answer. Well, I didn't watch.
I was gonna
so
say I
if you
can't tell
watched,
you how good.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. Have you ever seen the Bear Grylls with Shaq when Shaq talks about free throws?
No,
No.
That sounds
Shaq's
funny.
hilarious.
I
Yeah,
love Shaq.
Shaq and Charles, they're half the reason I watch the NBA.
Nah.
Listen
I
to
just
those
wish-
sucks up.
I just hate like how they like Barkley was actually, defending the Jazz, but they always fucking talk shit on the Jazz.
I
constantly
can't wait. I can't wait till we beat the Rockets just to hear
if
them
the
all
Rockets
just eat
win,
their words.
they may, because they'll beat Golden State, I think. Because they've been fucking up Golden State all year, even with Steph Curry.
You think Jazz would beat Golden State?
Oh, they have been, even with Steph
I was
Curry.
worried about that. You think they will?
Oh, for sure. I think they can. They were dominating.
Dude.
Steph Curry is obviously super good, and he adds an edge, but Jazz dominated him all year. So.
Really?
And that's before prime, Jazz. But that was
think
back
they
when
just-
Jazz weren't even quite, people were like, no way Jazz will make it to the playoffs.
It's a good matchup for us or something? Gobert shuts down the paint?
I don't know. It
Do
only,
you think they
now...
just didn't take us seriously?
But,
sometimes
so...
that happens?
That happens too, but now we have, Jay Crowder that fuck up Draymond Green. Not fuck him up, but
it'd be
a
a
good
matchup.
contender, yeah.
It'd be a good matchup.
So,
That'll be
Jazz
fun.
suck ass. That's
That'll be
weird.
fun to watch.
That we
You're
just beat the
wrong.
We just beat the number one team in the league tonight. Oh, sucks. That's weird.
If the Jazz win, the NBA is rigged.
How?
That's interesting to say that the biggest
Who's your
underdog
team,
of the
then?
year would
Yeah, if the Jazz
mean it's
don't
rigged.
win, the NBA is rigged.
Yeah.
Who's your team then? If you say the fucking 76ers, you're rigged.
They are pretty cool.
Yeah, they're
Is
cool, but
Embiid
fuck
out?
Ben Simmons.
Is he done? Is Embiid done for the year? Is he back? I knew he was
Who?
injured for a second. Embiid?
Oh, I don't know.
I have no
Me
idea.
neither. Fuck.
If the Jazz, how's the NBA rigged? They're going against fucking what bitch ass Harden.
It might possibly be an off
It was
day
an
for
off day for
Rockets.
but off. If you watch the fucking stat Lakers, oh no.
It was also an
Okay,
off day for
Kyle
our best
Kuzma's
player.
good, but you got bitch ass Lonzo. Fuck Lonzo.
Yeah, they do have
You're
a
just
better
sour
dynasty than
because the
Jazz.
Lakers are shitty since fucking Kobe left.
Oh yeah, the Lakers. Yeah, that says all I need.
Yeah.
No, you're gonna say whatever team we're talking about sucked. Lakers fans are
Yeah.
pretty hardcore. But
Yeah.
good for them. I mean, 10 titles.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, can't
That's what I say. Like,
Yeah,
people
Lakers are
like
good, but Kobe's
dynasty.
gone.
Yeah,
You know.
dynasty. It's pretty cool. Well, fuck. What's a topic you've gone down a lot that I maybe haven't heard about before? Haven't given some thought to.
Oh, we just got a
I
new
didn't-
subscriber on YouTube.
Hey, shout out to that person.
Fuck yeah.
I can't see who.
That's what's up.
Lovey Bunny. Thanks, Lovey Bunny, if you're
Lovey
watching this
Bunny.
live.
Yeah, there you go. Shout out to Lovey Bunny.
There's got to be some interesting areas of thought that don't come up a lot. Maybe something you've heard on a podcast. I don't know.
What's
See.
something weird we could talk about?
Yeah,
Do you
let's
like
see.
jazz? Do you think all drugs should be legal?
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
simple answer there.
100% legal.
Yeah, 'cause who gives a fuck?
No argument there. I just prohibition. We can just look at history and just look at facts and just see what happened. It's the same thing going on with every other drug. There'd be a lot of downside to it, but less downside than there is now, for sure. Oh, how about people who are still locked up for weed now that that's legal? That's sad as
Wild.
fuck.
Yeah.
That's sad as fuck.
Yeah, dude. I just got a thing today because I do change.org, whatever it is. It's survey, or was it petitions?
Yeah.
So I did it one time and I constantly get petitions. Half the time I'm like, fuck that, I'm not signing that. But I got one today. This guy is life in prison for a no proof marijuana charge.
How do you get life for marijuana?
Let's see if I can find out what it was. So I can't remember what the
let that guy go.
I can't remember what the
sure.
charge is called, and it's what it is. So basically it's someone ratted him without any evidence. He had no evidence, they searched his place, no weed anywhere.
Prison for life.
So they just went off the fact that one dude.
Can you even do that?
Yeah.
Kinda, yeah.
I mean, they
Goddamn
did,
government.
so-
Let's see if I can find it.
The only way that I can think that it actually work in a courtroom is A, you don't.
It was a
get
while
lawyer,
ago.
Or B,
He's old now, but
yeah, or
it
B,
was-
you have other charges, which
What's
is
his name?
probably the.
Yeah, probably had other charges, but still.
Yeah.
yeah, no, it was his first charge,
Hmm.
first offense marijuana charge. I gotta find it now.
First offense marijuana charge.
And
You
it
want-
was a no proof one too, which is fucking sucks.
You want somebody to pay for college? I hear a lot of people talking about that nowadays.
It depends on what the cost is for free
Yeah,
college.
it's a good question. Probably more
I
expensive than it's worth.
I fall on the leg of I think college is going to be an obsolete concept in the next 20, 30 years.
Should already be. I'm with you
'Cause
there. So the whole question of that is pointless.
Right.
Yeah,
Because, I mean, answer. For me personally, so I finished my associates.
Uh-huh.
And I didn't go in debt, thank God.
Right.
And, I was able to stay afloat. But for me to go get my bachelor's, it's anywhere I want to go, at least 30 or 40.
Right.
And that isn't giving me a job.
Right.
So I know people say you can't cut something down without having a replacement. My replacement would be individual type things to go to, more tech schools. But don't call them tech schools because people have a negative connotation to that for some reason. But let's say Forrest wants to go be
an
astrophysicist. Instead of going to University of Utah or
learning about yoga for 3
years.
I go to NASA school's astrophysics.
Yeah, there's one specific school that teaches you astrophysics, and you go there and do that. And you can do that for everything. And I think what it's going to do as well is it's going to eliminate the people who go and waste money going and getting their shitty degrees that aren't going to get them anywhere.
Yeah, I like that.
I agree. And
so that's now I can complain with a decent place to go. I appreciate that. I'm gonna steal that from you.
Yeah,
because I just complain about. I try not to complain about college because I don't have a good answer for it, but I hate it like the whole way it's set up. But I cut you off for it. Sorry.
I was gonna say that my only problem with free college is like. If we're given free college, we're gonna have more assholes getting art degrees or fucking culinary arts degrees and shit that's not gonna get them a job. Like, why are we fucking paying tax dollars to get these assholes jobs?
I'm trying to find something degrees. We might disagree about. It sounds like we're on the same page.
Well, and I don't think any of it should be free. That's what I don't think it should be free.
It's because it's not free. Like.
Yeah, right.
Do you know what the funniest thing is? Like, it's like, I don't care. I don't pay it. But my dad gets so mad. My dad, for where he lives, he has to pay taxes for Davis School District, schools.
Yeah. And
he's like, why the fuck am I paying money? And I have not had kids in Davis School, for years. He's like, why am I still paying for kids to go to school?
Yeah.
I was like, I agree, but it's school. But
that is
school. The one thing that fucking matters.
Yeah.
You can cut off at college. I'm like, yeah, you don't have to pay for college. But it's school. Let these kids have some sort of fucking education.
Where my longer answer goes with what I think would be a good idea is have them be specific schools, but I think it also will create natural competition to get the best people for the best position. So let's say 5 years ago I want to be an accountant. So let's say I go, get an associate's degree is fine. If you probably should learn other things before you go into a field. I understand that. I go get my 2 years and I decide to go to Utah School of Accounting. Okay, and it's separate from everything else.
Okay.
Everyone there wants that position. When you get done with the University of Accounting, there's lists of jobs that you can jump right into. They're all open. Everyone who needs an accountant goes to that school or goes to the schools, has their job listings, and it is a competition straight up to get the best position. The top person in the school gets the best position, so on and so forth. And if you end up finishing the school and you're still at the bottom, you're not going to get the $90,000 job, but you might be able to go find a $30,000, $40,000 job that's going to hire you.
And it's just people looking for accountants. They just go to the accounting school.
Because there's plenty of people who go to school and they get lost. That's the other thing, because everyone always says, make sure you know what you want to do before you go. Right. But in reality, when you go give so many options, and I think schools do this on purpose, they give you so many options, so you start flip-flopping your degree. So
you pay for 6
You're paying more,
for half of 6 degrees.
Yeah.
That was my problem when I went to only, I went to school for almost a semester. Fuck, I was like, why? Why am I doing this? I don't know why I'm doing this. If I go for 2 years, what is this going to benefit me?
Right.
Yeah. But the only thing I can say now is I put on fill out an application. Some college.
Right.
Some college.
Honestly, I've talked to most people who do hiring and stuff, and they say if someone has an associate's degree, they don't even usually check. Unless it's a job that is must have college education.
Even with high school diploma too.
Yeah.
There was
who's let me see that diploma. Right. Do you have it actually?
McCall Davis County.
There was a CEO of Yahoo. So they fired a CEO and then they hired a CEO. She did get fired 3 months later because she lied about her degree. But they hired her. It took them 3 months to figure it out.
I hope she got that 3 months of heavy pay.
Yeah, right. And she did have a degree. She just lied about what it was in. They wanted somebody with a computer science degree, and her degree, I want to say it was marketing. It was something unrelated.
Yeah.
Completely.
So she still had a degree, but it just wasn't.
Yeah. So
the funniest is I'm trying to think of the company. So there's a CEO of a certain company in right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna read Salty when you're thinking.
Yeah, but while I'm thinking about it.
So Salty says it's because of the privatized prison system we have in the U.S. They often pay off judges to sentence people so they can keep up the minimum prisoner count. Yeah,
that's a whole rat hole. That's fucking terrible.
Awful.
People go in as violent offenders and come out violent offenders.
Yeah. There are people who live off of government grants to go to school that pay for things as long as they are in school. I have a cousin who has like 22 degrees because it's all paid for and her food. She found some way to get in the system to pay for it and abused it.
Well, good on her. Like, we should fix the system, but if there's a loophole, she's taking advantage of it.
Yeah, I don't. The only problem I see with that is that some people are better students than doing what they want practically and vice versa.
Yeah, and then what was the point of being a student? You were supposed to learn something to add to society.
Do you want to...
I don't follow her, but we should fix that.
I've been a big fan of these hard pills to swallow lately. Have you seen those memes? Huh. It says, like, hard pill to swallow, and then it says something that's like...
A hard pill to swallow?
Yeah. I have one. I don't like when people say that they don't test well.
Oh, that's a Daniel Tosh joke.
Is it?
He kills it.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm a terrific painter until my brush strokes hit the paint. Or hit the canvas.
Yeah, that was so funny.
Okay, because I was thinking about that the other day. Like, I was reading some kid that's on our social media, and he's talking about,
I'm bad at tests.
I'm bad at tests. You're bad in the class. Yeah. You're not paying attention in your class.
Yeah. Then you don't know the material.
Yeah, because like if I don't study for a test and then I go in and bomb the test, it's not because I'm bad at testing. It's because I didn't study.
Yeah, that Daniel Josh show is hilarious.
He kills that shit.
I think people get test anxiety because they're nervous about it.
And that might affect you a couple points.
Yeah.
You know the information.
That might get you from like a 95 to 91 because you started overthinking.
But you didn't get a D because you're a bad test taker.
I just think that one's funny because I was like, you're just a shitty student. It's okay.
Yeah, one of the only things that I have something that would help about my complaints is the multiple choice testing is the worst thing I've ever heard of. It's the laziest thing on all fronts. If you just made a kid write out just a sentence or two to answer a question, you would know if he knew what the fuck he was talking about or not. It's just lazy. Teachers don't want to read all that.
Yeah, definitely. God, it's so easy because, like, with multiple choice, like, you can, like...
25% chance you're right.
25% chance you're right.
And you can have basic-ass knowledge, like, this is obviously not there. You cut it on, like 33.3% chance you're right. Cut out again, like, that's obviously not right. 50% chance you got it right at that point.
And then the teacher just does this. Here's your grade. Like, you're a lazy fuck.
Yeah.
You don't even care.
Salty says, I don't know if believe there's such thing as being a great tester. No. I slept through middle school and passed most every test I ever took. No, I don't think there's great testers either. I think there's just people who know what the fuck they're
there's no reason
you're
that
smart, Salty.
Well, there's a reason I didn't go to school ever and failed one class ever.
Yeah.
I didn't go to school in high school. I went to one term of senior year and I was still registered second semester. And I was me and Chandler went to one day of accounting and it's not that hard.
Yeah, it's not that hard, but also the teachers just wanted you to pass too. They look bad.
Yeah, that's true.
Hey, shout outs for a lot of those assignments though.
Right? The answers were in the back of the book.
Yeah. No, we had Wesley in our class.
Yeah. I just gave him a lot of the
so we were in that class and then me and Chandler went to it was free seating in accounting first term. Then we went second term and there was a seating chart. We're like, fuck this.
Did you just sit wherever you wanted? You just didn't go.
We just didn't go.
Didn't go. Yeah.
But the funny part is you had to sign in yourself to the role.
Carter, do you remember Carter?
Sexy Kathy.
I have such a bad memory.
Yeah.
But yeah, she had her roll at the front door, so I'd be like, gonna sign this real quick.
Oh, and just dip.
Be on my way.
And it was behind like a thing too, so she didn't even have to say. Yeah.
And if you just don't show up from the start, there was this one dude in my health class that figured it out. Just from day one, he did that. Yeah, I think he would even say here. I think he would call out. But anyway, say here. But I talked to him one day and I was like, you never show up or you leave every day. And he said, yeah, if the teacher doesn't ever like get acquainted with me, he doesn't notice if I'm not here. That's pretty
fuck. He was ahead of the game. Jeez.
Yeah.
And it was Coach Moore's health class. Like anybody passed that shit.
I don't think that she knew who I was.
Yeah.
She only got mad at me
that's what I was saying. You kind of figured it out too.
She only knew me, like, she got mad at me one time because there was 2 computers, and, like, it was, I don't know what their class was, but they had games on there. And, like, so there was a button down on the floor to switch the computer to the monitor. And I was like, and the other computer had fucking StarCraft on it. So I would just switch it and play StarCraft all day. And then one day she finally sees me just Zerg fucking killing some
Yeah, those are the computers I was working on.
And then all of a sudden she's like, that ass was playing StarCraft.
No, Mr. Moore's class was so easy because one of my favorite memories ever was. So we never did anything in that class. Anyways,
never did anything.
He walked up in the class and he's like, "All right, so we're gonna do a quiz here, and the answers are the ABCs backwards."
I fucking remembered.
Dude, he did it all the time.
Why?
And everyone's like, and he's like, "Yeah, ABC's backwards," and went and sat down and looking at it. It's like ZXY, and I was like, the fuck, you just not give us 20 points? Like, why am I filling this out? Do you need the paper proof? Like,
he needed the paper proof. Yeah, it's just laziness.
Just to show you his teaching.
Yeah, exactly.
Look, everyone got 100. Look how good I'm doing.
I'm doing so good.
Still, one of my favorite things was Batlift once. So Jordan would like constantly beat Jordan.
Was he like a history something like that? He was a fuck.
Yeah,
he was a piece of shit. Like,
he was a
cool,
dickhead.
but
He would always say, like, people would like put their heads down. He's like, "You want some popcorn and a pillow?"
That's him. That's him. Fuck that guy.
And the one day J Drum left class, and then like forever, he was gone for like 25 minutes, and then Bath went looking for him in every bathroom, like knocking on the stalls and stuff. But it was just the funniest thing ever because like he came back, he's like, "I can't find Jordan." And Otto was like, "He's probably taking a shit." But he really just ditched and was hanging out with Joel.
That's what I was going to say. What are you looking for? He left, bro.
It was the funniest
He's gone.
thing. He's like, "No, I knocked on all the stalls." He went to every bathroom.
He's a crazy motherfucker. That dude would make it so dramatic when I would come in late, and I'd always come in late, so I just quit showing up.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah. One of the grossest things that ever happened in high school was in his, well, not gross, but just the weirdest teacher thing I've ever seen. So, you know how, like, it was, like, had to be, like, super quiet when you quizzed or tested in his room? So, we were taking a test or whatever. Motherfucker, like, puts his foot up on his desk, rolls down his sock, takes his shoe off, and starts clipping his nails. His toenails. Yeah, Balif. And, like...
That sounds like his ass.
Like, we're taking the test, and every second you just hear...
Oh.
So there's this girl, her name is Maddie, I won't say her last name, but she like stood up and is like, "Can you stop doing that?"
Thank
like
God.
really loud.
Yeah,
and like he's like
to.
"Oh, okay, my bad." He just like puts it back on. Like he didn't realize that like
social unawareness.
Yeah.
Probably that it takes to become a teacher at all though. Like
Right.
why would you want to do that job?
Well, I think too that like I think teachers go in like, because, like, I know people our age who want to be a teacher.
Yeah, they go in with good intentions.
Yeah, they think, like, oh, I'm going to be able to change people. I'm going to be able to help people. And I think when they finally get into it and realize that...
They're 20 years down the line, like...
Right. Honestly.
Fuck this.
Fucking Enomoto.
Shout out to him, specifically.
He was the best teacher I ever had in
He
my
didn't...
life.
Yeah, because I was in the
sad.
class with you,
That was
Andreas,
the funnest
Tasia.
fucking class I've ever had. James.
That
Oh
was
my
some
God.
shit.
James was just talking about taking over the world every day.
Yeah, every day.
Dude.
I do a set 2 in Austin H.
Yeah.
And, like, set 2 it was back in, like, when Mason and set 2 were... I want to say, like, let's see, how do I word this without saying racist phrases? Setu had this clan he wanted me to join.
Yeah.
And it was so funny. It was, I can't remember what it was called. It was the something clan, but it was obviously that, and it was, like, all these names, and that's when Mason wanted to be a soccer coach to pick up the soccer girls every day and do certain stuff.
you care if I have some more of your Jewel?
Please,
No.
yeah. Well, if you want
Those motherfuckers back.
grab another beer.
Him, fucking
I was just about
Mason,
to too. That was funny. That was a good time.
Mason,
Yeah,
and
you gotta take
goddamn
a couple of them though.
Mason and Mike.
Been a minute.
Curtis,
Been a minute.
damn, smoke up
Those
son.
folks- Oh, salty.
Damn, I didn't realize you were dropping bombs, Salty.
My health class was easier. It was peer graded with a check. Oh, it must just be health. It must be a health thing.
Yeah.
It's an easy class. It was like a
I take some.
That's weed. That ain't weed. You don't know. What did you want to be in high school? I think this is always an interesting question to see. Like,
Jesus Christ, I forgot how much.
dude, I
Nico
just got like the
boys were in there.
hugest head rush from that.
Yeah, dude. Jules
Conquer
is-
the world!
Jules is shit, dude.
Thank you.
When
How
it-
much is that for refills and the purchase?
So the purchase, I just bought it. The purchase was $60
I was
for
gonna say
this
60.
and 4 pods.
Okay.
So the 4 pods have lasted me, it's like 2 months now, something like that. I don't know how much pods are, but
Okay.
Damn, man, I was gonna say I haven't got a head buzz from anything.
anything.
Yeah, goddamn.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't even
I
get
took
a
one
bad
too
dose
many.
of
I'm getting
cigarettes
old.
anymore.
Do you guys remember like
The only thing is when it wears off. Tell me how. Maybe it's just me. When it wears off in like 5 minutes, tell me how you feel. It's
Like a-
not bad, but you feel kind of like.
it's like anything coming down is shitty.
Yeah, true.
Like Adderall come downs are the worst thing on the planet. If you have a bad come down, I
I've
guess.
gotten used to them now, but they were the worst when I
Like,
started taking
oh
it.
god, like yeah, I got to the point where like I did it every day, so I was like, I'd still get my pickup, but like I was fine. But like if I do it now, it's like at the end I'm like just overthinking shit. Like, oh
Yeah,
fuck.
the come downs.
Unlike other things that I won't say on free things here, it's a certain, let's see, substance.
Oh, that's dope, Daniel. Check that one out.
That's who designed that.
Daniel.
Oh, what's up, dude?
Wait, are there substances you can't talk about on Twitch?
No,
Well,
we
there's
can.
just things that I want to say for people to pay for to listen
Oh.
to me tell about.
Are you?
Oh, cool.
I can tell you
do
that. Are you familiar with Patreon?
Mhm.
So we have a Patreon,
Uh-huh.
and we haven't been the best at it, but we try to do exclusives because Patreon is 100% like we could have our dicks out, like
Oh,
you can
and then,
do
but you have to pay to watch those episodes.
right.
Yeah.
So,
So
you're gonna withhold.
So
the
I
good, the
hold
juicy
my
shit,
super good. Yeah, we hold our stuff. Like I forgot the last one.
And
It
then
was a
you-
good one though.
yeah, it was great. Just posted it today.
And
Well, look
then
how much
you
these-
know exactly who's listening because I don't want to say some of my drug stories because I don't. this
That's
will
why
be
I'm saying-
saved, I don't know who's gonna find it later.
Yeah, but if these motherfuckers want to pay, I'll tell you what you want. Look how
Oh,
much
I
these
got
guys
some.
are making a month on theirs.
Chapo Trap House.
does that say $100,000?
$96,000 a month. They're making because of Patreon alone.
Get
Who
to
else?
that.
That's the goal.
Like
That's-
even the lowest one
You
on
made it. That's it.
like these guys, like the lowest one right now.
$4,000 a month.
Yeah,
Because look at this
that's
is
on one thing though. They're probably everywhere. So
so
Right.
think of this. Our lowest one is $1.
Mhm.
You get. Excuse me. Holy shit. Embarrassing.
it's not embarrassing. I'm
yeah.
burping the mic and they tell me it's sexual.
There you go. $1 a month, and you get all of our exclusive content. And then I did like $5, $25, and $100 just for extra
People
stuff.
are nice. Oh.
$1 a month, you get.
I want your exclusive shit right now.
You
I
get.
guess no
That
one
is
wants
a
to watch
funny
that.
one.
As soon as we turn off the cameras, I'll sign up right
Yeah.
now. That's dope.
If you only got like, and I know this is a big group of people, but 5,000 people just to give you $1 a month, you're set.
Right.
$5,000 a month?
You quit. You're done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we have we can get our own office and it's just only growth from there.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So-
Sky's the limit from there.
But
That's not that many people.
it's
No.
really not. And
That's
the like
pretty
big,
sick.
like the big, how many people are out there like consuming this kind of content?
Right.
5,000 is a small number.
Yeah. and
40,000 people watch Joe Rogan live.
So you're just grinding.
It's
That's
a time,
all it is,
It's
yeah.
pretty much a
Grinding.
time thing at this point.
Smart as fuck. Smart as fuck.
Someday, maybe, hopefully. It's
No, it's gonna happen. It's just gonna
Yeah,
take time.
Just grind. Smart as fuck.
But yeah, what you want to be when you were like
Oh
high
yeah.
schoolish time? Like, did you have something in mind, or were you kind of like,
So I'm just like it's still the same place I'm at now. Just CEO of a lot of shit, but I
Yeah.
didn't have any real.
I didn't either?
You either, yeah.
Because like a lot of people were like, because I was drilled in, I think specifically us, like especially we all went to South Davis, we all went to Woods Cross. It was always like, start thinking about what you want to do when you go to college. What do you want to do? And I felt like I was out of the picture. I thought that I was the only person who didn't know what I wanted to do.
Oh well, every time I heard that, I was like, "There's not a thing I want to do. I don't want to go
There's
to college and then go
multiple.
get a job. I
Yeah.
don't want to do any. I'll never have a job again. I hated that shit.
Yeah. So for
I hate
the
being told what to do.
Yeah.
for the longest time, I didn't realize that I wasn't the only one who was struggling with that.
Oh
So I
yeah.
thought I was a fucking weirdo. I was like, I have no idea what I
we
want
should
to do.
have talked with people. Yeah.
Right, that's the thing.
I just didn't really care. It didn't really
Yeah.
bother me, but I just was like, y'all, you little people.
Yeah.
I'm disappointed that because I took high school more serious than I wanted to because it didn't lead to anything.
Yeah.
Like, I'm proud that where I graduated at and like how well I did, but it didn't mean anything.
I'm with you there. I almost wish I would have taken it a little more seriously because I could have learned more, and now...
That's the only reason I wish.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, I wish I could go to college now just for fun, but it's too expensive to do that, so
Right.
I'm not going to.
Daniel said, I was set on being an engineer and wasted 3 years in a degree I hated.
Ooh, that sucks.
Yeah.
Engineer, though, so you're smart. Like, engineer, that's... What kind of engineer? Like, technology engineer? You want to build bridges? Anyway, that's cool. Why'd you hate it? You need engineers.
Well, that happened to me. I went in, started working on my associates, and I was like, I want to be an accountant. Like, because I liked it in high school, because I did all the accounting classes, and something about numbers and like seeing the results. I was just like, oh, I could see myself doing this from a 9 to 5 and then doing something else.
Right.
As lame as that sounds.
No, that's...
Started taking the math classes and accounting classes. I'm like, oh my god, this is awful. Like, this is so boring.
Yeah, when I went to college, I was going to be a stockbroker, and then I took one finance class, and I was like, nope.
My favorite ever is there was a teacher at Slick who taught an entrepreneur class, which I wish I would have taken. But he's all like, yeah, I only teach one class of it a semester. He's like, because I have an 80% dropout rate because everyone realizes how stupid college is. And I'm like, oh, you're telling that to all of us students right now. Yeah. I was like, I feel dumb as fuck.
Well, he's an asshole, then quit. Why do you keep doing this if you know college is stupid?
He makes a lot of money.
Yeah, true. And I've heard being a professor is a pretty cushy job.
Yeah.
It's like I say here, like everyone's like, I'll never sell out. I told Wesley all the time, say, someone starts off with me, man, I'm selling out immediately.
Right.
I'll sell out immediately.
I'm only going to the point where I can call people peasants.
Right.
That's all I give a shit about. I want to call people peasants. I want to talk down on people.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, no, that's money's not. Like, yeah, once I get that money, I'm gonna call you a peasant. I don't give a fuck.
Yep, I'm with that.
Salty Frank says $100 a month and you get dick pics from Forrest, $200 a month and you get West dick pics as well as Forrest dick pics, $370 a month and you get monthly tip touching pics.
$100 a month, I'll send you unlimited dick pics.
Send me a message that says,
I have
hey.
no shame.
I have no shame.
I don't give a fuck.
So Daniel says mechanical engineering so boring. Did internships at places and the people that worked there had no life in their faces. All they could say is it pays well. Right, and I think that's kind of what we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, that makes sense. But mechanical engineering, if you got to the point where you were engineering airplanes, like you're making a real impact on Earth, that'd be pretty cool.
Right.
But I'm saying that as a person that never even considered trying, so...
Hey, we were talking about you earlier. Daichi, what's up, man?
Hey, how you doing, Daichi?
Thought working in IT would be great. Been working in IT for nearly 8 years. It pays really well, but it's so boring. So literally what Daniel just said.
Dude, yeah, see, there's these loops that they just want you to get caught in.
Yeah.
I at least found a way to step outside of the loop.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But I don't know where to go from there. But yeah, that's the whole thing. Like the whole system that is set up, I don't believe in any of it. It's all wrong. But I don't know how to do it much better. So.
Well, I think you're in the perfect position because you have a job that you're, I know you're not arrogant or cocky, but I'll say that you're great at.
Appreciate it.
And it's a job where you can not work if you don't want to.
I think you should call more people peasant.
I think it.
You think it?
Fine.
I think you should.
Every time Bree's alarm goes off at 8 a.m., I'm like, peasant.
Go to your work.
You stretch, have fun at work, I'll be awake in a couple hours.
So much. She's like, I need you to drive me to work today. No, you don't. You just hate that I'm laying in bed when you get out.
But no, I think it's great because now you can, because we've talked about taking risks, now you can take risks with these companies, because if they're, I feel like in your position, if you ever had a point where you're like, oh man, like, I don't have any money, you could go work 2 months and make a lot of money.
I have a really nice safety net.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I could just fuck off a couple investments hard.
Yeah.
And just go make it again.
Yeah, the nice thing is you can make a shit ton of money and like if you wanted to save up a bunch of money and then do whatever the fuck you want after that.
That's kind of what I'm doing right now, except for it's just hard to go for a long period of time. And it took a long time to get there. Like last summer, I did work the whole summer, but I wasn't nearly this good or smart. And so I worked the whole summer and came away with, I had like 20 grand in my bank at the end of it. Like if I did that now, it'd be a different story. So now I don't work as much. But anyway, yeah. So now I have all this free time, but I'm not doing anything with it. I need to put some effort into something.
Come podcast. No.
Yeah.
Whenever you want.
I need to.
Yeah.
But
like, I think it's, before you real quick, I think it's cool that we have so many people that are, you know, actually doing stuff they want to do. Like Jordan, this is his skateboard.
J-Jump started a skateboard
that
company.
He's killing it. He was talking about that a couple years ago, and I said,
yeah, and like this
invest
is
in
one
it.
of his boards.
Maybe I will invest in it now because he's a smart.
Yeah, I
kid.
gave him a couple $100.
Yeah, I think
he gave us some boards. So
yeah.
I told him like he's like, I got some snowboards coming in. I'll give you one cent again. I was like, don't give me money. Like, I gave you money to help you out. Like, you know, I want you to do good.
Yeah, well, if he's already designed them and going,
His snowboards are coming.
Yeah.
I helped him do his designs too.
And
maybe I'll buy a little piece of his business for some advertising money. I might have to hit Jordan up.
He told us he would give us commission if we advertise for him.
That's fucking sick.
It's a full board too.
Oh,
yeah.
I gotta hit him up.
He was talking to him, and what we might try and set up if through him is an affiliate link. So we'll put it on the podcast, and maybe
absolutely,
you know, if people go there, use like, you know, some people say like, hey, use Topshelfers for 2% off or whatever.
That's what and he's like, I'll give you. He's like, I'll give you. We'll set up later, you know, a commission thing, like, so people use your link, you know, you get a certain perk.
Yeah,
I was like, absolutely.
I was like, I'll give you more money if you.
Yeah.
You know, like at the time I only had a few $100 to give him, but it's like,
that's the whole.
I don't buy shit except for beer and shit for this. So like, why not give you money? Like, do your fucking thing, dude. I want everyone to be successful. Like,
that's exactly where I'm at now. I've like just taken a lot of vacations and stuff, and now I just should spend the money to make more money and help other people. Exactly.
It's like, I don't give a fuck. Like,
Daichi,
I'll get money later.
You were trash talking me. I actually said, I was telling our wonderful guest Seth here that we know this fantastic person in Germany that offered to host us if we come to Oktoberfest, and that Daichi is one of the coolest people.
Yep, you're dope. Yeah, they only said good things about you.
Hey, Tony Two Shanks.
Oh, Tony Two Shanks.
Where's Tony Two Shanks?
There's a video of this. It's these guys down in Vegas.
I'll show you.
Yeah, it's fucking, you know.
I thought it was way.
While you looked it up, so right now, do you feel any different from hitting that jewel?
A little bit, yeah.
Just a little bit, just annoyed.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's like such a good buzz. I keep hitting it, but like
it goes up and then it's
right at this point, it's like
you're kind of like, man.
Did I do that for a good reason?
Yeah. Here, you'll probably want some headphones for this one.
Oh shit.
Hey,
It's just dudes down in Vegas being weird, and it's amazing.
It's like stuff we would do. I think. Let me pull it up so they can watch it again.
We're gonna try and get Tony Two Shanks on.
Tony Two Shanks.
Yeah, because you'll hear it in real time yourself.
Hey, it's Tony Two Shanks. Is that Tony Two Shanks? Oh my God.
Tony Two Shanks.
Hey. So yeah, I was saying, hey, it's Tony Two Shanks.
It's so random.
Got it. Now I get the inside joke of that.
It's Tony Two Shanks.
Hey, it's Tony Two Shanks.
There's a picture of Nicki Minaj with Tony Two Shanks.
What?
So either it grew a big meme or he's actually some celebrity.
Well, that
chef.
video only has what 80,000 views.
Yeah.
So only, but that's a lot.
Yeah.
Not as much as you would think for a meme.
Daichi, oh, you better said that, JK. Hey, it's Tony Two Shanks.
Oh shit! I forgot close. We're watching us. Watch us. Watch us.
Oh boy, we're in the loop again.
Oh fuck!
Not again.
Look how many us there are.
That's a whole lot of perfect hair in one video.
Ooh, we went too many layers deep there.
I'm wearing a hat next time I come on this goddamn show.
The funniest was my brother came on one time and he was wearing a hat and they just kept saying, "Show us your hair."
Yeah, it was really strange.
Oh great! So I can't escape.
Yeah, you're stuck.
You never win on the webs.
Yeah, I wonder how many extra sales this comb over gets me a week. Every time I go out now, I always rent a Cadillac.
Oh, I bet.
One time I got upgraded on accident, and I swear it got me 2 extra sales. People like thought it like I started the pitch, and you've heard the pitch. It hasn't changed the whole. It's better. I do it better.
Yeah,
now, but it's the pitch. You know?
Yeah.
And there's been a lot of times where people are like, "This is some bullshit." Well.
Damn, look at him.
Well, I know you're bullshitting, but you're smart. You're driving a Cadillac. Come on in. Let's talk.
Reminds me of Just Friends. He's like, I had to rent this fucking Porsche. It's all they have left.
Yeah.
I remember this one guy specifically. He was a stockbroker and he was doing pretty well. I don't like he wasn't super wealthy, but he drove a Mercedes and he had a nice car. And so we get down to the nitty gritty where I do the super awkward thing where I'm like, so all I need you to do is just go grab a credit card or check and we'll get going. And then I just look down and I'll do that, and sometimes I'm looking down for 2 minutes. But I'm not saying anything until they fucking do it. Like, it's going to be awkward, but I'm good with awkward. So you're not. You're
going to feel uncomfortable.
I do this 6 times a day. I'm going to win this battle. But anyway, so I'm doing that, and the guy's like, okay, so I will, but you just need to be real with me. How did you get my information? It's because he was smart. Like, he was like, he knew I was giving him a good deal. I was dropping his rate $20, so he was down, but he was like, basically, you got to quit bullshitting now, man.
Right.
And I was just like, well, I'll tell you, that sign in your yard, everyone who has that system hates it. White paged your name, knocked on your door. I just take my job a little more seriously than most salespeople. And that was the only way you talk to me, right? And he goes, okay. And went and got his card. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Do you not get, how often do people ask that? Like, how'd you know my name?
Well, I mean, you just act like you know what you're doing. Good questions, yeah. I cut lines all the fucking time because I just fucking own it. I just walk to the front of the line as if I work there or some shit, and I just walk right in. Bree and I got backstage at the Red Hot Chili Peppers concert.
Oh,
we
shit.
just fucking act like we were supposed to.
Oh,
no. Yeah, like, if you just do shit, people don't, like, they probably know it's bullshit, but they're just pussies.
Well, yeah, it's true.
Everyone's passive-aggressive pussies, and so if you just tell them what to do, they're too passive, and they just let you do it.
That's why I met Common. It's fucking... What's it called?
Same
Sundance.
Thing? Yeah, same thing.
Because, like, there was... Now it's way more hardcore, but Sundance, like, you're just like, no, I belong here. You just walk past security, like...
Yeah.
That is how I make my living. That's what you just said. That's what I do.
Damn.
Yep.
So do you think... Because I remember when we went out to Texas... I won't say the company name, but the...
Fuck them.
I know. There you go.
I fucking hate them.
Shout outs to them. The CEO guy who said that, like, made, like, a shit ton of sales in one day, and they're like, is that all it is? Is getting to that point where you're like, I'm supposed to be in your house right now.
Yes. He didn't get the sales that people said he got.
I'm sure it was over.
But he got a lot of fucking sales.
Yeah.
That guy was good, but that's 100% what it is.
Right.
But he was a little different because he let me follow him for a second one time. He was a little different in that he wouldn't go look for the best signs. He would really knock every single door, and he would really sell, like, most of them. So that was pretty cool. Whether they had a system already or not. But it was the same thing. If they didn't have a system, he was still supposed to be there. He was like, I'm here about your burglar and fire protection. I'm licensed by the city.
Yeah.
What I have to say is important.
Yeah.
And so it was like, fuck. And he would say their name. So he would say, Mr. Johnson, I'm here about your burglar and fire protection. I'm licensed by the city. What I have to say is important. So they're like some guy from the city. He's 6'4", and he's talking to me like he's way more important than me. And then he would immediately say, I need to come in to show you this. And they would fucking let him in.
See, what I heard, too, was, like, some handshake maneuver.
Yeah.
I don't know, because it would be like, he would do that spin back, okay, nice to meet you. And as he's, like, going in for a handshake, he kind of, like, walks forward while you step back as he's getting into your house.
I never saw him do that, but
I heard it. Like, everything's rumor down there.
Right. He did shake people's hands every time. But I kind of do that. It's just like personal touch. Just kind of is like
comfortability.
Like, okay, now it's like, well, this guy has some balls. He just touched me.
Right.
I'm kind of scared now. I'm backing down a little bit.
Yeah.
But I did see one weird thing. He said so. He did do one takeover, and he was like, "Come on, I'm talking to you about this right here." And it was like before he pitched anybody, he was like, why would I follow you outside? But he just said it so like, come here, I'm talking about this right here. And so then the guy walks outside to the sign, and so the guy's right here, and Chance fucking did a spin move and walked past him into his house. And it was like, fuck, you didn't say you were gonna go in his house. You didn't ask. You fucking walked in that guy's house. So then he walked in, and like as he's walking in, he's like acting friendly because he got past the front door and the guy didn't say shit. So now he's like, oh yeah, we're friends now,
Yeah.
And he's like, so that panel, where's that? Let's go. And then he got him.
Yeah, of course.
That was pretty wild. Like, just I'm talking about this and just it was pretty wild.
That's crazy.
So
it's all confidence mostly.
It's
100%. That's all it is.
Damn.
Oh no, IRS 2018's in chat. Have you reported your donations as income to the IRS?
What donations?
Yeah, what donations? Who are you talking about?
We just make up
IRS?
numbers and put them at the top.
Yeah, it's all fake.
Yeah.
Fake news, IRS.
That could be real IRS, right?
No.
They got better things to do.
I sure hope so. Yeah, it's...
You think you would, Salty. You think you would, but then it happens and you're like, well, he seems like he's supposed to be here, and you don't. I mean, maybe you would, but I've gotten kicked out of 2 houses out of 600 doors. I've done shit like that, too. Nobody kicks me out. One dude did. That's a funny story, but you were about to say something. I'll tell it after.
I was just going to say, has it gotten to the point yet where you can have fun with it?
Oh,
with
hell
people?
yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Especially if somebody's watching me sell, it'll always be like as we're walking up, like, I told you. It'll be like, I told you it'd work. And then, like, I had this one guy in particular. What? You don't report? Oh, God. I had this one newbie in particular. His name was Hunter, and he was just a cool guy, but he just didn't believe it. Mm-hmm. And so then we get in there, and I was like, I'm telling you, they do whatever you say. Watch this. And so, like, she went to go get something. So then I came back, and I was like, okay, so we just have a few more things to fill out. Do you have some food for us? And she went and got me, she was like, I have some yogurt. And I wasn't even hungry. I was just showing him. I was like, yogurt will work? So I'm filling out the paperwork, eating some fucking yogurt. The most weird thing I've ever done in my whole fucking life. Just with her spoon, a plate fucking yogurt. Like, why am I doing that? It was just a show.
Damn, she sold you on the yo plate.
Right.
But then once somebody goes and gets you a yogurt and the spoon, they're signing for sure.
Oh, yeah. Everything you say is
it's over.
Butter.
So you will do anything. Oh, yeah, but the one time I did get kicked out of a house, it was like, okay, I'll keep it, it doesn't matter. Okay, anyway. So I'm knocking on this door. It's a perfect ADT sign, the exact one I'm looking for. I've sold a whole bunch of them already. I've got somebody with me. Knock on the door. I can smell weed a little bit. We're kind of in the ghetto. This guy answers, and it looks perfect. He's like 40. I smelled weed. Got the sign. He's probably going to believe me. I say his name. So I was extra confident. There was somebody watching me, and I didn't give him enough of a pitch for sure. I was just like, I'm here about this. We need to change your batteries. Where's the panel? I start walking in, and it was a black dude, but he was in the hood, so I just I've done it a lot, went for it. Smart ass, tough ass black dude. He literally chest to chest. Boom. If you don't work for ADT, get up off my property, B. And I was like, I don't work for ADT. I never said that. I'll see you later. I was out. It was quick. But yeah, that was one of the only times I've ever gotten kicked out. Oh, and then there was one time...
Did you just walk...
Yeah, I was just like, have a good day. I was just trying to help.
Right, yeah.
Then there was one time with Bree, super smart guy in Philly, and he was sort of in a ghetto of Philly, but I went in his house, so he answered the door, tall, really, like, gray, comb-over, like, old dude. I walk in his house, and he's got paintings everywhere. His furniture, I was like, I'm outmatched. I should not be here from the moment I walked in the house. No. And so then he asked me directly, like, 3 times, like, so why are you here and who do you work for? But I just was like, I was just being a pussy, and I should have just been like, I'm just another alarm company. Like, now that's what I would do, but I was pretty new. And so it was like 3 different times I just danced around the question. I just heard it and didn't answer. And usually that'll work. Like, if you just dance around until you get to the point where they are sellable.
Yeah.
You just got to give them time, and then you can tell them everything. But they have to hear everything.
Yeah,
first.
Of course.
So I'm trying to do that, and the guy finally just, like, it wasn't even, like, he didn't even passively or anything. He just literally went, I asked you 3 times, get out of my house. See you later. Bye.
Damn.
Those are the only 2 times, though.
But out of 600 times, that's so fucking impressive.
Those are the only 2 times. Yeah, but by the end, they're always getting a good deal. They always know exactly what's going on, exactly what happened. It's just, you gotta just act confident and just vague until they know everything. And it's fine, but...
Did Bree do any sales?
She's pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah, girls are way different, so I have to give them a little bit of a pitch at the door. Bree would just go, hi, I'm here about your security. Can I take a look at your panel? And they'd let her ride it.
Right. I was going to say, I feel like, because there was the one girl that we heard about when we were working with them that dominated. I don't remember her name. It was the blonde girl that we worked at. Not the one that didn't sell that was down in Texas with us. It was the one that was at the office who said she sells at other places who dominated. I don't remember her name. But I was
probably sound like Jessica or Melissa.
One of those.
Yeah.
But we were there one day, and I think it was me, James, you, and someone else, and she was like saying, "Yeah, it's easy for me to get in the house." And someone's like, "Well, I'm sure anyone will let you into their house." I mean, because she was hot. Like, I mean, I was like, "I'm sure it works really well for women sales. You just don't see a lot of them."
But as you saw, sales is a really hard job, and women, it's not their fault. But I think they actually do have extra emotions. I think I've heard that they literally have more hormone.
Whoa, sweet.
I've only heard it. I didn't do the research, but they seem to have more emotions. And so when Bree would not sell somebody, she would take it way harder, and she fucking hated it.
So it would be like, not get a sale, and then the next couple of houses you just kind of botch.
No, she would not get a sale, and she would be done for 2 days.
Oh, okay.
She'd be like, "Fuck this," and I'd be like, "No, I'm telling you, I lose 2 a day, but you'll find 2 more. It's fine." But no, she'd quit.
Because kind of like this, it's a numbers game.
Yeah, it's a numbers game, exactly. But yeah, it's a tough numbers game for sure.
I've only done sales once in my life, and I said Journeys. Selling shoes, it's fucking easy. Everyone's buying shoes.
And they're walking in.
If you come in, it was just too much fucked up stuff that went on there. And then, so I got the job thinking, so they told me I was going to make minimum wage, but plus commission. I was like, oh, I'll sell the fuck out of some shoes for,
right.
Like, that's good wage,
Right.
And then, I didn't know for a month and a half after that I was only getting minimum wage. My sales only went towards the manager's commission.
Son of a bitch.
So, I was like, what the fuck am I... so after that, I was like, I'm not selling I was like, I'll just work in the back then. I'm not going to go out there and put my effort towards helping you guys.
Dude, that shit happens everywhere. That's why I said fuck Alder, because when I came over to Alder another time, not that time, but... sold for P1, and then I came over to Alder, and I just showed them my numbers. They said they'd give me a $20,000 check with my name on it, and that they would match my previous pay. And then they wrote the $20,000 check right in front of me, and I fucking had never seen that kind of money before. It had my name on it.
Right.
I didn't read anything. I took the check and I signed it.
That'd be me right now.
Yeah. So then I sold 20 deals that next month, and they were all $400. It was fucking rookie pay. And I was getting paid way better than that before, and they knew that. They just for 3 week, 3rd week, 4th week, it's getting fixed, it's an accident, it's getting fixed. They just kept fucking lying to me, and then summer comes, they're like, yeah, that's the way it is. I left.
Right.
I had to pay him $20,000. That sucked.
Oh shit.
That sucked. I paid it back, and then I found out you don't really have to pay that stuff back. It's not really legally binding. They can't really get it from you. I found that out later, but oh well. Now I can feel good about myself.
See, I wish I could translate, because I was doing cold calls to collect money. So
probably harder, honestly.
So I was,
give me your money, bitch. Let's get drunk.
One of these nights. I just know I'm gonna say shit that I'm gonna regret. That's the problem.
That's my life.
I know, but
we're almost 100 episodes in. Do you know how many times I'm like, oh, good. I do this every night.
But I was so when you first start. I don't want to.
Utah, it's
this isn't spilling. Just look away.
I don't want to say the company I worked for just because. Yeah, I'm weary about it.
Say it.
No.
I know. I won't. I understand.
The first position that I had on was kind of a bullshit position. You call out to people, but if you actually get someone on the line, you transfer it to another, a veteran collector, and they collect.
Isn't there a computer program that could do that?
Absolutely.
Real quick, was there a difference between the veteran collector?
Yeah, big time.
They had done it.
Yeah, big time. The reason why we were doing that is it was how they had it structured is so it's people who are in debt for a specific reason, and there's a 30-day department, 60-day department, 90 and 120-day department, 150-day department, and then write-offs. That's how many days they're delinquent.
Okay.
So we would do those calls for 90 and 100-day departments because those people obviously, if they're that far, they don't want to talk to you.
Right.
So that's why they would have us call and then get it because 90% of our day was leaving voicemails. So that was all.
Sounds like a fun job.
Awful. But then when I transferred to actually start collecting, I was top of the team every single month. As soon as you got the chance. And this is when I say the money was good. My first bonus check was $1,200. Next one was like $900. Third one was like $13 or something like that. And I was like, I wish I could have been doing this when I was doing sales.
Right.
But I don't know if I can transfer my talking to door because it's different.
You absolutely could, 100%.
It's a different facade.
Doors are really not that hard, especially like just tweaking. You wouldn't waste your time on people that you're not going to sell.
Right.
But is it worth like all the headache of being broke for a while you learn it? And like, no matter what, it would take 2 weeks to learn. But after 2 weeks, you could definitely sell.
Right.
It would be fucking easy. And I don't like if you ever wanted to try. Like, I don't want to make money off anyone anymore, so I can just show you what I get paid, and you just get paid that. But yeah, I don't know if it'd be worth it because it would be 2 weeks of shit for sure.
I'll keep it in mind because I'm just working side stuff anyways. So.
How long do you want to go tonight, Seth?
I mean, I'm sleeping in tomorrow, so however late you guys normally go.
I was just curious. I was wondering,
I don't care.
do you guys want to go? What are we at now? Oh shit, we're going way longer than I thought.
How long? We have 3 hours, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty solid.
But would you guys want to do a Patreon exclusive after this? Would you want to do a drug one, like talk about drugs, but it's a paid exclusive? Would you be willing to do that?
Absolutely, as long as like it just stays that paid exclusive.
Yeah, for sure.
It will never go
because I'm gonna tell some.
So
I'll tell some stuff. Yeah,
I'll explain how the paid exclusive works.
Because that I've definitely got some awesome stories that I.
Yeah, we'll do it like paid for sure. Like,
yeah, I'll explain how it works after we're done, and then you can kind of.
So you guys want to go 10 more minutes and then switch to that?
Yeah, I'm down.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, like maybe I'll.
It's up to you. Like you don't have to.
I'll use the video elsewhere. I just don't want it on the internet where someone can
No.
find it later.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like you don't even have to tell stories, but if you're down to hang out and just like I'll tell stories.
Yeah. I'll tell stories as long as it's just not on the internet.
Yeah, I'm not gonna put it fucking.
I'm down as fuck.
Because I'm gonna tell some. Yeah. Anyways.
Get them hyped. Get the people hyped for what they want to hear.
I'll tell some highly illegal.
I got some stories. I
allegedly was a great salesman.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, I want to hear those days. You told me those days.
I was allegedly. I sold security systems to strippers.
Yeah, for sure.
You were allegedly a good salesman. Yeah.
But yeah, let's go 10 minutes. What do you guys want to finish up on?
I got a story about when a drug looks correct and you find out afterwards it is not correct.
Let's all better sign up for Patreon. Right, Daichi? Hey, let's put that Patreon link here real quick.
It's down below, boy. I wish we could live stream Patreon without everyone being able to see it. Because, like, if all of a sudden my parents come in and I'm talking about Rocaine.
Goddamn Rocaine.
Who's Rocaine?
Oh, Rogaine. I meant it's my hair.
What's Rocaine?
Oh, just a different letter for the first one.
I'm so dumb. I get that. Jesus fuck. Can I say Jesus fuck?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You can say Jesus fucking cunt because Jesus probably fucks other dudes because Jesus is a bitch ass maggot.
Hit him with it.
Dude, what kind of a god fucking creates a world full of sinners he created, and the only way to cure that world is to mutilate his only son?
Yeah.
What is that story?
Do you know what's crazy that I constantly think about? Like, we hear this stuff, like, all the time, like, God told me to do it. If this was, like, fucking, 1,600 years ago, we could be in the fucking Bible.
Yeah.
But, like, someone right now is like, my son, or God told me to cut my son's dick tip.
You're in jail or worse. Yeah,
you're a crazy person.
True. Yeah, we still cut dick tips.
Yeah,
that's
still.
Shit.
You know what?
Fuck Abraham.
I like mine better like that, I think.
Yeah, that's true. I'd rather not have like a tip than have like.
But just the
Q-tip
reason that
out,
we got here is pretty questionable.
So you want to know where I lost a lot of my religious beliefs?
Those are good stories. We probably all have some of those.
Yeah.
We didn't say anything racist.
That's what he's saying. You can't say racist on Patreon.
Yeah.
We don't say racist stuff anyway.
Yeah.
I think I was probably like 13 or 14. So I grew up in a non-LDS family. I grew up with two parents who were amazing at allowing me to figure stuff out on my own as far as religion and politics.
That's how I'd want to be.
They didn't push anything.
Cool.
And that's how I think everyone should be raised, because that raises... Because, like, obviously you're going to be curious. You're going to do your own research, and you're going to find out who you are yourself instead of being a clone of your parent.
Yeah, because then I just went apeshit because my parents pushed me, and then I found out they were dead wrong.
Right.
So then I just went, you guys, what else have you been lying about? Fuck you guys.
Right.
Yeah.
So the one thing that hit me when I started doing a lot of research was this random story out in Africa. And what it was is this mother lived or this lady lived her whole entire life pretty much as like a slave worker, and she was abused, destroyed, a lot of graping going on. Lots of grapes.
She loved grapes.
She made so much wine, it was ridiculous.
Yeah, lots of wine.
So much,
and just like, we're talking like abused to a 10. But she was always like, from what?
Sorry, but the grapes is hilarious.
Yeah. Like she just, apparently from what everyone said, is she tried to live life with a happy demeanor even after going there.
Yeah.
Damn.
How do you reconcile that?
Had a kid. The kid went into the local militia, was recruited when he was like 8, ended up killing her. Okay.
Jesus.
No one know. I don't know this woman's name. No one knows this woman's name, but she's not praised. She isn't praised like other religions. She went through way harder than people that we symbolize as our religious people.
Yeah. Her fucking... That's gnarly.
Her life's way harder than anyone else's that's ever lived.
And she had sounds like a positive outlook after.
No, exactly. She was trying to live her life happy.
And then
even after all that.
Then Lucifer came along.
Right.
I fucking hate stories like that because I'm so only free market. I want no government at all. But then you think about people that are just unlucky, just born in Syria. What do you do about those people? I don't know.
Right.
And I've seen a lot of ghettos where the kids are going to grow up to be ghetto, and it's really not their fault.
That's so sad because
if they were born somewhere else, they're smart as fuck.
It's just kind of like religion too. Like you said, like they're in a lifestyle they're trapped into. Like how many kids are religious because, like everyone because their parents are religious. Like
that's what I was saying.
We're a
the
slim
cloning.
few that got out of this like fucking
the loop,
cycle. And like you said, the ghetto. These kids like that's way more hardcore because like what are they gonna do? Like you have to literally run away and be homeless to get out of that shit.
I didn't realize how. Like, you always read about and see news about the ghettos, but until we went and knocked down to Texas, and I imagine that's not even close to the ghetto that you've probably seen.
It's pretty bad, but there's worse, yeah.
The one day that it hit me was when I was walking down the street, and I would have sold the lady, but you know how we had to, I won't say what it was, but we had to call in, and they had to get the pass, and she didn't pass. And I just remember, like, she had 8 grandkids in there, and then 10 great-grandkids. And then 4 of the grandkids were under 15. And I was like, so this is all there is now is in these ghettos, like, just lots of sex and nothing else they can do.
That's the sad part because, like, it's like they don't have, like, these places like Planned Parenthood or shit to,
the lady's
birth control.
The lady's floor was dirt in her house.
I can only imagine.
Like,
this is Syria?
No, it was
Detroit,
Texas.
Michigan.
It was Texas. Like and like 10 minutes away was $1 million houses.
Yeah, I sold this one lady who. So since I bought my own equipment now, I try to just use everything they have so I can save money. So I can just switch out the cell chip and leave the panel usually because panels are like $200. So anyway, I sold this lady where we took off the panel. I was gonna just replace her cell chip. Took off the panel. There's cockroaches everywhere. Oh shit. Yeah, so I obviously had to replace it. But the reason I'm telling that story is because it was that bad, cockroaches in her panel, and you can only imagine what the place smelled like. And her little black son was like 11 and a G on the guitar. I don't know how he found a guitar. It was fucking great.
Just like, shredding.
That dude. Hopefully he makes it out, but I'm just saying he probably won't. And I don't know. What
Let's
to
go
do
find
about
Homeboy. Bring him on the.
Right.
Let's find Homeboy. Yeah, he was.
Let's
dope.
bring him on here. Give him the fuck the Walmart kid. That kid's a bitch. Fuck him.
No one cares about yodeling. Fucker.
Fuck that little. I'm gonna call him a cunt. Fuck that cunt.
Yeah.
Let's bring little G out here.
My favorite thing.
And give him some publicity.
Was that Schusterdamus or Kicksterdamus?
Oh, Kicksterdamus is dope. Oh,
when he
dabbed on him.
Do you know who that is? He's been making these sick ass fucking.
He makes customs, like he buys shoes and make customs. Like he made Donovan Mitchell's Spider-Man shoes.
Oh, cool. So I think I might have seen the shoes.
He's just like he makes all the customs. Yeah.
Cool.
So are you familiar with the yodeling kid?
I just have heard of him. I haven't watched the videos.
Yeah, so he's just some little yodeling kid. I guess.
Yeah, my little brother was talking shit. He was just like anybody can get famous. He's just yodeling kid. So.
It's all timing.
Yeah.
Anyways, he made him some shoes, and he went to shake the kid's hand, just went yay, like right in his face, and the kid's face just looked at him like,
really? I did something cool
real quick. Have you seen Wheeler Walker's? Him talking
about
the
shoemaker did it to the little
kid. Fuck that kid. Okay,
Have you seen Wheeler Walker talking about that kid?
Yeah, you showed me that.
There's more. Have you seen his videos?
Daichi, there is 3 or 4 Patreon exclusives already there if you did become a Patreon
I'll show
or
you real
patron.
quick. I'll just show you one of Wheeler Walker's talking about the kid, because it's funny.
Keeps getting fucking worse. Y'all got fucking tricked, okay? I'm sorry. Stop.
Thanks for the bits.
Fucking comments. You got tricked by Atlantic Records, and
Oh, that's not the funny one. Let me go. This one. He's talking about the yodeling kid.
holy shit, man, it's so fucking bad. This fucking Walmart kid song's the worst shit I ever heard. No, you guys gotta shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Stay off my fucking Instagram. Unfollow me and follow the kid if you like that. Stop fucking bitching and complaining to me that I'm making fun of a kid and I'm jealous of this kid because he's successful and I'm not. Guess what? That kid's jealous of me because my fucking balls dropped. I got hair on my nuts. This kid's a fucking meme. They put him on the local news and you motherfuckers gobbled it up like fucking pigs at the fucking trough.
He's right.
Fucking cheat,
He's
you know?
right.
Yes. Have you?
Eating that shit
He's
up.
right.
Maybe don't find your music from memes and little kids and grow up, get a fucking life, shut the fuck up and leave me the fuck alone and get a fucking life and not try to look for the new savior country music in a fucking local news meme.
He's so right. Like, the internet is
Fucking
the best thing that ever
He
happened.
made 12
in summer.
videos talking about how much he hates the guy kid.
Okay, calm down now. That
You're-
first one was good.
You're not a country music fan, are you?
I like it, but not a fan.
Listen to Wheeler Walker Jr. because it's a country, like, makes fun of
Have
country
you heard of
music.
Steel
Oh,
Pan-
cool, okay.
Oh.
Have you heard of Steel Panther?
Dang,
Oh,
I'm
so-
way out of the loop.
Look up Wheeler Walker Jr. It's so fucking funny. He roasts, like, that's him. And he was on, like, Joe Rogan's and, like, everyone's, like, I'm not gonna actually say, but, like, so we showed one of his songs, like, it's called Puss in Boots. It's so funny, but he has, like, a song called Country Shit. He's like,
That's the
fucking
one.
my sister and shooting the neighbor's cat.
Shooting the neighbor's cat.
Throwing rocks at retards and laughing when they get hit. Like, shit like that.
I'll show
Okay,
you.
I'll have to check him out. That's
I'll show
funny
you
as
one of
hell.
his songs before we saw the exclusive. real
So
quick,
Nico
but-
says, hi guys, hope you had a good morning and that your show was good as the other mornings. Not funny to laugh at the fact that I asked to see your feet. It's my job to make foot video. I'm a lover of the feet. Besides, I hope to see from time to time, even often, hi, a beautiful dangling shoe play of you, Mr. Vance Boy. Your devoted and virtual friend, Nicholas.
Hey, thanks, Nico.
God,
What's up, Nico?
Hopefully you got
fucking love
everything
you,
you
man.
ever need.
God, you crack me up so much.
That's amazing.
What the fuck, Nico?
Sick vape tricks. I think I just blew it out. Thanks, Salty.
You guys want to call this one?
Yeah.
And then I'll tell you guys some stories. You guys can tell some stories. All right, Daichi Gray. We're gonna do this exclusive. We'll upload it within the day.
Yeah.
Hopefully. we get distracted a lot, and
Forget sometimes.
Hopefully.
but yeah, we'll have it uploaded by the weekend. So
Yeah.
we'll see you guys tomorrow, though.
Good night, everybody.
Bye bye.